ńlá tí ń jámọ̀ láyà bí àrá orúkọ tó ń dẹrù bó lórúkọ gan-an. ọmọ Yorùbá ẹ má sùn o torí pé gbòòrà a kò lè fojú kégbodò. láyé títa ríro lẹ̀dá ń kọlà wúrà tó máa dán alànà kọjá dandan o. ọ̀wọ́n irin ní má bẹ̀rẹ̀ wọ̀nà ẹ̀dá kan lè ṣì wá lọ́nà mọ́ ẹjẹ́ àfimọ̀ṣọ́ kan ká lè débi re. ẹjẹ́ àjọ gbárùkù ti Sunday Ìgbòho ṣá ọmọ Ìgbòho mọ̀rẹ́ nílùú Alágbàdo Òde ọmọ Atapẹ̀tẹ̀ wọn wò ọmọ Gèdèlè wodò Sànyà Ìsànyà ò rẹ́ràn bàbá yín láàrin ìdí omi kò sí náà ń kán sí yín lẹ́nu ọmọ òkúta mẹ́ta òkè Ìgbòho ìkan ń ṣe yín ní dàgbàdàgbọ̀ ìkan ní mọ́ rọra ìkan tó kù nígbà tí wọ́n ò mọ̀ Ìgbòho mọ̀rẹ́ kí ló dé Ìgbòho mọ̀rẹ́ sí ọmọ òpópó Sànràn ìgbàgede Ìgbòho sùn wọn láláìsí bẹ̀rẹ̀ wọn ní kó ní bẹ̀rẹ̀ ó má kó bẹ̀rẹ̀ lọ ẹ̀sìn òní bímọ méjì ní Ìgbòho mọ̀rẹ́ bẹ́sìn bá bímọ méjì ní Ìgbòho á fi kan pọkó sí amúkan yòókù bọ̀ Sànyà àtúmúyà rẹ̀ tí ò lọ́rọ̀ ọgbọ́n á fi ṣẹrù wálé wàràmùjẹ ọmọ onílé ọ̀la àwọn àjòjì tó ń ṣe ségesège tọ́láwọn ò ní bomi kó sí mu wọ́n láwọn ò ní bomi Sànyà wẹsẹ̀ ìgbà tójú kò fi rí ńkọ́ gbogbo wọn náà sáré bomi kó sí mu wọ́n sì bomi Sànyà wẹsẹ̀ ọmọ abẹ́rẹ́ mẹ́ta òde ayé ọ̀kan ṣẹ́ ọ̀kan tó kù ní gbogbo ayé fi ránṣọ kiri gbogbo ọmọ Yorùbá Sunday Ìgbòho onírèlẹ̀ láéláé torí àbá lásán nìkan ń dá òkúta ò ṣe gbé fún wọn o ìmọ̀ràn lásán ni ti balùwẹ̀ kò pọ́sibú kó dòdò láyé ń bí ó kún díẹ̀ kí tọ́ domi láyéláyé ìtọ́ ilé domi Sunday Ìgbòho arógun má ti dí tó ń jà fẹ́tọ̀ Yorùbá ní tilé tó kó.
bọ́dá island àgbà lẹ́bí píṣẹ́ jágámọ̀ lọ́sìgbò ìbò wọ́n gbé tí wà tó sí ìlà bí túmọ̀ 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 jágámọ̀ let's go. Bọ́dá island àgbà lẹ́bí píṣẹ́ jágámọ̀ lọ́sìgbò ìbò wọ́n gbé tí wà tó sí ìlà bí túmọ̀ 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 jágámọ̀ let's go.
Self-determination is a right. Self-determination is an inalienable right. I say good afternoon and welcome to a very special day. It is the 3rd day of the month of May 2024. Also 42 years that I lost my dad. And I'm grateful that we are still alive, making sure that his name is still shining around the world. Moki Bubu, Awon Molebi Koiki, a special greetings to my mom. I've been able to see her this morning just to say thank you so much for keeping us up to today. Torí pé ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ ọmọ ló ń bí ní Nàìjíríà lẹ́ni tí wọ́n ṣùdànù tí a mọ ìdí. But Fayemi, the former governor of Ekiti State, says I should tell you all, don't give up on Nigeria. Fayemi begs the citizen. Governor tí ó ṣe tẹ́lẹ̀ rí ní ìlú Èkìtì tí wọ́n ń pè ní Fayemi, ó ní kí n sọ fún gbogbo ẹ̀yin ọmọ Yorùbá pé kẹjọ́ òun bẹ̀ yín pé kẹ má give up lórí Nàìjíríà nítorí pé Nàìjíríà ṣì máa da. Kí lẹ rí sọ̀rọ̀ náà? Ó wà lára tí a fẹ́ sọ̀rọ̀ lé lórí ní ọ̀sán yìí. Also, there's another news that came where it seems that the Nigerian military are no longer working. They are failed. We know that because gbogbo owó tó kó fún wọn pé kó fi ra ammunition kó fi protect ẹ̀yin or fi protect yín. Rather, the Boko Haram have literally overrun Nigeria. Boko Haram ó ti overrun Nigeria. Ẹ̀dẹ̀ bá ń kan náà ẹ̀jọ̀. Ó ti overrun Nigeria. A máa sanwó náà so a máa gbowó ní ọ̀sán yìí torí pé iná tá à ń lò àti gbogbo tá à ń lò nínú ilé ara bills náà ni. So I can confirm that a report is coming from Borno State. And what is the report? Repentant Boko Haram. Ìyẹn mo ṣe múra military wà lẹ́nìí. Because mo fẹ́ wo bóyá ìyàwó mi ní ìgbà mo máa lọ sí ilé àmọ́nókù díẹ̀. Boko Haram, repentant Boko Haram terrorists set ablaze NDLEA and custom checkpoint in Borno State and chase away all the wọ́n lé gbogbo sójà pátápátá. Ẹ kàn imagine tó bá jẹ́ pé irú ẹ̀ ṣẹlẹ̀ nílẹ̀ Yorùbá àbí nílẹ̀ Igbo kí lẹ rò kó máa ṣẹlẹ̀. Mo kí gbogbo alẹ́ nǹkan sí mo kí wa pé akọ́lá Jímọ̀. It's exactly 15 minutes past. We hope we can do some 2 hours as usual, and we are already almost starting. Please share the program and invite your friends. The love is too much. The love is too much. The love is too much. Ìgbòho ò ṣètò ntí àwọn ọlọ́pàá àti sójà àti mercenary tí wọ́n fi lọ ka mọ́lé ní July 1st, 2021. 2 people were killed. True men. Yorùbá, wọ́n níyàwó, wọ́n ní ọmọ, wọ́n ní mọ̀lẹ́bí. Fúlàní, Buhari àti Yẹmí Ọ̀sínbàjò wọ́n ní kó wọlé kó pa àwọn tó bá bá nínú ilé. Bá dúpẹ́ pé Lady K, the Moremi of our time, was quick enough to go live, and that saved a lot of people. But 2 people were murdered, and we are still pleading with President Bola Ahmed Tinubu to please release the dead bodies so that we can give them a fitting burial. Mo kí gbogbo ẹ̀yin tẹ́ ń kí wa fún ti bàbá mi Mojeed Ọmọ́táyọ̀ Koiki. Bàbá dáadáa. Bàbá tí ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ ò mọ̀, àmọ́ látara pé ọmọ tó bí kalẹ̀ tó ń pè ní Ọláyọmí tí gbogbo yín mọ̀ sí Koikimedia. Ẹ ti mọ̀ bàbá tó bí mi náà nìyẹn. Èní la wá ń ṣe 42 years. Èmi ò mọ̀ tán pè ní 42 ní èdè Yorùbá. Bàbá rẹ̀ ní bá kọ síbẹ̀. Ó pé 42 years lénìí. May 3rd. I was a very young man, young boy, when my dad died. But I did heard a lot and so much about him. And up to date, his name still shines around the world. From this boy, this man, to jókòó tì yín. And up to date, ẹ ṣì máa gbọ́rúkọ bàbá mi torí pé orúkọ ńlá ni, èèyàn ńlá ni. Ọdún méjìdínlógójì, ọdún méjìlélógójì, ọdún méjìlélógójì, 42 years. Bẹ́ẹ̀ni, Lieutenant Koiki of Yoruba Nation, ẹ ṣé gan ni. It is exactly 42 years today, 3rd of May 1982. Ikú wọnú ilé wa pa èèyàn ńlá. Many of you might not know the importance of death. Today, when I hear people die, láàárọ̀ mọ̀mísí mi ṣì confirm pé ìkan náà àwọn ọ̀rẹ́ wọn kan, sister kú ní Nigeria, a very good friend of ours. He's from the southeast, but a very, very good friend of my mom and myself. I spoke to him. The sister died of cancer. Òun ló ná gbogbo owó yẹn láti bíbá, but death took her away this morning. May her soul rest in peace. Just like many people that are dying today and people that have died in the past. But ẹ jẹ́ ká máa rántí pé kò ń ṣe bàbá tèmi ni mò ń sọ̀rọ̀ ẹ̀. 29,000 Yoruba people were murdered by the former President Muhammadu Buhari and Yemi Ọ̀sínbàjò. Because tá bá ń pe Buhari, a gbọ́dọ̀ máa pe kòkó ẹ̀ tó ń pè ní Ọ̀sínbàjò. Many of you might not understand the meaning of 29,000 people. These are people that could have transformed a lot of things around the Yoruba world today. Not that people don't die. Ẹ wo ti racist paper. I told you that we are living in a society that is so racist. Ẹ wo bó ṣe project ẹni tó pa ọmọ kékeré wọ́n sọ di celebrity ọ̀sán gan. This is the man that murdered this 14-year-old boy. Ọmọ Nàìjíríà ni, based on the name. Because Anjorin Daniel, orúkọ yẹn ó relate mọ́ Nàìjíríà, kọ́bẹ̀ Elédùmarè kó bá wa foríjì. This ẹ wo bí pépà lù yìí ṣe gbé arákùnrin wọ́n gbé bí ẹni tó jẹ́ pé ó ń ṣeré ọwọ́. Can you imagine that? Ọ̀bẹ tó fi pa tó yẹ kó lò as part of, mo ṣe sọ fún yín pé tẹ́ ẹ̀ bá invest sínú media tiwa, tẹ́ ẹ̀ ń retí Metro kó sọ̀rọ̀ Yorùbá Nation, tẹ́ ẹ̀ invest sínú YSDM, tẹ́ ẹ̀ invest sínú Yorùbá World Media, you are not going anywhere. Ṣé àwọn eléyìí lẹ́fẹ̀ẹ́ kọ́ máa bá yín sọ̀rọ̀ Yorùbá Nation? This is the Metro newspaper, ọ̀fẹ́ ló ń fún wa lójoojúmọ́. But the reason why they are very powerful is because they have money. Wọ́n ní owó gidi, àwọn ò ní owó yẹn. So tá bá ní ẹ dáwó sínú mídíà, ẹ fún wa ní owó, a máa dàbí pé lòmíì intan sọ yẹn àsọdùn ni. Ẹ wo bó ṣe project ọmọ kékeré tó fi ọ̀bẹ pa, Samori sword ló fi pọ́nmọ́ yìí. Kódà wọ́n ní pépà kan ní Ireland, ìyẹn tún sọ pé ọmọ yẹn gbé microphone sétí àbí headphone, òun ni kò ṣeé gbọ́ nígbà tó ń pè pé èèyàn kan máa pa. Ọmọ tó ń lọ sí school jẹ́jẹ́ tó jẹ́ pé bó ṣe ń jáde lójoojúmọ́ nìyẹn. Ẹ wo bó ṣe project arákùnrin tó pa. Ẹ̀yin tẹ́ wà labroad, Ọlọ́run ní jẹ́ kó pa wá lọ́mọ, èmi náà lọ́mọ labroad. Lóòótọ́ àwọn ọmọ wa ní British passport, èyí tó ì ní indefinite stay, èyí tó ní indefinite stay ó sì better than tó wà Nàìjíríà lọ. Mo kí sister mi, gbogbo ẹni tó bá fẹ́ darapọ̀ mọ́ pé ẹ fẹ́ support intel fi support Yorùbá ọ̀nà púpọ̀ ni. Ẹ lọ sí Ọmọlúàbí apparel, mò ń bá wọn polówó bẹ́ẹ̀ ni, aṣọ wọn kọ́ la kọ̀ wọ̀ léni, military outfit ni mo wọ̀. Ẹ lọ síbẹ̀ kẹ́ máa ná $10 yín $20 yín, ẹ kẹ̀ jẹ́ ká invest sára wa. Lánàá ni mò ń sọ fún yín pé àwọn Goldridge family 1.2 billion users làwọn tó ń lo product wọn ní gbogbo àgbáyé. But àwa nísìnyí ẹ invest in our media, irọ́. Ẹ lọ invest Yorùbá Ọmọlúàbí, ẹ sanwó sí YSDM ká lè wà powerful, ká lè máa compete pẹ̀lú àwọn olórí burúkú. Ẹ wá ẹni tó pààyàn, ẹ wo bó ṣe gbé, ẹ wo bí pépà tààrọ̀ yìí, ẹ wo bó ṣe project arákùnrin náà. Ó gbé ẹni tó gbé arrow, ó sọ di Robin Hood. Ẹ wo bó ṣe project ẹ̀. Ṣerú nǹkan tó yẹ kó gbé jáde lélẹ̀ tẹ́ni tó pa ọmọ 14 years old. Ọlọ́run jẹ́ kó pa wá lọ́mọ. Kò ń ṣe pé àwọn parent ò kí ń pray, but ikú tó bá máa pààyàn apààyàn náà ni. Kódà report ẹni tó pa ní Ọbalẹ́ndé, mo sọ fún yín pé kò sí tó ń lọ Nàìjíríà tí kò ní dórí desk mi. I've been given a better briefing, but ìyẹn fún ọjọ́ mi ni. Ẹni tó pa ní Ọbalẹ́ndé, tó pa lọ́balẹ́ndé yẹn, ẹni tó súnmọ́ wọn gidi gangan ní intelligent report ó ti dórí desk mi láàárọ̀ yìí. Ẹ máa ní Koiki wà labroad, kò sí nǹkan tó ń lọ Nàìjíríà tó mọ̀, no problem. Mẹ́wàá ń bọ̀ Nàìjíríà, but ikú bàbá tó pa bàbá mi, ikú tó pa bàbá mi náà ló ṣì ń pààyàn káàkiri. Ikú máa pààyàn ní, ikú máa ń pààyàn ní, iṣẹ́ tí kú ṣe nìyẹn, ìtọ́lọ́run rán ikú wá ṣe láyé nìyẹn, máa pààyàn. Bó kò jẹ́ pé kò ń pa àwọn olórí burúkú tó ń ṣe bí àwọn èèyàn dáadáa ló máa ń pa. Bí a ti bàbá mi náà bá wà láyé, bí a ti dẹ́gbẹ́ APC, bí Ọlọ́run fi yẹ kó di ràlẹ̀rálẹ̀, bí Ọlọ́run fẹ́ yẹ kí irú bàbá ti wá di ràlẹ̀rálẹ̀ ló ṣe mú lọ nígbà tó mú lọ ní 1982. Yes, I have every right to talk about my dad. Ìwọ náà lè lọ ṣe program kó sọ̀rọ̀ nípa bàbá ẹ̀. Bàbá tèmi lè ní sọ̀rọ̀ ẹ̀. Mo gbé Yorùbá Nation dáná ní kí n má sọ̀rọ̀ bàbá mi. Torí tí bàbá mi ò bá bí mi dáadáa, èmi ò ní jókòó síbi kí n máa pariwo Yorùbá Nation. Wọ́n bí mi dáadáa ni. Mo dẹ̀ dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ ìyá tó bí mi. Mo dẹ̀ dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ àwọn ìyàwó mi náà àtàwọn ọmọ mi. I've seen my mom this morning just to tell her that we love her and our children will continue to rally around her. Màmá mi ò remarry láti 1982 tí bàbá mi ti kú. Òun ló ń ṣe bàbá àti ìyá fún wa. Ó wá rí vision pé Nàìjíríà olórí burúkú yẹn ó máa bà tòun jẹ́. Ó sá kúrò ní 1990. My mom left Nigeria in 1990 because of the dollar. Àwọn ní owó tó fi ń ṣòwò. Ó lọ sí Hong Kong, kò sí European country tó lọ. Kí Yugoslavia tó pín ni mo sì mi ti lọ síbẹ̀ nítorí pé mo ní telegram àwọn first born bàbá mi ibẹ̀ lọ ti kàwé. When Yugoslavia was still Yugoslavia, telegram lọ fi ń communicate níjọ́ náà lọ́hùn tó ń bẹ̀ wọ́n pé ẹ tètè kàwé ìtàn tó ń ṣòṣì bí ẹran aṣẹ́wó ìkan ti kú nú wọn kọ́ lọ́n fọ́ọ̀rùn kẹ́. so ìwọ tó ń sọ fún mi pé nàìjíríà máa da tó lórí burúkú Fáyẹmí olórí burúkú àmọ́ ẹ̀yin ará èkìtì ẹ má bínú sí mi kí ló dé táwọn tó yẹ pé àwọn ará èkìtì ló wá ń sọ̀rọ̀ afẹ́ babalọ́lá la mú ní wíìkì àtúrí Fáyọ̀ṣe àbí Fáyẹmí rather ó ń bẹ Nigerians pé ká má give up lórí nàìjíríà olórí burúkú ààrẹ ó gbé ní UK rí. I pity a lot of Yoruba people that are thinking that ẹ fi pé níṣẹ́ mo níṣẹ́ mo ṣe ń jókòó síbí báyìí. Look, mo sọ fún yín pé èmi ò ń ṣàwọn tó ṣe ń dé lánàá ẹ̀yin tẹ́ ṣe ń dé lẹ́ni right láti fa gbùrù gidi èmi ti fa gbùrù yẹn for 15 years mo ti slow down nísìn ìjọ iṣẹ́ mẹ́ta méjì tá a ṣe ń fa nìyẹn this time around a ti slow down but ìyẹn ò ní ká wá lazy so tá a bá jókòó síbí báyìí à ń yọ̀ sí lẹ́rùn ni ẹ fún wa lówó mo ní ìwé láti lọ ṣiṣẹ́ mo lè lọ tí ìbá fẹ́ ṣe ẹni tí màá lọ ṣe cleaning màá ṣe Uber the basic mo ní láti lọ stress ara mi but mo dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ ìyá tó bí mi ó fi ọ̀nà wọn wá ó make sure power independent because business ló ń ṣe in tó ṣe títí tí bá délé mọ́ sí mi báyìí ọjà sì sún bẹ́ẹ̀ ó ń tajà dọ́là mo kí gbogbo àwọn Muslim Association of Nigeria mo kí àwọn CAF sisters ó ń gbéra báyìí nísìn alọ kí Jímọ̀ mo kí gbogbo ẹni tẹ́ wà ní Okentro tẹ́ bá wá rí wata jókòó báyìí látara pé ìyá tó bí wa ó bí wa àwa náà túnra wa bí kò ń ṣe pé púpọ̀ nínú yín tẹ́ wà Nàìjíríà tó sọ yín di intan fẹ́ máa pè yín tá a fẹ́ máa pè yín operation keep them poor ẹni tó pè mí láàárọ̀ tó fún mi ní intelligent nípa Ọbalẹ́ndé yẹn very close to the presidency but I won't go more than that tí bá dé very close ìṣọ̀run presidency ni kò sí tó ń lọ nínú Aso Rock tá a ní mọ́ Koiki wọ́n gbọ́ mi kétékété nìyẹn mo sọ fún yín pé platform tó fi bàjẹ́ ni but Ọlọ́run ló ṣe ń gbé dúró because wọ́n mọ̀ pé ohun tó bá ń jáde látọ̀dọ̀ tèmi extraordinary ni because èmi máa ṣe breakdown fún yín. lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí mo kí gbogbo àwọn Koikimedia team mo kí gbogbo Koiki pátápátá títí dé kódà àti tracy root wa dé Benin Republic mo wá ṣe rí i pé nǹkan ń bẹ lóòótọ́ mo kí gbogbo yín níjẹ̀bú Òde akúlédè bàbá wa àtàwọn tó support wa àtàwọn tó support mo láwọn tó jẹ́ Koiki tó ń ṣe APC PDP ìyẹn ò ní ká bára wa jà bọ̀ tèmi ni pé mo ní kó gbé bàbá wọn jáde kó sọ ẹni tí bàbá wọn jẹ́ ní Nàìjíríà. Bẹ́ẹ̀ ni mo sọ, mo challenge gbogbo wọn, àwọn olórí burúkú born bastard. Ẹni kí Wálé Àlí kó mórúkọ bàbá ẹ̀ síta kó sọ ẹni tí bàbá ẹ̀ jẹ́ ní Nàìjíríà. Tọ́ntọ́n gbogbo yín kò ní dá fún gbogbo yín. Kóìkì Ọmọlóyè, orin yóò ń ṣorin àná. Àwọn tí òbí máa wá tó wá ń ṣeré fún nínú pálọ̀ wọn làwọn eléyìí, ẹ̀ ní ṣoríire. Aláàjì Ọmọ́táyọ̀ ló ń pè Kóìkì. Àwọn ilé olówó kò ń ṣe olówó drug náà. Tó bá pàdé ẹ̀ ní site, tó bá pàdé ẹ̀ níbi tó ti ń fa gbùrù ní site, wàá máa béèrè pé ṣàlájì nìyẹn. Ó ti bọ́ agbádá dànù tó ń faṣẹ́ lọ burúkú. Iṣẹ́ náà làwa ń ṣe lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́ nísìn. Can sacrifice. Bàbá yẹn kan ní your father died on my birthday. Kábíyèsí Elédùmarè. Àwọn bàbá dáadáa. Ẹ jẹ́ àgbẹ̀bí ní sẹ́ òbí lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí. Tọ́ bá tẹ̀ yọ lórí YouTube. Ẹ bá gbádùn ẹ̀ léde nìkan. Bóun sókè. Aláàjì Ọmọ́táyọ̀ Kóìkì. Mo kí ìyá mi kan náà happy birthday ìyá dáadáa. Ẹ ṣọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ ọdún láyé. Gbogbo ọjọ́ kọjọ́ tẹ bá máa lò pẹ̀lú àlàáfíà tẹ̀mí gúngùn. Àwọn ìyá dáadáa. Mo kí yín ẹ kú ọ̀làjọ́ ọdún. Èyí tá a ṣe ń sọ pé ọmọ Yíbò ò lè understand the track yìí dáadáa fi tó bá ti gbé láàrin Òṣòdì. Orin tó ń play lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́ ọmọ Haúsá ò gbọ́dọ̀ gbọ́ kó mọ ohun tó ń sọ. Ọmọ Yorùbá ló mọ beat yẹn. Ìdí tá a ṣe ń sọ pé a kì í ṣe kankan náà. Haúsá àti Yíbò a yàtọ̀ síra wa. Bá ṣe ń ṣe fàájì ó yàtọ̀ sí báwọn ṣe ń ṣe fàájì. Kò sólórin kan tí kò ní lo verses Yorùbá kan nínú orin ẹ̀. Wọ́n bí dá kò ní tà. Ẹ lọ wo gbogbo àwọn artist lẹ́ni pátá, gbogbo wọn pátá ló ń lo music Yorùbá àtọmọ Yíbò àtọmọ Haúsá torí kọ́ lè bá blow bomb basta. Tani bàbá ẹ ní Nàìjíríà kò ní dá fún ẹ. Ẹ ṣọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ ọdún Mr. Sunday, ẹ káàbọ̀ sórí ètò. Mo kí Sister Eileen àwọn tó kún mo ṣe gbá ilé ilé ni wọ́n ní Kóìkì ìwọ lọmọ bàbá Yorùbá nation kí ẹ torí pé n tó connect mi àti Ìgbòho gangan ni woman yìí tó kù yìí ó ti dàgbà jù wá lọ, ó ti di woman but 24 years old ni wọ́n mẹ̀mí ẹ̀ lọ. Tolúlọpẹ́ Arótilé, the first helicopter combat pilot in Nigeria ló train ẹ̀, Nigeria ló pa. Máa sọ pé Nigeria máa ṣiṣẹ́ bomb bastard. Nigeria ò lè ṣiṣẹ́, is a dead country. Fayemi ni don't give up on Nigeria. Ó ń bẹ àwa citizen. Mo ń bọ̀ mo ì tí dé. Gbogbo òwe yìí ni wọ́n print ní gbogbo Kogi state tí ìyá Kogi olórí burúkú ìyá wèrè ìyá bomb bastard. Distribution of the writing materials in remembrance of the flying officer Tolúlọpẹ́ Arótilé, the National Association of Okun Students. Sister Eileen ẹ kú náwó dáadáa ní gbogbo ìgbà. Àwọn ìyá dáadáa nìyẹn, àwọn ti Kogi state. Kogi ilẹ̀ Yorùbá ni àjọ ńlọ náà ni mo ti dé. kú Dúpẹ́ Onítìrí ìwọ ni tó ń ṣe bí wọ́n pè ẹ́ ìwọ ní tó bá bàbá sọ̀rọ̀ bàbá máa kú lẹ́nu ẹ̀ o ti gbàgbé pé ọba Jésù Kristi tó dúró ti Professor Banji Akíntóyè kò síkú kankan lójú ẹ̀ ó dúró ṣámṣám. Dúpẹ́ Onítìrí wàá jẹ bàbá ìgbà ìwọ ọ̀dàlẹ̀ ìyẹn kan wá ní ọ̀dàlẹ̀ kú ọ̀dàlẹ̀ tó bá kú ó kú náà nìyẹn bye bye ni àwa tá a bá wà láyé àmà ṣayé lọ bọ́n sókè Ebenezer Obey. o fẹ́ ṣe níbi o fẹ́ ṣe lọ́hùn-ún o fẹ́ ṣe ti Ìgbòho tó fẹ́ lọ ṣe Onítìrí ò ní ṣoríire bomb bastard. Ìgbòho lèmi ṣiṣẹ́ fún, bàbá Akíntóyè ni mo ṣiṣẹ́ fún, Ọ̀túnba Adémọ́lá ni mo ṣiṣẹ́ fún, YSDM ni mo ṣiṣẹ́ fún, àní mo bẹ̀yìn ni ẹ lọ́ọ́ máa dáwó díẹ̀díẹ̀ sí ní YSDM. bọ́n sókè Ebenezer Obey mò ń gbádùn ẹ lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́ bọ́n sókè. ìwọ ẹni tó ń ṣe bí ìwọ ẹni tó ń ṣe bí ẹ̀yin tẹ́ ń ṣe bí tẹ́ ẹ̀ fẹ́ jẹ́ kí Yorùbá dá dúró àfàyín lọ́lọ́run lọ́wọ́ ẹ̀ ń ṣe bí ẹ mọ̀ pé tí Yorùbá bá dá dúró òun nìkan ni ọ̀nà àbáyọ òun nìkan ló máa relieve pressure ní gbogbo ọmọ Yorùbá ní gbogbo àgbáyé ẹ wá ń ṣe bí ẹ̀yin nìkan fẹ́ máa dájẹ́ ẹ fẹ́ máa dámú àgbà orí yín kọjá kò ní orí yín á fọ́ síbẹ̀ ní bomb bastard. Mo kí ẹ easy gbọ́n sókè ìwọ ẹni tó ń ṣe bí wọ́n bẹ̀ ẹ́ títí olóòlè jáwọ́ kí ló dé kí la ṣe kí ẹ̀ṣẹ̀ wo la ṣe ní Nàìjíríà a náà ṣe Nàìjíríà mọ́ kò ṣe tipátipá enough is enough ìwọ ẹni tó ń ṣe bí wọ́n bẹ̀ ẹ́ títí olóòlè jáwọ́ o wá rò pé Ọlọ́run ò ní mú ẹ Ọlọ́run máa mú yín ní agbára níbọn níta lè fi bá yín jà àmọ́ Ọlọ́run á mú gbogbo yín á ṣèdájọ́ fún yín. Fáyẹmí wá ń bẹ̀ wá ó ń bẹ gbogbo ọmọ Nàìjíríà àtàwọn ọmọ Yorùbá pé ká jọ. Fayemi says and I quote, please don't give up on Nigeria. Ìwọ Fayemi ò ní ṣoríire bomb bastard. Jack Olúṣọlá Bókẹ́, please kindly speak to your stupid governor to please fix Adédọ̀tun Ṣájẹ́ road. I cried last week returning from my side. Àní kò sí nǹkan kan tó ń ṣe olórí burúkú níwọ̀n àti Dàpọ̀ Abíọ́dún. Brother mi ló ń sọ̀rọ̀ yẹn. They purposely kept every one of us àtẹ̀mí àtẹ̀yìn operation keep them poor. A sì ń gbádùn òbí lọ́wọ́ àìtí débẹ̀ gbóhùn sókè. Kò tí ì dẹ́gbẹ́ ti bàbá mi ó sì mú bọ̀ díẹ̀díẹ̀ ni ìwọ ẹni tó ń ṣe bí ẹni ẹ send message sí mi a lè rí message kankan nísìnyí tá a bá ti wà lórí ètò live báyìí ó difficult but màá check it later. Justice for the masses. Ìwọ ẹni tó ń ṣe bí wọ́n bẹ̀ ẹ́ títí olóòlè jáwọ́ ó ń ṣe bí wọ́n ń bẹ̀ ẹ́ olóòlè jáwọ́ ó yá kí ló máa ṣẹlẹ̀ sí ẹ nǹkan kan máa ṣẹlẹ̀ sí ẹ bá a ní agbára àfààní lọ́rùn lọ́wọ́ àmọ́ agbára ń bẹ lọ́wọ́ wa àìkọ́tífẹ́ lò ní ó kù díẹ̀ mo sọ bọ́ọ̀n sókè. Mo kí ẹ Nurudeen ẹ̀yin tẹ́ wà lórí mixella mo rí yín bẹ́ẹ̀ ẹ káàbọ̀ sórí ètò. Ilé ayé la wà ní kálu àwọn kan wá níyàn kan kú àkútúkú ẹ̀ lọ́rùn bẹ́ẹ̀ ni mo sọ kò ní da fún gbogbo yín ẹni bá ti ṣe bí ibi máa bá ní dúró sójú kan tó bá mọ̀ pé òní ṣe máa lọ kò ṣe dandan má ṣe ọ̀dàlẹ̀ má ṣèkà ó lè ṣèkà fúnran táwọn tó ń jàjà ní òtítọ́ lódodo tó ń ṣàwọn tí kòkòrò rìn lórí wọn bíi Wálé Àlẹ́ àti Ìjìlá àti gbogbo wọn bomb bastard ó ní ṣèkà kó mú jẹ́ ó máa wá bẹ́ẹ̀ ni last ní tàǹfààní mo ní èmi ni last man standing gbóhùn sókè Ebenezer Obey mo ń gbádùn ẹ. iléyá táwọn èèyàn máa dà lọ sí ìlú pé mò ń lọ ṣọdún nílùú, ẹran á wá sùn lọ rẹpẹtẹ. Aláàjì ara ẹran bíi 20, aláàjì mo ò rẹran ò rẹran kẹ ó yá ẹ máa ẹkan bẹ́ẹ̀ yẹn, torí àwọn èèyàn máa ń rẹran púpọ̀ torí pé wọ́n mọ̀ pé àwọn kan máa dé tí wọ́n ò lówó ẹran. ní táwọn bàbá tí wọ́n máa ara sẹ́kù ara síjẹ̀bù á ní kó máa pa lọ, ẹni tó bá fẹ́ lórí ndí á ní kó máa gbé fún. Mọ̀mísí mi sọ fún mi pé bàbá mi wọ́n máa béèrè ọ́ pé aláàjì ọmọ kankan ò ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀ dè lẹ́nìí kí lẹ tún ṣe lẹ́nìí kí n ṣe ètò tó bá ti dé ọ̀nà bá yàn láyé. wọ́n bá náà neighbor nǹkan pé neighbor kóun náà wá jẹun, àṣé àwọn bàbá yàn wọ́n páwọn ò ní pẹ́ láyé. gbogbo àwọn bàbá ẹ̀ tó pẹ́ láyé nísìn òrí bí wọ́n ṣe ń ráre, òrí bí Nàìjíríà ṣe jẹ́ kọ́ ráre. Mo máa dúpẹ́ pé Nàìjíríà ò jẹ́ kí bàbá mi ráre o, tó gbádùn ayé wọn nígbà tó dáa. torí àwọn bàbá kan nísìn Nàìjíríà ti jẹ́ kọ́ ráre. Bishop Adesina ó máa ń dùn wọnú egungun pé àwọn tó ṣiṣẹ́ fún Nàìjíríà ní big position, tẹ́ bá lọ rí wọn ní gbogbo ojú ẹlẹ́gba gbogbo ìyànà pàjá, tó bá sọ fún ẹ pé this man works at the CBN, wà ní rọlọ́pàá. ó dẹ̀ ṣiṣẹ́ pẹ̀lú CBN bọ̀ kò mú pension kankan jáde. àwọn ìyá mi kan wà lórí ètò First Bank lọ ti ṣe tán, àwọn ló lè ròyìn fún ẹ jàǹbá tó ṣe nínú gbogbo àwọn banking sector yín kò ní dá fún gbogbo wọn látòkè délẹ̀, wọn ò ní ṣoríire. Nigeria will be better in our lifetime. olóṣì Nigeria will be better in your lifetime. ta ló sọ yẹn fún ẹ? ṣé Fayemi ló sọ yẹn fún ẹ? you are a born bastard. gbọ́n sókè. Iléyá ó di ilé alákọ̀ọ́ni ò nínú iléyá inú yàn á máa dùn tí iléyá bá ń bọ̀. nísìn tí iléyá bá ń bọ̀ wá tún máa wò pé ṣé kí n lọ léyá kọ́ jí mi gbé káwọn fámílì mi máa wá 10 million tí mo ní, àbí kí n rọra jókòó sẹ́kọ̀ọ́. àwọn èèyàn wá ń bẹ̀rù láti lọ sí ọdún nílùú. àwọn èèyàn máa lọ ń ṣọdún nílùú ni, wàá gbéra wá lọ Kwara, ẹni tó jẹ́ ọmọ Ìlọrin á lọ Ìlọrin, ẹni tó jẹ́ ọmọ Ọ̀fà lọ Ọ̀fà, ẹni tó jẹ́ ọmọ Oǹdó, olúkálùkù á máa lọ. ìlú máa ń kún ni. tó bá wá ń padà bọ̀ wá kó epo iṣu oríṣiríṣi nǹkan wá kó fún ẹ. àwọn aráàlú gan nísìn wọ́n ò rí yẹn rà mọ́, wọ́n ò rí yẹn jẹ mọ́. how did we get to where ní a máa ń mọ̀ pé epo ẹni tó bá lọ sílùú ló máa gbé epo gidi wá sẹ́kọ̀ọ́, wá máa pín fáwọn ẹlòmíì náà, àwọn tó ráyè lọ́lé wá gbé iṣu kọ̀ọ̀kan wá gbé wá báyìí. àwa dẹni tí àwọn èèyàn ò lè lọ sí village, ẹni tó wà ní village ò lè lọ sóko. èmi àti olóyè lọ sí village kan, àwọn bàbá yẹn náà wọ́n lọ ra èlùbọ́ níta. èlùbọ́ tí àwọn èèyàn máa ń sá tọ́mà Fúlàní ò jẹ́ kó rí ṣe mọ́. how did we get to all this? and then Fayemi wọ́n sọ fún wa pé ká jọ ká keep one Nigeria. you can see the evil of all these bastards. wọ́n bọ̀ mọ́ ìtìdé sẹ́ gbóhùn sókè Ebenezer Obey. àwọn ò kì í ṣe ẹgbẹ́ tàbí dúró tì. mo ní máa dúró ti Yorùbá nation to the last time tí kò ní sí nǹkan tó máa yẹ. èmi ni mo sọ fún yín, tó bá sún gbogbo yín kò ní sún èmi. Yorùbá nation máa dúró tì nítorí pé mo believe in it. èmi ò ní wọlé ká máa fẹ́ ẹlòmíà máa fẹsẹ̀ kan wọlé ó tún wò ta ṣó máa bọ́ sí. how can you say ṣó máa bọ́ sí? how can a Yorùbá person máa sọ pé ṣó máa bọ́ sí? Koiki tẹ́ ń ṣe yẹn kò lè bọ́ sí, kò ní dáa fún ẹ, kò ní bọ́ sí nílé ayé tiẹ̀, ó máa bọ́ sí nínú ayé táwa wà yìí. bàbá tèmi ò ṣẹgbẹ́ kó ṣe ṣàbùṣàbù. wọ́n ní ẹgbẹ́ kan wà tó ń pè ní ẹgbẹ́ Yorùbá nation, òun làwa dúró tì. àwọn wèrè ẹ̀yin wèrè àgbé Yorùbá nation dání ẹ̀ ń tẹ̀lé kùkùté 2x2 ẹ̀ ń tẹ̀lé 2x2 olórí burúkú Dúpọ̀ ní tìrì dúpẹ́ tẹ́ ẹ̀ mọ background ẹ̀ òun lẹ wá ń tẹ̀lé ẹ̀yin olóṣì born bastard all over the place àwọn ìyá àgbàlagbà tí mo tẹ̀lé pé wọ́n ní brain àní kòkòrò ń rìn lórí gbogbo yín kòkòrò ń rìn lórí yín ó máa jẹ brain yín kẹ́ tó gbádùn àkọ́kọ́ ti jẹ brain yín kọ́ ló ń jẹ́ kẹ́lòmí survive inú yín kóhùn sókè. ẹgbẹ́ ọlọ́lá làwa tẹ̀lé tó ń pè ní Yorùbá nation ẹgbẹ́ ọlọ́lá Nigeria will be great. When is it going to be great? It can never be great. Everybody knows that Nigeria is dead. Ó yá gbóhùn sókè kí bàbá mi dáadáa ká tó wá wọnú Yorùbá nation tá à ń bá lọ gbóhùn sókè ó yá Constant Stars ẹgbẹ́ ọlọ́lá wọ́n ṣe bó ti tọ́ wọ́n mọ̀ wọ́n ara wọn wọ́n ṣe bó ti tọ́ irú ẹgbẹ́ wọn ṣọ̀wọ́n o. mo ní ẹgbẹ́ tàwa tẹ̀lé ti bàbá Kítóyè ó ṣọ̀wọ́n bàbá Kítóyè ó ń ṣiṣẹ́ fún Tinubu ni kò ní template born bastard go and bring your father let me see your father at 89 olóṣì at 89 brain bàbá yẹn ṣiṣẹ́ bí ọmọ 20 years old history tó wà lórí ẹ̀ bàbá ẹ̀ ò mọ̀ we will fix Nigeria we will come and fix Nigeria olóṣì oúnjẹ kan máa tàn ẹ́ lórí social media Nigeria is dead it's a dead country dead D-E-A-D dead nobody can fix Nigeria not even Tinubu ẹgbẹ́ táwọn ilé ìṣe níjọ́ náà lọ́hùn gbogbo ara wa ń ṣẹgbẹ́ nísìn àrọ́wọ́ mú lọ bí ti tẹ́lẹ̀ mọ́ Nàìjíríà ni let's get a country of our own 20 years things will start changing we can start competing around the world in policy in economics in everything we can think of ní sóríire mo kí bàbá mi Akínládé ẹgbẹ́ òsókè Ebenezer Obey ó ní kíni ó ní ẹgbẹ́ kan tó wà tó yàtọ̀ Constant Star ẹgbẹ́ ọlọ́lá ta ló wá ń darí ẹ̀ mo kí Ọlákúnlé àwọn ẹgbẹ́ awo náà ẹgbẹ́ Yorùbá nation tó dúró confam lábẹ́ YSDM ládúró sí gbóhùn sókè Ebenezer Obey àwọn èèyàn náwó ẹ̀rí ànáwó wọ́n kí bàbá mi ànáwó irú èyí tẹ́ kátẹ̀ Kóìkì kátẹ̀ náwó fún wa káàkáǹtì kí máa rí balance kó máa lọ sókè ànáwó kí ló dé ẹ̀náwó náà ẹ̀yà ń gbádùn ẹ̀ látẹ̀kàn àbẹ́ ẹ̀ gbádùn ẹ̀ ni ó yẹ ẹ̀yà pépà náà ẹ̀yà pépà ìbò ní Kúnlé Bakers àwọn tó máa ń tètè ya pépà easy bó ló wà mọ́ orí ẹ̀ easy wà náwó ẹ̀ náwó ẹ̀ ná 1,000 ẹ̀ tẹ̀lé ná 5,000 bóun sókè president Constant Star àwọn eléyìí ò kì í ṣekúṣẹyẹ we believe in Yorùbá nation but àmọ́ bí bàbá tó yẹ gbé yín lọ kò ní da fún ẹ lọ sọ bí tí bàbá ẹ gbé wa dé tẹ́lẹ̀ rí mo kí ẹ wa ẹ̀gbọ́n mi Waris Jinadu àwọn eléyìí ò ń ṣe ẹgbẹ́ kínní ẹ̀gbọ́n nísìn àwọn ẹgbẹ́ tó dúró ti èèyàn tó mọ̀ pé gbogbo ọwọ́ kò ṣe the same thing wàá wá máa fàyàn sókè ìran Yorùbá ló fàyàn sókè òun la ṣe wà níbi táwa lẹ́nìí afa gbogbo wọn sókè tán ẹ wo tó sọlẹ̀ Yorùbá dì àwọn kan tó wá dé wọn náà làwọn ní Lagos State kò ní da fún yín ọmọ Ìgbò kọ́ ló ní Lagos State àwa la ní Lagos State àwa la ní Lagos State ẹ̀yin kọ́ lẹ ní Lagos State Haúsá kọ́ ló ní Lagos State àwa la ní ìran Yorùbá ló ní gbóhùn sókè ẹni kan gbé bàbá tiwọn náà jáde kó fi ta yín lórí social media gbóhùn sókè Ebenezer Obey alẹ́ àtàtà àwọn olówó SOB yẹn ní owó bí ṣẹpẹrẹ ó ní owó bí ṣẹpẹrẹ SOB Babalọ́lá ó ní owó bí ṣẹpẹrẹ ní Dangote kò ní dá fún àwọn yẹn owó Nàìjíríà làwọn yẹn fi pọ́pọ́ owó Nàìjíríà lọ fi gbórí sókè àníyàn kan Rano petrol kí ní olè ní gbogbo wọn inú petrol Nàìjíríà ni wọ́n ti lówó gbóhùn sókè Ebenezer Obey yé ẹ wo àwọn ọdún yẹn ẹ wo beat yẹn báwo lọmọ Igbo ṣe fẹ́ understand ẹ̀ yé kájọ máa ṣí kájọ máa kó kájọ máa kọ́ kájọ gbà ìjábá ṣẹyẹ kò ń ṣe pé ká máa fẹ́ yàwó níyàwó bomb bastard àwọn bàbá tí wọ́n ń fẹ́ yàwó níyàwó bí MK Abiola náà ló ṣe gbé kùkùté wá àmọ́ bí tó ti rí kùkùté olùṣòro dúpẹ́ orí tìrì nígbà tó ti ní àwọn ìyàwó tó da Simbi Abiola ìnà Alájà Kudirat àwọn ìyàwó dáadáa ó tó wá lọ rí wèrè kan gbé jáde tó ń tó pèrè ní 2x2 according to the time Ọlọ́run ti gba kọ́ńtírì wá fún wa ẹ máa jó ẹ máa yọ̀ Adélé ti dé tán ẹ̀yin wèrè kòkòrò rìn lórí gbogbo yín bomb bastard gbóhùn sókè. ọmọ Táyọ̀ Koiki ni Koiki ọmọ olóyè. ọlọ́run bá ń lọ́rọ̀ ẹ̀mí Ebenezer Obey bàbá yẹn ò ní kú fún wa nísìnyí mú kí gbogbo ẹ̀yin tí a jọ gbádùn orin náà ẹ jẹ́ ká wá tẹ̀síwájú báyìí. Orílẹ̀-èdè kàgbéga 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 ìgbàgbọ́ ò bàtí bẹ̀rù ká ṣiṣẹ́ ìṣọ̀kan tó mìíràn ní kẹ̀kẹ́ ká máa lè bá tẹ̀síwájú fọ́pọ̀ ire àtòhun tó dára. Ọmọ Odùduwà. Ọmọ Odùduwà dìde. Bọ́ sí ipò. Bọ́ sí ipò ẹ̀tọ́ rẹ̀. Àwa ní ìmọ́lẹ̀. 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 Gbogbo adúláwọ̀. Gbogbo adúláwọ̀. Àwa ní ìmọ́lẹ̀. Gbogbo adúláwọ̀. Mo kí gbogbo ọmọ Yorùbá nílé káàkiri gbogbo ibi tí ẹ ti fi gbọ́ wa. Èmi ni 3rd May 2024. Mo kí mother-in-law mi pé a kú ọjọ́ ìdùnnú tèní, a máa bá yín láyé. Happy birthday to you. Mo kí gbogbo ọmọ Yorùbá o, mo ò ní ṣe ẹ̀yin àgbàlagbà, mo ò ní ṣe ẹ̀yin ọmọdé. Èyí tí máa ṣe tí ẹ fi ní nífẹ̀ẹ́ mi mọ́ Ọlọ́run jẹ́ ká rí ṣe. Gbogbo ìgbà tá a bá ń jáde tá à ń polongo Yorùbá nation tá à ń sọ síra wa létí Ọlọ́run ọba Elédùmarè atẹ́gùn ìṣekùnṣepò tó wá fi pọ̀ báyìí oru yẹn dẹ̀ ti fẹ́ bò mí lẹ́ǹkan mo ṣe ṣí díẹ̀ London yìí gan atẹ́gùn à ń lọ sókè gbà á lọ sílẹ̀ wà wọ́n ní Ọlọ́run ẹ̀kọ́ wọ́n máa fi wẹ́dà London ṣépè fún wa. Mo dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ gbogbo ẹ̀yin màmá wa kọ̀ọ̀kan mo ṣe post aṣọ fún mọ́mì wa kan láṣọ ìyá àgbòwo tí ó dé London. Mo dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ yín fún ìfẹ́ tẹ́ ní sí bàbá wa olóyè ọmọdé yẹn mọ́. Ẹ má kó jẹ́ pé mi nìkan ni mo fẹ́ ṣe ètò títọ̀sán yìí. Ọ̀nà méjì ni question tí àmì ni ìtagbé wá síwájú wa. Every program has a theme. Ó ní kan tá a máa ń fi sọlé lórí. Lọ́sàn-án yìí, repentant Boko Haram terrorists set ablaze NDLEA custom checkpoint in Borno and chase away operatives. According to the counter-insurgency expert and security analyst Zangozalo Makama in a post on X, the suspect also chased away all personnel on duty before setting ablaze all structures at the checkpoint. Imagine if this was done in the southeast. What do you think would have happened today? They would have mobilized as many soldiers or military to that region and kill innocent people in the southeast. Yesterday we talked about the President Buhari. Mo kí bàbá wa Kúnlé Shita. Mo kí gbogbo ẹ̀yin tẹ́ wà lẹ́nu iṣẹ́, Ṣẹ́gun and the rest of you. Triple DRS, my brother, thank you so much. And as many of you that have joined us on Twitter, Stone Cold, good afternoon. And those of you that are listening to me on the Twitter space as well. I think I have 1 or 2 people that have joined us on the space. Thank you so much for being part of the program today. One wọlé one jáde, that's fine. Suspected repentant Boko Haram. Do you imagine that, Moke Simple Rahim, that people that we are told are repentant come back, attack National Drug Law Enforcement Agency and the Nigerian Customs Service checkpoint at Kasuwan Fara, a suburb of Maiduguri metropolis in Borno State? Is Nigeria still a safe place? No fewer than 3,000 ex-Boko Haram members had passed through the de-radicalization, rehabilitation, reintegration camp in the last few years. Over 3,000. These 3,000, where are they living? How do we monitor them? How do we know that these 3,000 are fully changed? Good afternoon, Mr. Lawale Obafemi. Mukiwa Lata Olori Abiwa. these are the reasons why we are concerned that this afternoon I was watching the UK. It's just that this phone doesn't have Twitter, but I can play it from here. It's just that I want to do that. Let me tell you how the UK government is dealing with criminals. Do you know that? I didn't realize. I mean, I know that most of the people that arrive in UK do come from the Eastern European countries. But according to the Home Secretary, Clever, made it known in one of his posts this morning that over 3,000 people came from Albania. Let's listen to this particular clip. Emma Binetawa Lori, Koikimedia, you might likely not hear this because I'm playing it from the laptop, not from the mobile phone. Let's listen.
Every week, we remove people from the UK on both commercial and chartered flights to countries all over the world. This includes illegal migrants, people who have overstayed their visas, and foreign criminals. In 2023, we removed more than 24,000 people who had no right to be in the UK.
The UK removed 24,000 people that do not have the right to live in UK. How do we remove those that doesn't have the right to be in Nigeria? I'm not talking about the Nigerians that are Nigerians. I'm talking about foreigners that are find their way into Nigeria as a safe haven for different purposes. How do we remove them? How do we even know where they are in the first place? These are the concerns of the Yoruba people that says that we have to control our borders. Any country that doesn't have control of the border, you don't have a country. Today, UK that have everything doesn't want everybody to be here, especially if you're coming through the boat. We don't even know who you are. So according to the Home Secretary, says that 24,000 people have been removed. What in your 24,000? Out of those 24,000, trust me, some of them are adding criminals and pedophiles and all sorts that have committed crimes. Let's continue.
Returns are an effective deterrent. In 2022, almost a third of all the people arriving on small boats to the UK were from Albania.
In 2022, 1/4 of those that arrive in UK are all from Albania. I am not here to castigate those from Albania, but I am here to talk about the Fulani terrorists that are driving into the Nigeria borders. How do we stop them? You will expect that the Nigerian security, the customs, will be able to do so, but the same people are chasing away the custom. The same repentant Boko Haram are now chasing away custom on our soil in Maiduguri, in Borno State. For how long can we really continue like this? Easy mo tin pe látẹ̀kan òrówó fún mi mo ti jójójó látẹ̀kan jàre. Nígbà tá à ń jó sanwó fún wa ti porúkọ títí àti jó àti pé bàbá lóyè ọmọ Ìjẹ̀bú dẹ̀ níwọ̀ báwọn tó kò tẹ̀ náwó fún wa ìwà tí a tẹ̀ náwó so bí à ń fowó sínú àkáǹtì karowó náà lọ́sàn-án àgbọ̀n mi dáadáa ní Miami ti porúkọ títí ọmọ Ìjẹ̀bú. Safety Domain says Nigeria is a joke. I want you to call in. I want you to come and help me out because I am lost. We have a country that does not work and we are saying let us break away from it. Some say no, Koiki is not about the breaking away, it's about the leadership. Okay, leadership. How do we trust those leadership? For how long are we going to stay together? Moki Baba Suru Oladimeji. Yoruba will be great soon. That is if we exit Nigeria. I understand your feelings. Look, UK is not worried about people coming from Albania. They are worried about the safety of the public. This guy now, talk about 14 years old, nisin. Taba wa lo ba bo nisin. One only indefinite stay. Awata wa si Louis for how many years? Ká tó fún wa ní ìwé wa. Ẹlòmíì ṣì wà lẹ́nu ẹ̀ nísìn. Àwa kò fi survive ká ṣiṣẹ́ ká jẹun ká dẹ̀ send owó sílé. This man killed this 14-year-old boy. Ẹ wo bó ṣe gbé picture síta bẹ́ẹ̀ tó yẹ kó fi lọ ṣe movie. This is the reason why we are saying to our people that we don't hate anybody. I don't hate Hausa, neither do I hate all the 250 ethnic indigenous people. Some might call them tribes. Kunle Bakers, wọn kò tí wọ́n bá ti wọlé wá tètè sanwó. Thank you so much my brother. Kò dá ká jó látẹ̀kọ̀ ká má rówó kíyàn tẹ̀ sweat kí gbogbo àgùn jáde kíyàn kan má dẹ̀ sọ pé Koiki yá £10 nìyẹn gbà wàá ṣeré jàre ẹ̀gbọ́n mi dáadáa kò ní tán bẹ́ẹ̀. Thank you so much to the rest of you as well, and please let us remember to donate to YSDM. So I want you to call in and help me out. We have at least about an hour before my children start returning back to school, and if I have more strength I'll be out again in the night. But let's listen again without interruption, and I just want to go and get something to drink because it seems like I'm tasty. Mo feel like mommy. Àṣà sínú àwẹ̀. Ẹ̀gbọ́n kan ẹ má ẹ̀yin tẹ́ wà lórí Koikimedia Odùduwà ẹ ní gbọ́ audio tó fi jáde, but the rest of you listen to the UK's Home Secretary concerned about people that are arriving in UK. Some of them, their visas have expired, they refuse to go back. Some of them, most of them came through the boat. You might be wondering, Koiki àwọn olówó by boat. People tí wọ́n wà láti France, what they've done is France ni wọ́n ti há sí, so wọ́n máa ń sanwó fáwọn ó yẹ kó lè máa wọlé. Let's celebrate their third super chat. Ta ló fún mi lówó nísìn? Easy ó ṣe ń sọ̀rọ̀ látẹ̀ nǹkan mo ti pè é ọmọ Ìjẹ̀bú dẹ̀ nìyẹn kò ní bàjẹ́ fún ẹ kò ní tán bẹ́ẹ̀. He is the one that sent me these 3 beautiful hearts, and this one he produced it from America and sent it to me, and he continued to also look after my team and the rest of the people surrounding him as well in his hometown in Ijebu. Thank you so much, my brother. We love you. So I want us to listen to these while I just get something to drink. Mumbo.
Every week, we remove people from the UK on both commercial and chartered flights to countries all over the world. This includes illegal migrants, people who have overstayed their visas, and foreign criminals. In 2023, we removed more than 24,000 people who had no right to be in the UK. Returns are an effective deterrent. In 2022, almost a third of all the people arriving on small boats to the UK were from Albania. At the end of that year, we signed a deal with Albania to make returns quicker and easier. And as a direct result, last year we returned 5,500 people back to Albania. And more importantly, small boat arrivals from Albania fell by more than 90%. We are absolutely committed to stopping the boats and breaking the business model of the criminal gangs who profit from these illegal and often deadly journeys. Every week, we remove people from the UK
It's playing again.
and chartered flights to countries.
Vitamin C is good for the body.
This includes illegal migrants, people who have overstayed their visas, and foreign criminals. In 2023, we removed more than 24,000 people.
Moki, our back end team.
Returns are an effective deterrent. In 2022, almost a third of all the people arriving on small boats to the UK were from Albania. At the end of
How do we stop people that are penetrating and coming into our territories and that doesn't have the right to be there? How do we stop them? What are the suggestions that we can do? I take back country, Loto. Thank you so much once again for the super chat, my brothers, and the rest of you that always support us through on other platforms, either through other means as well. Vitamin C is good for the body. Let's call in. +44 74 04405917. I'll take it one more time. +447 404 405917. That is on the Boko Haram. Let's come to Fayemi. Thanks so much once again, Mr. Osun Odu. I Shigoni for the ones that you sent through the PayPal as well. We're very grateful and we love you all. And you also say those waiting for a better or good Nigeria will wait for a very long time. Moki Yawa or brother or Victor Olabanwo Shigoni. If you want to call in, I want us to call in. Kini Fayemi Rita Wori. What is the former governor of Ekiti State can see that we cannot see? Mr. Frederick, thank you so much. All our Biafra, and you're watching me from Biafra land. Kudos to you all, and we are grateful that you have a very strong PM. I spoke to your PM yesterday. It's not for public consumption. We are in great contact, and it will remain like that, but it's not for public consumption. And we are praying for him, and we stand with him until the liberation of the Biafra from the terrorist country called Nigeria. Thank you so much, those of you watching us from Biafra land, and those of you watching me from the northern part of Nigeria. And those of you watching me from Aso Rock, a very good afternoon to you as well. Don't give up on Nigeria. I am not the one saying that. Don't quote me. It is Fayemi that is saying so. Easy also sent a very good morning to Chief Sunday Adeyemo Igboho, and I can assure you, Oloye is doing very well. Thank you so much, Mr. Shitu Omaomi. The task of nation building is not one-off or a static exercise. We know that. Rome was not built in one day. We know that. We understand that. You can call in at any time and interject. You know, it's an open conversation. So if you want to call in, I hope I have my internet on, because sometimes it's off. It's definitely on. So if you want to call in, you can do so at any point during the conversation. The number +447. The 44 plus is the UK code. +447 404 405 917. 4 méjì 7 4 kan 0 4 méjì 05 917. ẹ̀rin méje ẹ̀rin òdo mẹ́rin òdo márùn mẹ́sàn ẹyọkan méje. I hope I tried. What is Fayemi saying that hey, all the way from Houston, Texas? Hey, bye. Texas. Thank you so much. We love you, especially those of you in the US. I know it's the time difference. Some of you are just getting ready to start work. Some of you are returning back home after the night shift and you're tired. Koiki, I can't watch you right now. I'll probably watch you some other time. And those of you in UK working very hard, I pray that we will all succeed. It's a very hard decision, not of your own fault. It's just that the system, the economy is failing us on a daily basis. Even if I give you £1 million, 1 million naira, it will not be enough to do anything. After 1 year, you're going to come back to me and say, Koiki, owó yẹn ti tán. Yes, it's about 9 a.m. in Texas. Thank you so much, sir. T. Anderson. And those of you that are Americans that are watching me, not African Americans, thank you so much for being part of the program. I know you might not understand Yoruba, but I'm trying my best to carry as many of you along because I know I have international audience. Yeah, that is a cowboy hat. I know that. I have the black one as well, but because I want this to rhyme with what I'm talking about, and I'm talking about each time I put this on is because I feel very sad for the Nigerian military. Because back in the days, the respect that we have for the Nigerian military, the job that they've done across Africa, you know, we are always proud of them. But today, I am not proud of them anymore because it is not the Nigerian military that, you know. Yeah, this is live. This is a live transmission. Here in UK is exactly 15:25 p.m. That is 3:25 p.m. Same local time in Nigeria. Oh, you are a mixed mom from Ibadan. Okay, you go like I'm allowed. And they will do. Let's focus back on the conversation. What is our governors or past governors are saying that we cannot say? Fayemi is begging us that we should please don't give up on Nigeria. Are you gonna give up on Nigeria? Omo Boriomo William says you are a billion. Let me read that quickly. I have to read it from this section of my, because I don't want to touch the phone. I might touch the phone and it might flip my camera backwards and you're gonna start seeing everything behind my house and say, so and I don't want you to see that. You know, I'm working from home. I don't have my own studio. It's expensive to rent a place. I don't have the money to do so. So I can read your comment through my laptop. Mr. Sun Odo with the super chat said, those waiting for a better or good Nigeria will wait till eternity. Nigeria is 37-story building on a bungalow foundation. Wow. My brother Omobori Williams says, you are a billion much, sir. Kudos to you. The Lord is your strength. And the same thing to you. I can be in Nigeria, and I've said it so many times, I could also be like Agbiru, pure Agbiru, on the street trying to hustle. I could be working for Msolu, Koko Zaria. I could even be those that will be campaigning for APC. I might then hear about Yoruba Nation and say, toss off. Or it might change my mind. We are not forcing you to come and join or become part of the movement. But the future that we are talking about is, do we still have a future in Nigeria? Fayemi says, yes, we have future in Nigeria. He says the task of a nation building is not one of static. I love that word static. Let's find the full English dictionary for the word
static.
S-T-A-T-I-C. Sarah Tango Alpha Tango India Charlie.
Static.
What is static? Lacking in movement, action, or change, especially in an undesirable or uninteresting way. Let's break it down. Edekadni understanding it. Edward Derby, thank you so much for joining us. If you're new to the platform, share the program. It doesn't cost you anything if you also subscribe. You're not paying me for that. It's just free. Lacking in movement. In the 63 years of Nigeria, have there been any movement? Duke Bakkerson, when was Nigeria ever great? Is a question. Let's even argue that Nigeria was great at some point. I mean, I know some of us don't want to say that, but at some point Nigeria was great. At some point. We know that it was great. At some point. Not in a full scale. Dash Mayor, my brother, thank you so much. Nigeria is on its last chapter. In a matter of time, the page will finish. Yoruba Nation will come. Biafra will come. Till Anderson said, loving my roots, went home Nigeria, was shocked. Yoruba need to have their own country. This is somebody that went home and was shocked. Everybody, when I went back home in 2015, I was shocked. I went to Aguda, I was like, what? What is going on here? And that is just before Yoruba Nation. I was shocked. Young men, big men, waking up the next day, playing Baba Jebu. Even my brother was playing it as well. I will not deny that. I found some shit in the house. And I said to him, you will not turn Baba Jebu. And I think Power Danny. He was only family that brought. To be in UK. There's no point coming to deny things that you know also your family are involved. Because many people will say, hey, somebody. No, it's not somebody. My brother was also playing Baba Jebu. I caught him right-handed. We never knew, but until I went home in 2015. Whether he does it anymore now, I don't know. But I don't think so. But at that time, he was. Simple Rhyme said, we are victims of history. I won't stop saying that. So we are not here to say that Nigeria was not great at some point. But the foundation, as somebody said, that is a 25-story building on a bungalow. It will collapse. If not, it is already collapsing. So let's look at the word static. Fayemi is using the word that the task of nation building is not one of or static. And I wanted to give us this understanding meaning of the word static. Lacking in movement. Why is Nigeria not moving forward? Somebody is saying, what is Baba Jebu? Are you in Nigeria or outside Nigeria? Baba Jebu is like a lotto. It's like those of us that play lottery outside. I don't play lottery in UK. Maybe 1 or 2 times, but I thought I'm never going to win, so I'm not going to put my money inside. And like my cousin used to say, if you're not in it, you are not going to win. It's either you are in it or you are not. And I say I don't want to be in it because it could be addictive. When I go to the local store, I see people play scratch card. Some people play for fun and they make money, and some people just play because they're addicted to it. We know everybody's addicted to different things. But what we are saying is that is not even the issue. You can play Baba Jebu, but as long as there's a future after Baba Jebu, not relying on Baba Jebu to become the future, which is what is happening in Nigeria. Many English people, Indian, Pakistan, everybody that lives here, Jamaicans, they do play what they call, betting. Olajide Ajikobi say, hypocrisy dwell amongst Yoruba, especially that we are so gullible under the pretense of ignorance. Education is good and enlightenment is light. You are real, brother. So what we are trying to say is that, look, at some point, I've told you that my mom was part of those that believed that Nigeria was working. They were doing their small businesses in large scale. She was a secretary of the Mobile Oil. She had privilege to have stolen money, but she did not. And they were doing their businesses. Nigerian Airways was very good. They were traveling to America, around the world. They were buying goods. They were selling in Gota in Lagos State. But something struck my mom in 1990. That this static country, this country that is not going to change, this country that is undesirable, uninteresting. But Fayemi says that that should not mean the reason why we should say we should give up on Nigeria. We cannot give up yet. Fayemi is pleading, is begging us. Since we don't have anybody calling in, I might just start the Instagram with the other platform. At least it keeps more people to join us since we are not on TikTok. So Fayemi is now begging us. We can't jọ ẹ̀yin ọmọ Yorùbá, ẹ̀yin ọmọ Igbo, ẹ̀yin ọmọ Hausa, even if there's marginalization among us, we should not give up. Nigeria will be great. When Nigeria will be great, we don't know. We have been told that Nigeria, the giant, you know when they use the word the giant of Africa, does it reflect in you as a person? Toban the word yẹn Nigeria, the giant of Africa, how does that affect you? Ìwọ tó ń gbọ́ mi lénìí. Toban Nigeria, the giant of Africa. So let's go a little bit further. What does that tactic mean? Pertaining to or characterized by a fixed or stationary condition. Nigeria is a stationary country. It doesn't move forward. It's not moving. Well, it's literally moving backwards, because even Fayose in one of the video granted at Channels Television says Buhari took us back 50 years backwards. So how long is it going to take Tinubu to bring us forward? Even though same party, I am not here to say that APC destroyed Nigeria. PDP destroyed Nigeria prior before APC took over. So the argument now is, okay, Koiki, we understand all these things. Let us first see how we can get a restructured Nigeria where everything will be balanced from the Senate to the House, because the Northerners are more in numbers in the Senate. How are you going to do that? They are not ready to pull down the Constitution. Everybody knows that. What they've done is they've been amending a Constitution that is not meant to be amended. So when you are using the word 1999 Constitution as amended, how can you amend something that you know truly it is not and cannot be amended? Constitutions sometimes around the world has been pulled down and new constitution has come in. Give a new constitution to Nigeria. They refuse to do so for 30 years, according to some of the senior advocate of Nigeria. My question is, Dash Mayor says even an ant is bigger than Nigeria. We are always told that Nigeria is the biggest, in Africa in terms of everything. But how is that? Okay, Instagram, you'll have to join us on the OLAYOMI KOIKI Instagram, because we're taking calls from this number, Emma Binusiwa. How do we then say that Nigeria will be great? When is it going to be great? Let's take this caller quickly before we move forward. Hello, caller. Ẹ káàbọ̀ sórí ètò. Ẹ bá ṣe ní kíákíá within 5 minutes. Ẹ bá gbóhùn sókè gbọ́ yín.
Ẹnu kankan tó mi kàn fẹ́ sọ nípa ọ̀rọ̀ Fáyẹmí tẹ̀ ń sọ yẹn náà ni ó jẹ́ kí ká ní àwọn tí wọ́n máa bá wa bí àwọn bàbá yìí léèrè. Wọ́n ní pé ká sì dùn sínú wa Nàìjíríà, pé Nàìjíríà máa dáa. Níbo ni àwọn ọmọ wọn wà? School wo ni àwọn ọmọ wọn lọ?
Good questions.
So gbogbo àwọn dúkìá wọn, gbogbo àwọn dúkìá tí wọ́n fi èrú kó jọ, ṣé wọ́n lè kó kalẹ̀ tí wọ́n máa yọ̀ǹda rẹ̀ fáwọn ọmọ Yorùbá? Gbogbo àwọn nǹkan wọn tí wọ́n dè mọ́lẹ̀ sí ìlú òyìnbó, ṣé wọ́n lè dá padà wá sí Nàìjíríà? Gbogbo nǹkan Yorùbá tí wọ́n ti sọ di ti gbogbo ti Nàìjíríà, ṣé wọ́n lè dá padà sílẹ̀ Yorùbá padà?
Ọ̀rọ̀ ńlá.
So tí wọ́n bá ti lè ṣe gbogbo nǹkan yẹn, a sì máa fara mọ́ tí wọ́n.
I'm going to put the number out in case you don't know the number. Mo gbádùn yẹn bàbá mi.
Káwọn náà kó àwọn ọmọ wá sí Nàìjíríà, irú skul tí àwọn kan lọ ní Nàìjíríà yẹn, káwọn ọmọ tí wọn náà máa lọ bẹ̀.
Okay.
So ibi tí wọ́n gba ọmọ yẹn náà so, káwọn ọmọ tí wọn náà máa so bẹ̀.
Okay.
So báwọn ọmọ yẹn ṣe ń close ní school báyẹn tí wọn ò kì í rí ẹnìkankan dáàbò bò wọn, káwọn ọmọ tí wọn náà jáde ní kíláàsì báyẹn, káwọn náà máa fẹsẹ̀ rìn lọlé.
Okay. Mo kẹ́ ìṣẹ̀lẹ̀ kan sí brother mi.
bí wọ́n bá mọ̀ báwọn pẹ́ bẹ́ẹ̀ kò sí problem.
mo kí àwa Grace olùṣètò.
mo ò ní jèrè àwọn ọmọ wọn pẹ̀lú ògo náà gbogbo wọn pátápátá wọn ní jèrè àwọn ọmọ wọn jẹ́ ba ìlú yẹn jẹ́ pẹ̀lú ògo náà wọ́n ní agbára gbogbo àwọn alálẹ̀ ilẹ̀ Yorùbá pátápátá. wẹ́ṣà ọ̀rọ̀ àwọn ará bíbà yìí ọ̀rọ̀ wọn ò gbójú bọ̀rọ̀ wọn èyí tí wọ́n ń rẹ́ra wọn ni èyí tí wọ́n ń rẹ́ra wọn rédíò tí wọ́n ń ṣe láàrin ara wọn nù.
so pé kó lọ bẹ àwa Nigerians pé ká má bínú pé Nàìjíríà ṣì máa dáa mo kí àwa Grace olùṣètò.
tẹ́lẹ̀ bá ti ṣe tiẹ̀ tán tẹ́lẹ̀ bá ti ṣe tiẹ̀ tán wọ́n á tún gbé formation ní ìyọ láàrin ara wọn wọ́n á ní wọn náà lọ sọ lé wọ́n gbá ọ̀nà jẹ́ máa gbàdá ìrìn àjò wa yìí rú so irọ́ ni wọ́n sì pa àwọn òfin wà Nàìjíríà mọ́ni táwọn àwọn àtàwùsá àti Ìgbò ṣé kankan náà ni wá ni a kì í ṣe kankan náà àgbẹ̀dẹ̀ ara wa àjẹjẹ kan náà àwọ̀sọ kan náà ìwáwọ̀ tí ẹ̀ bára wa mú kò sífẹ̀ẹ́ láàrin ara wa Ìgbò nífẹ̀ẹ́ Yorùbá Haúsá ò nífẹ̀ẹ́ Ìgbò àwa Yorùbá náà nífẹ̀ẹ́ Ìgbò nífẹ̀ẹ́ Haúsá tó Haúsá ò nífẹ̀ẹ́ àwa Yorùbá náà kò sífẹ̀ẹ́ láàrin ara wa àwa fi tipátipá àbí ń bára wa gbé ṣẹ́dẹ́ ní àbí àwọn Europeans yìí ní ìsinyìí sáwọn ò gbèdì ara wọn kéjì ọ̀tọ̀ọ̀tọ̀ ni wọ́n ń sọ. àwa náà fi tipátipá àmọ́ fi bára wa ṣe gbogbo ẹ̀tọ́ tó yẹ kó tọ́ sáwọn ọmọ Yorùbá àwọn àjòjì tí wọ́n á jókòó síbẹ̀ lọ ní gbogbo ilẹ̀ Yorùbá pátápátá. yóò yẹ kó síbẹ̀ àwọn ìyá tiwa àwọn bàbá tiwa àwọn ẹ̀gbọ́n tiwa àwọn àbúrò tiwa ibi tó yẹ káwọn máa dúró sí àwọn àjòjì yẹn wá ń dúró síbẹ̀ nílẹ̀ Yorùbá gbogbo ìgbésí ayé tó yẹ káwọn èèyàn tí wọ́n máa lò nílẹ̀ Yorùbá àwọn àjòjì yẹn wá ń lo gbogbo ìgbésí ayé gidi yẹn sọ yẹ kó rí bẹ́ẹ̀ ìlú gidi sẹ́bíṣẹ́ máa nínú ìlú táwa wà yìí wàhálà ní ìtàló bíbà yìí ọlọ́ọ̀bá ń gbọ́ ànífẹ́ rí ẹni tí ń ṣiṣẹ́ bí ẹni máa kú bíbà yìí wàhálà ìtàlẹ́ wọn kì í sanwó kan náà fún wa kò bó ti fẹ́ sọ pé ọlọ́sùn wọn tó gbèdé wọn tó tàbí pé ibíbà ni ẹ ti di ọwọ́ àmọ́ gba owó àjọ ti sẹ́ẹ̀dì kan náà ni o ṣe rí ìgbà tẹ́yìn bá wọnú bóṣàbàdà tí bàbá mi jẹ́ bá pín ní bóṣàbàdà ṣe rí làjọ owó jẹ́ bá san fọ́mọ nílùú bíbà yìí iná ni owó titi yín ẹ̀yin lẹ́sìn ṣiṣẹ́ jù ẹ̀yin wọ́n tó fi síbi tó le síbi tó ní agbára ibi tó yẹ kí gbé èèyàn mẹ́ta ó wà ń bẹ̀ ìtẹ́mi ń ṣe lè ní sọ fún yín yẹn o.
ó dà ẹ ṣe gan ni bàbá wa ẹ ṣe gan ni ẹ jẹ́ ká tún gba ìpè ẹlòmíì ẹ ti bá wa bẹ̀rẹ̀ ní dáadáa ẹ jẹ́ ká gbọ́n tẹ́lòmíì fi sọ èmi kọ́ ni mo sọ èyí èèyàn wa Fáyẹmí ló ní Nigerians ẹ̀yin ọmọ Yorùbá òun bẹ̀ wá òun rọ̀ wá pé ká jọ pé Nàìjíríà ṣì máa dáa òun mọ̀ pé Nàìjíríà wà static ẹ gbóhùn sókè bàbá mi ẹ ti wà lórí ètò sà. mo mẹni tó ń sọ̀rọ̀ mo fi máa dárúkọ ní tẹ́lẹ̀ mi tó bá fẹ́ wá dárúkọ nìkan mo mẹni tó ń pè náà mo ṣe ní máa mẹni tó ń pè nígbà tí nọ́mbà yín wà lọ́wọ́ mi.
That's very good. bẹ́ẹ̀ nǹkan tí mo rí sí ọ̀rọ̀ tó ń ṣẹlẹ̀ ni pé ṣe rí àwọn politicians.
bẹ́ẹ̀ ni sà.
wọ́n ṣì wà lọ́nà púpọ̀
ẹ bá wa ṣe òkà gbọ́ sà.
ẹ má bínú sáwọn tó wà a bit gullible.
ok.
nítorí kí ni ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ wà gullible torí pé kí ni education oríta máa pè lóyìnbó máa sọ òyìnbó Yorùbá máa sọ tọrọ mọ gbóná lé ní.
ẹ̀gbọ́n sókè à ń gbádùn ẹ̀ náà bẹ́ẹ̀.
aláàbí rí i pé ká máa wo síra wọn ni torí ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ wà tó kàwé ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ ò kàwé ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ ojú dúdú la máa pè ojú dúdú pọ̀ jù láàrin wa a kò máa sọ pé àkàwé ni ṣùgbọ́n lójú dúdú ọ̀tọ̀ ní ìwé kíkà ọ̀tọ̀ lójú dúdú ẹlòmíì mọ̀wé ó dẹ̀ ojú dúdú rẹ̀ ni ó lójú dúdú. so nǹkan tá a máa rí ni pé àwọn tọ́pẹ́ adélé òṣàdélé tọ́pẹ́ adélé jáde tí wọ́n ṣe àwọn èèyàn ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ lọ́nà ìgbàlẹ̀ wọ́n sì lọ́nà pẹ̀tẹ́ láti joy wọ́n sì mí ní ọ̀nà gan kó tó di pé mo padà.
kábíyèsí
ló dé rẹ̀. èmi ìṣẹ̀lẹ̀ gbogbo yóò tẹ̀ sí wọ́n ti ní Ọmọ ní jẹ́ o. Ìyẹn ti ṣe ọ̀dọ̀. Mo bá rò kó bá ṣe ti ní underground plan pẹ̀lú Russian
pé tó bá ṣe gbẹ̀mù báyìí àwọn èèyàn kọ̀ dìde pẹ̀lú wọn ni.
Ẹ bẹ́ẹ̀ ni pé kọ́ wọlé èmi rò pé gbogbo àjọra wọn mọ́ ti Koiki gbogbo àjọra wọn papọ̀ wọ́n ti bàbá Akíntóyè àjọra wọn papọ̀ lèmi rò. Àṣé wọn ẹtí ò bá dẹ̀ ní ìkankan nísàlẹ̀ kí ló ń sọ pé bàbá máa gbé ogun dìde fún nígbà tó ní nísàlẹ̀.
Ẹ má bínú ẹ̀gbọ́n mi Nàìjíríà náà ń ṣẹran rírọ̀ mo gbọ́ fídíò dáàdì wa kan táwọn náà ṣe wọ́n ní entity yẹn tá a sì ń rò pé ó sì òun náà strong kò ready láti break ẹ máa gbóhùn sókè kí má fi tèmi disturb ní tẹ̀sán lọ sà.
Èmi rò pé bóyá Russia ló bá wà lọ́kàn mi láyé mi ní ọ̀pọ̀ pẹ̀lú bí bẹ́ẹ̀ kó lè wọlé kó pa wọn lẹ́nu mọ́ kó lè compliment effort tẹ̀yìn ibi tí mo ti ṣìnà nìyẹn o. Ṣùgbọ́n bí kò sí kankan tó ní ìsàlẹ̀ ikùn kò sí èmi ò rí kankan kò sí ọkọ o ṣùgbọ́n ẹ má bínú púpọ̀ torí Yorùbá náà ní gbogbo wa a lè tira wa dànù o torí kí ni ọmọ onínàkúnà náà ó ṣáà lọ tó gbogbo lọ́ba bẹ́ẹ̀ nu Báíbù nu Bíbélì ó dẹ̀ lọ ṣẹ́fúnlẹ́ bọ́lẹ́dẹ̀ jẹun ni ìgbà tó yẹ kí ọkọ̀ òṣù padà bá bàbá ẹ̀ ò kọ sílẹ̀.
Thanks so much.
Ẹ̀yin náà ní bàbá ẹ̀ ṣebí ṣé ẹ kó rí bẹ́ẹ̀ ṣé ẹ kó rí bẹ́ẹ̀ mo láìkí ṣé ẹ kó rí bẹ́ẹ̀ tẹ́ pé mo mà láìkí ẹ̀ jù o ṣùgbọ́n gbà tí mo rí nǹkan tí ó kọ́kọ́ ṣe tó ṣe yẹn wọ́n fẹ́ ní soft landing wọ́n ò pé báwo ló ṣe máa ṣe báyìí ó lè ti ṣe àwọn èèyàn mo máa ń gbọ́rọ̀ ẹ̀ mo máa ń gbọ́ because ó máa ń bá yín sọ̀rọ̀ gbogbo yín lẹ́jọ́ máa ń sọ̀rọ̀ papọ̀ lèmi máa ń rò ń gbà yẹn ṣùgbọ́n gbà tí wọ́n rí pé èmi kò pápá ti dẹni tó dojú dúdú ojú ti bọ̀rọ̀ mi mo ti wà ní òkùnkùn òun lẹ́kìrì wa rí pé no mi lè máa pẹ̀lú ọ̀bọ jẹ́wùrà torí ìgbó ọ̀nà lèmi nínú ìlú mi mo máa ń pè tèmi lu yí pé ẹ jọ̀wọ́ àwọn Fúlàní wà ní káàkiri ń bẹ̀yẹ láyìíká wa ní ẹ tó bá mọ mòró dá aláwọn ìga Fúlàní káàkiri ń bẹ̀yẹ tó dẹ̀ lọ́ọ́ ra màálù fún wa tá a máa pa màálù nílùú wa tá a máa rẹ̀ rán mo máa ń sọ fáwọn ọ̀bọ̀dá tèmi pé ẹ máa ṣọ́ra ẹ má lọ rẹ̀ láwọn pípò yìí o ọ̀rẹ́ ni wọ́n láti ilẹ̀ wọ́n ti gbọ́ Yorùbá wọ́n sọ pé ònà bíi ti yín bíi tèmi.
But they are enemies within ni wọ́n they are enemies within.
Enemies within ni wọ́n.
Ẹ má bínú dáàdì ṣé mọ̀ pé ìjà kan tọ́nú ṣẹlẹ̀ nílé epo lánàá mò ń gbọ́ fídíò yẹn lénìí àwọn pípò yẹn sọ pé àwọn ilé wọn ṣàwúsá o Fúlàní ni wọ́n àwọn tó ń bára wọn jà yẹn tẹ bá lọ gbọ́ fídíò yẹn woman yẹn sọ pé wọn kì í ṣàwúsá o bẹ́ẹ̀ ni after yànnà pàjá bẹ́ẹ̀ ni ìyẹn tó ṣẹlẹ̀ níjẹta nílé epo.
Haúsá àti àwọn Yorùbá.
But àwọn Haúsá gangan kọ́ ló ń bá jà àwọn Fúlàní láàárín wọn àwọn external tó ti wà láàárín wa. Definitely Haúsá làwọn èèyàn ń pè wọ́n sí but bèbí kan sọ̀rọ̀ ní background nínú fídíò yẹn tẹ bá farabalẹ̀ gbọ́ ó ní wọ́n kì í ṣàwúsá àwọn táwọn ń bá tó ń ju nǹkan fúnra wọn yẹn and these are the reason why we are saying these people they are sleeper cells wọ́n ti wọlé sí wa lára gan.
Fúlàní ni wọ́n sẹ́yìn ò mọ̀ pé Haúsá ti wà subjugated.
Oh yes, everybody knows that. What is subjugate one? Ganduje former governor of Kano Fúlàní ni Fúlàní gidi ni ó sọ fúnra rẹ̀ ó sọ nínú fídíò tí mo gbọ́ ó ní Fúlàní lòun.
Kóòtù wọn wà ṣùgbọ́n ó pa.
Gbọ́ brother wa mọ́ network bí a fi à ń gbọ́ yín. Okay. Okay. So ẹ jẹ́ ká dúró lórí ọ̀rọ̀ Fáyẹmí yẹn sà Fáyẹmí ń bẹ̀ wá ó ní ká jọ òun rọ̀ wá ó ní ká má give up lórí ọ̀rọ̀ Nàìjíríà àwa kẹ̀lé dẹ̀ ti give up báyìí kí ló fẹ́ ṣẹlẹ̀ báyìí.
nǹkan tó ṣẹlẹ̀ ní pé nípa Fáyẹmí
bẹ́ẹ̀ni sà
ex-governor campaigner ni ex-governor.
Okay.
Àmàkọ ọ̀rọ̀ mi campaigner crusader
campaigner. Okay.
Damage controller ni. The game is up because kí ni damage controller ni crusader ni campaigner ni.
Àwọn èèyàn dá sórí program lẹ́nu ẹ̀ ṣe ẹ̀ ọ̀rọ̀ ńlá dà gbé wá yìí.
Nǹkan tó ṣẹlẹ̀ nìyẹn nípa Fáyẹmí Fáyẹmí ń bọ̀ àwọn wá damage control wọ́n fẹ́ ṣe damage control because kí ni ó tún láti pitch tent with the sitting president.
Omotuka this day to need Fayemi Sani order agreed Nigeria is crawling. Tọ́ba ní kan tó ń crawl nílẹ̀ lẹ̀ want consensus on key issues. Ní background wọ́n wá ní if these giants must work manifesto for a new Nigeria. Kí ló ń mean by that? Pat Tomi gan wà níbẹ̀.
Ẹ mọ̀ pé àwọn èèyàn wọn ò sọ mi ìmẹ́fẹ́ máa sọ òyìnbó torí Yorùbá program náà ni.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ ni sà.
Yorùbá dẹ̀ ni wá. ní àlùmọ̀ pé èèyàn náà Fáyẹmí wọ́n ń try láti máa sọ̀rọ̀ wọ́n fi ọ̀rọ̀ àwọn lọ́ fi sọ ọ̀rọ̀ ni wọn ò fẹ́ sọ abẹ́ èkó kọ́ bàbá àti gbogbo yà mú ta bàjẹ́. àwọn àṣeyí sọ̀hún ni wọ́n. má bàbí kọjá. bẹ́ẹ̀ ni nǹkan tó ṣẹlẹ̀ nìyẹn they know the truth wọ́n pẹ́ ìtọ́ òótọ́ lẹ̀ sọ. wọ́n wá ọ̀nà wọ́n ṣáà wọ́ ọ̀nà láti máa láti sọ fáwọn èèyàn pé ẹ̀jẹ̀ ẹ má jà ẹ má ní sùúrù bẹ́ẹ̀ kí ẹ máa pẹ̀kù sí ó ń pẹ̀tù sí inú ọkàn àwọn èèyàn. ẹ̀kú sínú àwọn ẹ̀kọ́ èèyàn kan la fẹ́ sọ yìí. ó yẹ kí gbogbo kíní ti wọ ó yẹ kó ti wọ gbàgbó like the way of gbàgbó in Ivory Coast gbàgbó in Ivory Coast tẹ́lẹ̀.
mo rántí gbàgbó yẹn mo rántí gbà yẹn yẹn.
yeah the gbàgbó abasa just talk the way of gbàgbó o máa pè é the way of gbàgbó.
But can this giant work again?
Yes, ó lè work ó sì lè ṣiṣẹ́. pẹ̀lú belief pé ká trust ara wa ká believe ara wa ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ wa ní Yorùbá náà ni mí.
Nigeria ni mo mean no money can Nigeria still work again?
Yorùbá ni mí Yorùbá ni gbogbo wa tí a bá sọ pé Yorùbá ni wá because kí ni a lè tara wa dànù. ó lè work about believe. ṣe believe nínú ara wa o. abẹ́mọ̀ ni kò sí ṣe believe nínú ara wa gbogbo àtàwọn lọ sábúrò káàkiri we are living in pretense. ìwọ àwọn ṣe ẹ̀mọ́ ni. ẹ̀ẹ́sọ̀ lẹ́ẹ̀kan ẹni wọ́n ń ta tẹ́tẹ́ wọ́n ń ta kinní kan àwọn nǹkan tó mú láìfù good tó mú láìfù kọ́ ọmọ máa ta tẹ́tẹ́ yẹn sísèmì yẹn ló sọ wọ́n di bẹ́ẹ̀ àbúrò ìdẹ ló ta tẹ́tẹ́ kinní kan àbúrò yìí bọ́dà yìí ló ta tẹ́tẹ́ ẹ má tún plé mu ẹ̀ púpọ̀ ó wọnú system náà ń pè yín ló fi wọnú system. joint yẹn ṣé àmọ̀ pé system. ẹni tọ́ba nígbà wọn ò lọ́jọ́ kó sí paraga tí tọ́lọ́ tàbẹ́ta tọ́lọ́ sórí tàbẹ́ta tọ́lọ́ mú paraga tí wọ́n lọ ta lótò ọ̀wọ́ ní college lótò ọ̀fìfẹ́ mọ̀ ẹgbẹ́ system ló jẹ́ kí ó wọnú wọn system yẹn ló wọnú wọn. tọ́ba bá lọ ṣerú yẹn wọ́n ti máa di outcast láàrin àwọn èèyàn ẹgbẹ́ wọn wọ́n á di outcast tọ́ba di outcast láàrin àwọn ẹgbẹ́ yẹn wọn wọ́n á lọ sí indoor tọ́ba coming the person coming nínú yàrá ọkọ lójú kò sí yẹn.
ẹja tún fẹ́ lómi láàyè ẹ ṣé gan ni bàbá mi thank you so much mo like ọ̀nà tí ẹ bá wa gbégbà ẹ ṣé gan ni ẹ jẹ́ ká tún tẹ̀síwájú fún ẹ̀yin tẹ́ ti pè mò ń pè yín padà. Fayemi and others agree Nigeria is crawling headline tí this day lò nìyẹn want consensus on key issues. ẹgbọ́n sókè alàgbà ẹ bá wa tún dá sí ti ọ̀sán yìí torí tọ̀sán yìí ó dà pé ó tún mú ọ̀nà angle wọlé gbogbo wọn ti ń parapọ̀ báyìí àmọ́ kí ni agenda wọn ṣé ṣáànájà agenda 2027 ló ń prepare fún ni àbí báwo torí kò fẹ́ yé mi báyìí ẹgbọ́n sókè sà.
Olayomi Koikii, white lion of around town. May the soul of your dad continue to find peace and rest at the bosom of the Lord.
Amen.
ṣe rí ọ̀rọ̀ ti Fayemi yẹn.
bẹ́ẹ̀ni sà.
wèrè ní àwọn pípò yẹn. And I don't really know who he is talking to. Because tó bá sọ wípé Kí ló mean by that chance?
Okay.
And the annoying word only will be Nigeria is still in its infancy stage.
Yeah.
So if you have somebody who have spent 63 years on earth, 63 years on earth, there was a infant, is that not madness? So over one countries, how many countries? Let's even look at it from 1980 to date.
Okay.
1980 to date. How many countries in the world? Look, how many of them, they are smaller than Nigeria, what is the how many of them are in the category Nigeria wants? Many of them have gone far ahead.
Okay.
Far ahead. Look at our countries to break out of USSR.
Okay.
How many of them in Nigeria are better from by now? That's we are talking about something recent, 1990. Are you getting what I'm saying?
Yes.
So if he's saying Nigeria is in its infancy stage, he must be mad. That's number one. And then to us when we come from Nigeria,
argument ti ni pé Nigeria ò sí nínú infantry stage kankan tó ń sọ yẹn.
Nigeria ò sí ní infancy stage.
Okay.
How many years not been built in Dubai? How many years not been built in Dubai that everybody's talking about today?
Okay.
So what is he talking about? Nigeria is in its infancy stage.
Okay.
Nigeria is in its infancy stage because àwọn tó yẹ kán fún Nigeria ní milk, they decided to take the milk out of Nigeria. Instead of them feeding it, they took the milk from Nigeria. And Nigeria is malnourished. And then they are now saying it's in its infancy stage. So it's just that people are be on time to your common time to your common it was or which meanwhile is over 10 years, over 20 years. It's madness. Almost to the down wọ́n ti play sports káàkiri all over the world. Torí pé òun ò grow ẹ̀yin wá sọ pé àwọn ọmọ kékeré sì ni. It's madness. And who are they deceiving? Fayemi tó ń sọ ilé can he drive?
Bí a kì í kan tó sọ fún yín bí a ẹ̀gẹ́tì tó ń sọ ó ní according to them there must be a national leadership consensus on what Nigeria meant to everybody and on how to manage the nation's resources while ensuring transparency and accountability at local level. Òyìnbó tó lò nìyẹn lórí this day.
Ẹranko ni wọ́n òyìnbó rọ́ ló lò ẹranko ni wọ́n because he has every opportunity to demonstrate what we call true leadership. He was a governor of Ekiti State 2 times. So what is the example of leadership that he led? That he left in Ekiti State.
Òun ló máa deliver lecture yìí. Òun ló deliver keynote lecture tá à ń sọ yìí.
That is nonsense. That is nonsense. That is hypocrisy. He is saying what he did not believe in. Because if he believed in it, that is what he will do. Okay. So what they are doing, and I agree with the last caller, Tosowipe is a campaigner. He is a crusader. You understand?
Okay.
He is a damage controller, and that is the truth. Wow. What they are trying to do is to cover their atrocity.
Wow.
When did we tell you this, OLAYOMI KOIKI? Yeah. When Fayemi became the governor of Ekiti State, yes. The entire House of Assembly in Ekiti State were PDP, Fayose. They immediately Fayemi both the governor and the entire House of Assembly, maybe only two were PDP in the entire State House of Assembly. Wow. And so he has every opportunity to use the House of Assembly to say this is the kind of structure that Nigeria is supposed to do for us to be able to develop. So if he used the House of Assembly and they were able to reach a consensus that will move Ekiti State to be an icon, that will be an example of true leadership, then he will be able to come out today and speak all kind of grammar. Okay. But this is somebody who failed 2 times and he became a minister and he failed throughout the period of Buhari. Then he's now coming out to begin to speak grammar. What kind of grammar is he speaking? Now, I want more TTA. When he said people should
because he was the Minister of Mineral Resources, if I'm right, as at the time of Buhari, a very juicy position.
He was the minister.
The position ti Alake wà níbẹ̀ ní Sodele Alake Mineral Resources, a very juicy position.
Gbogbo àwọn tó ń wá gold wa tó ń wá gbogbo ẹ̀ tán wá gbogbo ẹ̀ ló ń sìn, they were under his nose and he cannot claim it, he doesn't know nígbà yẹn. So what did he do? He made a mess of the entire system more than anybody else. But somebody lè sọ pé àwọn lọ school tán sóyìnbó, they will come out and begin to speak grammar as if people don't have common sense. Just understand. Now the issue is tí Fayemi bá sọ pé káwọn èèyàn ní sùúrù Nigeria máa work, just like the first caller said, he should take his children back to Nigeria, let them go to the school. Tí àwọn èèyàn lọ tó bá lè ṣe káwọn ọmọ ẹ ti graduate.
Mo fẹ́ kẹ́ lọ kẹ́ má bá mi answer the men ó sọ̀rọ̀ lórí àwa ẹ mọ̀ pé mo mú díẹ̀ ni mo dẹ̀ fẹ́ kẹ́ mo dẹ̀ mọ̀ pé máa fẹ́ kánjú tètè lọ ẹ bá mi answer ilé ó sọ̀rọ̀ lórí the current àwọn pè ní separatists. I don't like using the word separatists, but this is the way they put it. The violent activities of the separatist agitators in the southeast and southwestern part of Nigeria. Àwa ló ń bá wí àtàwọn IPOB anyway. Vociferous, revisionistly contestations of the Amalgamation Act of 1914, generalized discontent with the prolonged underperformance of the Nigerian economy, the heightening recrimination, insecurity, and the violent feelings of marginalization, exclusion, injustice, and concerns about various dysfunction in the federal system are some of the sources of concern about the future prospect of Nigeria, of the country rather. So sọ̀rọ̀ lórí 1914 amalgamation pé bí a kì í ṣàlàyé ní Yorùbá díẹ̀ níwọ̀n bá ti mọ̀ pé àwọn tí wọ́n ń jà fún ẹ̀tọ́ ọmọ ènìyàn máa fẹ́ dá dúró yìí látara insecurity, látara Nigerian economy, exclusion, marginalization, injustice òun ló ń fà á tí gbogbo kíní bá wà together Nàìjíríà sì máa da kò dẹ̀ síbi kankan tẹ́lẹ̀ kankan lọ. Ẹ bá mi sọ̀rọ̀ lé lórí kẹ́tọ́ máa lọ ẹ̀gbọ́n mi.
Like I said, Olayomi Koiki wèrè ní Fayemi tó bá gbọ́ wèrè Túndé lórúkọ tí mo pè lá Texas wèrè ní Fayemi. Because when I say sọ pé wèrè ní Fayemi ò ní wípé all these things that he mentioned, he knows those are the issues. Ó mọ̀ wípé issue of 1914 amalgamation wípé we never came together to say we want to become one country. Ìṣe báwa la agree. At least àwọn Scottish tán láwọn fẹ́ kúrò nínú UK tán láwọn fẹ́ kúrò nínú United Kingdom. Their parliament sat down and agreed to be part of UK. Nígbà ní 1701. They came 1701. Their parliament, the Scottish parliament, the British parliament, they sat down to agree. Ẹ̀jẹ̀ ká papọ̀ as one Great Britain. But our own case was never like that. We were forced together.
Fayemi is delusional.
We were forced together. That is number one. He knew that we are immiscible. Just like last oil and water. It's like oil and water. We are immiscible. There was no agreement to bind you. The only agreement to bind you was during the independence. That agreement has been torn down in 1966. He knew that. And then secondly, he's talking about leadership. What role has he played as a leader? Like I said, what role did he play? So now, what role is he now preparing? We're now unfair play because if he's able to identify leadership is one of the problems.
Yes.
He has been a leader. So what role he failed to play his role as a leader? Now that he is saying it again, what role is he about to play? Jerry Katuwanshi, let me tell you the strategy Fayemi is using.
Yes.
Number one, Fayemi is trying to use persuasion. Okay? To read that statement, is using persuasion. We need to come together and discuss so that people who are campaigning and those who are agitating will listen. Okay, it's like they want to provide a forum for conversation. That is persuasion method. Now he's also using intimidation.
Okay.
Where intimidation comes in is for him to say separatist group. Because when he says separatist group, then or some other Nigerian media will use the word secessionist group. So they are trying to criminalize self-determination. And that is where intimidation is coming from. So that when they use that word, they want to say you are doing something that is contrary to the law. And so therefore, you are liable to be punished. Check it. So he's using intimidation method
So the word separatist to lo yẹn, according to the English dictionary, someone who is a member of a particular race, religion, or other group within a country and who believe that his group should be independent and have their own government or in some way live apart from other people. A person who supports the separation of a particular group of people from a larger body on the basis of ethnicity, religion, or gender. So Fayemi sọ nísìnyí pé àwọn separatists, the violent activities, ẹ wo bó ṣe lo ọ̀rọ̀ yẹn, the violent activities of the separatists. Ṣé àwa wà violent?
That is why I told you. That is why I told you. Intimidation if Fayemi ló ń bẹ.
Okay.
Àwọn people because they are asking, so they are violent or they have the tendency to be violent.
But our violent ẹ̀gbọ́n mi, our violent.
He's trying to say, one, we are violent because he saw some people like the only thing we are violent. Then I want to saw on social media like me and you, we have the tendency to be violent because some people don't listen. If Nigeria will work for them, they will be angry inside of them and they will come out to say no,
and react to that.
For anybody, we don't go grieve for anybody. Just like once you submit that slogan,
no grief for anybody in 2024.
It's like it's an inciting statement. It is not. So Fayemi is equally using that as an intimidating strategy. Láti calm àwọn èèyàn down. Láti make sure pé òun ṣẹ́rù bà wá. And then lastly that I want to add to it is that people like Fayemi should get ready. That's just what I want to say. Okay. People like Fayemi should get ready because they think they can continue to manipulate the people just to the interest of politics. These are people that knows what the problem is, but these are the people we can call people that have been bought over. Those are the people in Nigeria. They want Nigeria full opportunity back the day. They will come back to come and deceive their own people. They should get ready because it's going to backfire. Thank you, my brother.
Thank you so much. Wow. 105 people are watching us on Koikimedia and only 30 people like the video. That is not good enough. Eba Agbole liking it. It's not going to cost you anything. T. Anderson says Fayemi is delusion. Do you think so? She Fayemi was deluded. Fayemi ní violent activities of the separatists definitely kò gbọdọ̀ já ọ̀rọ̀ ló ń bá sọ̀rọ̀, kò gbọdọ̀ jẹ́ olóyè Ìgbòho àti bàbá Kító ìtorí ní ìlú Èkìtì tá ti lọ ṣe rally. It was not a violent one. Everybody can testify to it. I know there's that crazy woman tó ń sọ pé gbogbo rally tá lọ ṣe là ń pààyàn, kò mo ní kó mú evidence jáde, kò tí mú jáde láti jọ́ tí mo ti sọ fún bomb bastard woman. Bones okay, easy.
Koikimedia.
Brother mi dáadáa.
Media. Oyo alore to ọ̀rẹ́.
Aṣọ táì ti parí, a ṣe bẹ̀rẹ̀ ni.
I know that. Okay. All right. So, I can talk.
Go ahead.
All right. Káàárọ̀ gbogbo ẹ̀mọ́ Yorùbá ẹni àǹkùtẹ́bá wà easy dollar straight from Miami. Okay, I'm ní anything láti sọ but I just want to go through this. Gbàngbò ìwọlé. Ìgbowó ṣà ò ní kú kékeré o. Ọlọ́run bá ń gbọ́ ò ní kú kékeré ìgbowó ṣà. Tọ́jọ́ ló ń sọ̀rọ̀. Ẹ wò ẹ fi ìgbowó lẹ̀ o. Ẹ jẹ́ kí ìgbowó máa maintain right now. Ẹ jẹ́ kó máa maintain ẹjọ́ ẹ filẹ̀. Ìgbowó is already activated. So anytime ló lè mú kò yẹ anytime he can move. Kò sí restriction lọ hàn. So he can move anytime. But what I want to say, I want to talk to the president of Nigeria, Baba Tinubu, the Jagaban. Ìgbòho ló rán wá sí ẹ o. Ẹ wọlé lọ kọlù ní July. Ẹ gba gbogbo dúkìá ẹ̀jẹ̀. Ẹ fẹ́ pamọ́lé but Ọlọ́run fún yín ṣe. At the end of the day, ẹ pààyàn méjì sí lọ́rùn. Àdògán àti Alhaji Fatai.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni.
During Buhari regime. So now, what we asking for gbogbo àwọn Yorùbá as bí òṣà ti sọ Sunday Adéyẹmọ oníkàbáwọn béèrè lọ́wọ́ bàbá Tinubu ń bo náà gbókùú sí o.
Níbo lòkú wà? Òkú Àdògán
àti òkú
Alhaji Fatai.
Ìbọlẹ̀ gbé sí. Tó bá jẹ́ pé tọ́dí àṣìṣì ni ẹ fún wa ní gbogbo eruku wa padà. Tó bá jẹ́ jẹ́ pé bìkan lẹ jù wọ́n sí ní ẹja ọmọ bí tẹ jù wọ́n sí because the stiga family ẹ̀ẹ̀kan lè pààyàn sínú lẹ́yìn kẹ̀dẹ̀ sọ pé ẹ̀dẹ̀ máa gbókùn lọ́bẹ̀ yẹn no it doesn't work like that Nigerian government Mr. Tinubu mo mọ̀ pé wọ́n ti sọ fún ẹ o ẹ bá gbókùn lẹ̀ the second of all ọlọ́run bá ń gbọ́ Koiki ní choice ẹ máa sanwó Ìgbòho 20 billion jẹ́jẹ́ nobody is measuring that ẹ láti sanwó bàbá ẹ they approve it they say you pay him and you must pay him Nigerian government ẹ jẹ́ máa yẹn lówó ẹ jẹ́ lókun méjì that's all I have to say God bless our Yoruba people and the land and the people on the land.
Thank you so much. Easy ló sọ̀rọ̀ yẹn láti Miami ó ní ọ̀kú àdògán àti Alhaji Fatai ó ní wọ́n gbókùn ìsílẹ̀ Mr. Samson Adékúnlé mo máa ń kí ṣé àti wá gbàgbé òkú náà ni àbí báwo àgbàgbé ẹja lọ sí ìsàlẹ̀ lọ́hùn ká tún lọ gbọ́ láti ẹnu àwọn tíìmù wa ẹgbọ́n sókè ní kí ká gbọ́ ìtẹ́yìn náà fi bá wa sọ.
ẹ ṣe gan ni sà ẹ pọ̀lẹ̀ ẹ kálẹ̀ ẹ káàárọ̀ ẹ káàsán ní gbogbo àgbáláyé tí gbogbo ọmọ Yorùbá sọdọ sí nípasẹ̀ ìṣẹ̀lẹ̀ tí ọ̀rọ̀ tí gómìnà àná ní ìpínlẹ̀ kì í sọ sí ilé tí bàbá fẹ́ sọ màá kọ́kọ́ bẹ̀rẹ̀ láti ibi tí ọ̀dọ̀ tí bàbá fẹ́ yẹn bóyá ká sọ wípé tí bàbá fẹ́ yẹn bóyá.
Network.
Tí bóyá òun nìkan ní wọ́n ń bẹ̀rù tí àwọn òfin lè sọ̀rọ̀ direct because a ti rí nígbà kan rí tí bàbá ti sọ̀rọ̀ lé àìmọye ìgbà wípé Nàìjíríà pé
network. Network. Ìlú òfò. Network yẹn lọ ń bọ̀ ó yẹ ṣé kíákíá torí network yín ò dáa.
Okay. So bàbá yẹn bàbá fẹ́ a rí àwọn step kan náà tó take nígbà tí a bẹ̀rẹ̀ struggle lálẹ́ kó sí ọwọ́ bàbá yẹn nínú nǹkan tí fẹ́ sọ nípa àti bàbá yẹn láti pé kán lè gbá òkú tiwa ní ìpínlẹ̀ Èkìtì káàrọ̀ Fayemi ìdí àná ẹnìkan náà ti kọ́ gbogbo ọmọ Yorùbá jẹ́ tuntun tí ẹ bá rántí bàbá Adébáyọ̀ ní ìgbà ọ̀rọ̀ Tàfà Adéoyè tí ẹ bá rántí bàbá yẹn náà ló lọ tó kọ́kọ́ lọ kó bá ọmọ Yorùbá tó fi kún táàsì owó kòkó.
Mo kí Mr. Adéyẹmí.
Gbogbo ẹni mo fi
come back on this.
Ló fi kún táàsì owó kòkó gbà yẹn. Tí àwọn àgbẹ̀ tí wọ́n kún wọn lè san pé táàsì yẹn ti pọ̀ jù pé wọn ò ní ojú ọ̀nà wọn ò níná wọn ò ní gbogbo kan ní wọn ò nígbà yẹn. Ṣùgbọ́n nígbà yẹn bàbá yẹn ní dandan lówó orí ẹ gbọ́dọ̀ san owó rí àwọn Àgbẹ̀kọ̀yà náà búra wọ́n ní àwọn ò lè san ọ̀kẹ́ mẹ́fà láò san tí wọ́n bẹ̀ sí kọrin tí bàbá yẹn kó sójà wá bá wọn ṣebí ọmọ Yorùbá náà ni ṣebí ọmọ bíbí ìpínlẹ̀ Èkìtì náà ni ẹni tá à ń sọ yìí àdá òdìdè wọ́n bẹ̀ sí ní pa àwọn Àgbẹ̀kọ̀yà kó tó ní gbé àwọn Àgbẹ̀kọ̀yà ń darí mọ́ wọn lọ́wọ́ tí wọ́n ṣe gudugudu méje yàyà mẹ́fà tí ó dà pé wọ́n borí gbà yẹn kó tó di pé bàbá Awólọ́wọ̀ kó tó di pé wọ́n wá fún bàbá yẹn ní prime minister tí bàbá yẹn ṣe wá pé àwọn àgbẹ̀ pé kí ló ń wá tí bàbá yẹn ṣe wá wọ́n wá ṣe gbogbo kan tó ń wá wọ́n ṣe ojú ọ̀nà wọ́n ṣe everything gbogbo kan tó ń wá ilé ìwé tí wọ́n ní kọ́kọ́ fún wọn kọ ọgbẹ̀ fún wọn ṣùgbọ́n àtẹ̀yìnwá àtẹ̀yìnbọ̀ bàbá Adébáyọ̀ náà ló tún wá ègé tí ó tún wá fi páńpẹ́ tó tún wá fi obìnrin tíráàpù Tàfà Adéoyè tó ń jà fún Yorùbá gbà yẹn tó tún fi mú ṣùgbọ́n àwọn alálẹ̀ á máa tú àṣírí wọn àwọn alálẹ̀ á ṣe wọ́n mọ́ṣẹ́ gbogbo wọn tó bá ti sọ pé wọn ò wá ká gbọ́ kó lóko ẹrú nítorí pé ọmọ tí wọn ò sí ní Nàìjíríà kò tí ọmọ wọn kankan gbogbo wọn ṣe mú gbogbo orílẹ̀-èdè Yorùbá tí wọ́n mú gbogbo ẹ̀ wọ́n jẹun ilé tán lè tà ń bẹ̀ wọ́n tà the same set of people náà sì ni tó jẹ́ pé school ọ̀fẹ́ náà lọ ń gbà yẹn irú òun tó ń sọ̀rọ̀ yìí school ọ̀fẹ́ ló lọ ńgbà tó lọ school ọ̀fẹ́ ni kò sanwó school bọ́ọ̀ sí báyìí ó ní wá lára ó ṣe mínísítà sí kankan tí state ẹ̀kan tí tẹ̀ dé Èkìtì tí náà rí gbogbo resources tán ni wọ́n ní Èkìtì kì í ipa wo ló kó sí nípa pé kí wọ́n tẹ̀ fi generate owó kan fi kọ́ ó dẹ̀ jẹ́ ordinary iléeṣẹ́ slippers Èkìtì state ò ní ordinary iléeṣẹ́ slippers níbi tán ti máa ní other countries wọn ò ní anything lẹ́kìtì ó wá jáde síta ó wá sọ pé kí ọmọ Yorùbá máa rọ́jú pẹ̀lú Nàìjíríà pé Nàìjíríà ṣe lè gbà Nàìjíríà wo ló dá so ọ̀rọ̀ mi ò ní fẹ́ sà.
ẹ ṣé gan ni bàbá wa one of our correspondent on the ground ni wọ́n fún wa ní heads up yẹn mo kí bàbá wa Babátúndé Òjó Yorùbá Nation no going back mo kí ọpẹ́ ẹ̀gbọ́n mi bàbá wa Simon O Adebisi ni this giant cannot work is a systematic failure one in Niger Republic is just another predictable country axis of evil proxies of grades. Adekunle Rahman Mokinyi, Jimoh Moses, good afternoon. Edward Omola Funsho sọ pé Mr. Koiki, no matter what I'm facing, I will never deny Yoruba Nation. They even sack me at my place of work. I am still part of Yoruba Nation. Many people lost their job. Only brother wa communist state yẹn nílẹ̀ Yorùbá ó lọ apply fún iṣẹ́ kan kàn yín bá apply iṣẹ́ yẹn wọ ògbé síta is an internal recruitment. But he got the heads up and he went there and they told him point blank that you are not going to be given the job because believe in one Nigeria anymore. Anyway, this happened somewhere in Yoruba land. Me that Igbagbola to mention in the program, and I told him not to be worried too much. That's all I told him. It's part of what we all have to go through because it's somebody that is well recognized through our platforms and all that. He was not given the job. They told him point blank, since he doesn't believe in one Nigeria, Nigeria. Otunlate Mtokwe Muki, thank you so much for joining us this particular afternoon. Alan Condi has wrote so much. Our politicians and leaders, elders have A1 in corruption, A1 in lying, A1 in crime, A1 in robbery, A1 in non-development, A1 to keep the citizen backwards, A1 in killing their citizens, A1 in borrowing money, A1 in destroying their own land and build other people's land. Danilo Ide, thank you so much. Ade K. Benson, Mokinsa, on a referendum. Let everyone go their separate ways. Couple of calls ti wale kan ẹ jẹ́ ká tún dá àwọn calls yẹn padà tó bá ṣe wà lórí ètò. Mo kí gbogbo wa, we are just 2 hours straight into the program, but I still have a couple of more, probably less than an hour, and then we're going to start winding down. Fayemi òun la gbé ọ̀rọ̀ ẹ̀ wá bá wa. Ogunmola Abiodun ni farmers and herders clashes always remind me of how stupid Nigeria is. Nigeria is not going to work. If you are still one of those that believe that Nigeria is going to work because Fayemi is saying that, inú gathering tó ti ṣe kíni lánàá, inú air condition ló ti ṣe, òun ṣe inú bọ́lẹ̀ kájà places. Hello brother mi, ẹgbọ́n sókè sà.
Sà, ọ̀rọ̀ tèmi kàn fẹ́ sọ, ó dùn mí pé bàbá Akíntóyè wọ́n jọ mi Èkìtì, ó dùn mí gan. Because ìdí nǹkan tí Fayemi tó ń tà láti ṣe ni wípé bí ọ̀rọ̀ tẹ bá sọ pé àmọye wọn tó ń ṣètò báwọn náà fẹ́ di sẹ́nítọ̀ wọ́n fẹ́ di president. Fayemi sì ní purpose pé wọ́n fẹ́ di president.
Ó ṣì ní mission yẹ, ó ṣì ní mission yẹ.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni,
ó ní mission.
àbò fẹ́ di senate president.
Wọ́n lè máa promise ẹ̀gbọ́n ní vice president.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni, mission ẹ̀ tó ní ní ẹ̀ tó fi sọ gbogbo rubbish tó sọ ẹ̀. Ó dẹ̀ dùn mí lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí pé àbáké tó yẹ jọ mi Èkìtì because irú yẹn bí Fáyọ̀ṣe ẹni tí mo mọ̀ láti kékeré wọ́n mi fẹ́ dárúkọ ara mi tán. Fáyọ̀ṣe di gómìnà Èkìtì àjọpọ̀ ọmọ àdì 419. Ó dùn mí gan. Bọ̀ àdúrà tí mo ṣàǹgbà ni pé Ọlọ́run àbá wa ṣe.
Ọlọ́run kó wa yọ. Ẹ ṣé gan ni. Ní agbára ní kankan ẹ ṣé gan ni. That's a very straightforward contribution and we appreciate and thank you so much. Let me read this quickly. Thank you so much to my beautiful wife, K411, my brother. Thank you so much. If you're watching me for the first time, I only talk about the disintegration, dissolution of Nigeria through a peaceful means, but I know that if it doesn't come peacefully, it will go the other way around. But there is still a negotiation that is going on. Let's read from This Day how their own headline came. Fayemi, Sani, others agreed that Nigeria is crawling, want consensus on key issues. If this giant must work, manifesto for a new Nigeria. There's another person there, Timon Rilenyi. I can see Shehu Sani, Pat Utome is in there. There's another governor, I think this is the former Calabar State governor. He's the chairman. But this was at an event called Prince Emeka Obasi inaugural lecture. I think there's a call coming through. Let's pick that call. And I guess this is coming from the US. This number is never saved. Hello,
Mr. Koiki.
You're welcome to the program, sir.
Hello, we're live.
Yes, our live, yes. Emute ten gbọ́n nínú ilé yẹn. Emute yẹn mọ́lẹ̀ ká lè gbọ́ yín dáadáa.
Okay. Ẹjọ́ dà, mo ń wò yín live ni. Nǹkan tí mo kàn fẹ́ sọ ni pé Nàìjíríà dàbí 37-story building. Tó wá kọ́ sórí bungalow. 37 yẹn ni pé all the states at Abuja lẹ́kọ̀ọ́ yẹ 37. A 37-story building built on a bungalow. With the present arrangement and Fulani mentality born to rule, Nigeria is going to Mogadishu. Everybody are just pretending. Everybody's a pretender. I have it right here in my family in New York. Until Nigeria is not working. Nigeria is not working. It was not designed to work and it will never work. Nigeria is not working, it's not designed to work and it's never work. Man kan tó bá yẹ sọ̀rọ̀ láti ó ti qualify ẹ̀ pé wọ́n bí ọmọ 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, ọmọ yẹn wọ 25 years, 26 years, kò rìn kò rà, ẹ wá gbé ẹ ó sì wà ní infancy. Táwọn ẹgbẹ́ ẹ̀ ti ń wọ university tó ti ń bímọ, ẹ má yẹ kí n gbà kókó yín. Nigeria was designed not to work, it will never work and it can never work. It's a 37-story building. Don't call sorry bungalow. Don't fi foundation bungalow call. A 37-story building on a bungalow foundation. Oh my collapse. Look at your program. Buhari went to UN fighting for Rohingya, fighting for Palestine, and they are there killing our people. His tribe are killing Yoruba daily, and people are pretending. Nigeria is affecting everybody. On to affect everybody violently. And all affect you, affect me. I'm paying people back in Nigeria salary. They don't work for me. They are my family. But I can't watch them suffering. We grew up together. But later people realize that this generation is missing. My children don't have that bond with them. They only know them one. Bond here, I'm going to 59, 60. How many understand the whole thing because they don't have that bond. The same thing with you. How many understand the whole thing because bond here will see that bond will gradually be breaking. And once that bond breaks, that is the end.
Ẹ ṣe gan ni mo máa ń kẹ́yìn tẹ̀sẹ̀ ń jí nílùú Amẹ́ríkà ní Canada tí ẹ bá wa dá sí live ní program tẹ̀ ń wò lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́ èyí tá a ṣe lánàá ni brother mi tún mẹ́nu lé wọ́n ní Mr. Koiki Buhari lọ sí UN his first ever UN ó lọ plead on behalf of the Palestinians while his own Fulani clan continue to massacre and kill us. Nǹkan máa ti ṣe wá báyìí o ẹgbọ́n sókè ẹni tó ń gbọ́ wa. Ẹ káàbọ̀ sórí ètò ẹ ṣe gan ni sà.
Ẹjọ́ ṣé Fáyẹmí yẹn ṣé ọmọ Nàìjíríà ni.
Kí n bó lẹ́yìn tó fẹ́ gbà sí báyìí lẹ́fí bẹ́lẹ́ gbà wọlé báyìí.
Mi rò pọ̀ ọmọ Nàìjíríà ni Fáyẹmí yẹn. Ìṣẹ́dá kò jẹ́ pé àwọn Pakistan àwọn kìíní lọ́yẹn ni.
Ọmọ Yorùbá máa ní Káyọ̀dé Fáyẹmí ọmọ Èkìtì.
Mo wà kì í ṣe àwọn Fúlàní náà tí ń jẹ́ Fáyẹmí.
Bàbá ìtúgbọ́n bọ́lẹ̀ tí wàá gbọ́rọ̀ lọ́ba ẹ̀ má tún dà ìbá ti wà. Ṣé pé ọmọ Pakistan ni Fáyẹmí?
Torí olórí burúkú èèyàn.
Wọ́n ní ká má ṣe pé níjọ́ Friday. Wọ́n níjọ́ Friday ká má ṣe pé níjọ́ Friday ká jẹ́ kó díjọ́ Sunday. Ẹ mọ̀ pé ní Jímọ̀.
Tó máa sọ pé ká ní sùúrù.
Ẹni tó sọ nìyẹn ó ní Nàìjíríà ṣì máa dáa ó ní Nàìjíríà ṣì máa dáa ó ní Andrew no check out o Nàìjíríà go survive ó dẹ̀ tẹ sá lọ ẹ máa padà wálé ó máa dùn.
Nàìjíríà máa dá àwọn kò dá àdì interest in Nàìjíríà mọ́ everybody máa lọ.
Ẹ̀yin ti bínú nìyẹn ẹ ti give up ó ní ká má give up ló ń sọ.
Ó máa dá kò dá àdì interest mọ́. tó bá fẹ́ dáa kó dáa fún àwọn tó bá fọwọ́ mú Nàìjíríà wọn àwọn àwọn tó kẹ́sì wọn lọ
ìyá mi dáadáa ẹ káàbọ̀ sórí ètò.
kọ́ lè fi agbára mu nígbà tó ń wà lórí gómìnà kọ́ńpìlì mélòó ló ṣe sí Èkìtì.
ó náà ń gbìyànjú ṣe bóun àti Afẹ́ Babalọ́lá jọ táwọn síra wọn ó náà ń gbìyànjú ó ní kí n má dá Afẹ́ Babalọ́lá lóhùn gbẹ̀gbọ́n kan dẹ̀ tún sẹ́ mẹ́sẹ̀ tí wọ́n ní kí n má bìlí Fáyẹmí náà ó lè ní gbogbo wọn Kóìkì má jẹ́ kó gbé ẹ mọ́ra Kóìkì afẹ́rẹ́ má yẹ kó gbé ẹ mọ́ra.
ọdún nǹkan tí Fáyẹmí sọ yẹn ó dà pé opposite ẹ ló mean ó ń fi style sọ fún wa pé Nàìjíríà ò lè dá a mọ́ ká máa kú lọ fọkàn balẹ̀ sí Nàìjíríà opposite ẹ ló fi style sọ fún wa torí politician ni kò lè sọ direct ó wá fi style sọ opposite ẹ fún wa so that àwa náà.
ẹ bọ̀ ẹ má pè lọ́mọ Pakistan ẹ má ẹ̀ka tún pè lọ́mọ Pakistan ọmọ Yorùbá ni kòkò nífẹ̀ẹ́ Yorùbá ni.
kì í ṣe ọmọ Yorùbá tó bá yẹ pé ọmọ Yorùbá kó kó àwọn ọmọ ẹ̀wà kan kidnap ẹ fún bí oṣù kan kó
àyọ̀
ọmọ ẹ pé
kò nígbà yẹn àwọn ọmọ ẹgbẹ́ ọ̀gbọ́dọ̀ kidnap ọmọ lówó ọmọ tálákà nìkan kidnap.
nígbà tó kó ọmọ òkè ọmọ àwa tálíkà nìkan máa kidnap.
ẹ mọ̀ káwọ̀ lówó lọ́wọ́.
kọ́ bá wa bú gàrí sí kì í ṣe ọmọ ni àní kókó kó ọmọ ẹ̀wà kan drive láti Èkìtì
ẹ má jẹ́ kó drive helicopter ló máa fi drop wọn sí Èkìtì àwọn rìn lójú títì helicopter ló máa ń lò helicopter wọn náà máa ṣe títì wọn ní 2027 ara manifesto Tinubu nìyẹn náà máa ṣe títì.
tí Káyọ̀dé ẹ̀ bá tún padà sọ orú ọ̀rọ̀ yẹn tó bá sùn kò ní jí mọ́.
èpè ńláńlá níjọ́ Friday lórí Koikimedia show ẹ máa yẹ káwọn ará sọ̀rọ̀ kan máa bínú sí mi nísìn.
kò ní jí mọ́.
èmi kọ́ mo sọ yẹn o.
iṣẹ́ yìí ló sọ àwọn Yorùbá ló sọ
àwọn. ó ti tán Yorùbá lèmi náà so àjọṣọ náà ni. èpè yìí ṣe wá pọ̀ àwọn èèyàn máa ń ṣàṣẹ ọlá ní ìsọpá àṣẹ.
alágbé à ń lọ lé wa ṣéjà wà bẹ́ẹ̀ ni kò síjà bẹ́ẹ̀ àdẹ̀bá wọn jà.
kí ló dé tára ń ta yín báyìí tó tó yìí.
ara ò ta wọ́n gbà tó ẹgbẹ́ wọn pa wá wọn pa ìyá wa wọn pa ẹ̀gbọ́n wa wọn pa ẹbí.
wọ́n ní fúngbà díẹ̀ ni Buhari ní fúngbà díẹ̀ ni ó ní Tinubu náà ó ní Tinubu bá lọ sí UN ó ní kí Tinubu náà lọ bá wa sọ̀rọ̀ nípa self determination ó ní kí Tinubu náà lọ bá wa sọ̀rọ̀ nípa self determination.
ó ní ká ní sùúrù fún kíni. àbájá o à ń bá tiwa lọ ní o.
ó dà à ń bá tiwa lọ ní ẹ ṣe gan ni ẹ̀gbọ́n ìbínú púpọ̀ lọ́sàn-án ọ̀dẹ̀ bínú bẹ́ẹ̀ lánàá mú ọmọ tó ṣẹlẹ̀ lẹ́ni Ifágbémilékè ìyá dáadáa tí Adisi ní uncle Koiki mo tún ti dé uncle mo àti jẹ gbèsè báyìí o most of us from the mixed parent our parent let us know about it so it has turned its back on àwọn èèyàn bínú sí Fáyẹmí o ó dẹ̀ níyàn dáadáa ní Fáyẹmí báwo ló ṣe wá rí lọ báyìí Fáyẹmí ẹ káàbọ̀ ẹ kúrọ̀lẹ́ ìrọ̀lẹ́ ò tí ì pọ̀ púpọ̀ bọ̀ ẹ kúrọ̀lẹ́ náà ni kí lẹ́yìn fẹ́ bá wa sọ.
Fáyẹmí tó sọ pé don't give up on Nigeria ẹ kọ́ bèrè lọ́wọ́ ẹ tó kọ́ give up on Nigeria òun ni number one.
báwo lẹ́yìn ṣe mọ̀ yẹn ó ní òun give up èyí wá ń sọ pé ó give up.
àkóso àwọn ọmọ Nàìjíríà.
ẹ wọ gbọ́dọ̀ gbé Nàìjíríà ọmọ olówó gbọ́dọ̀ gbé Nàìjíríà tó bá dẹ̀ máa gbé Nàìjíríà Ìkòyí Banana Island nìkan kan ní kó máa gbé wọ́n ní láti gbé lẹ́kìtì ṣẹ́yìn expect ọmọ Fáyẹmí máa gbé lẹ́kìtì ni.
so tó bá kó kò give up on Nigeria káwọn ẹ wà ní kọ́ wà lẹ́kìtì kọ́ máa gbé bẹ́ẹ̀.
wọ́n ní wọ́n fi gbé lẹ́kìtì wọ́n ní Èkìtì kì í ṣe ibi táwọn máa gbé wọ́n fi gbé láàrin ibi táwọn Davido T.Y. Jima nǹkan kan gbé.
another more of it ni pé ṣe mọ̀ pé these people are politicians.
mo agree pẹ̀lú nìyẹn they are politicians tó gbogbo àwọn tí ó tọ́ yọkùn tí mo rí níbí wà politician ni gbogbo wọn pátá mo dẹ̀ sì máa kátìkù yẹ ẹ̀fẹ́ kí n kàró lẹ̀ pa máa kátìkù yìí lọ́dọ̀ Emeka Obasi inaugural memorial lecture Fáyẹmí ló deliver lecture yẹn ó ní according to them there must be a national leadership consensus on what Nigeria meant for everybody kí ni Nigeria mean fún yín alàgbà tó ń pè ayé máa bú Fáyẹmí kí ni Nigeria mean fún yín ni kẹsọ ti yín kí ni Nigeria mean fún yín.
Nigeria doesn't mean anything for me. Nigeria doesn't mean anything for me. Nigeria is gone. Nigeria is bygone.
ẹ ń sọ fún mi nísìnyí pé Nigeria mean nothing to you. a máa gbá World Cup ní 1996 àwọn òkóṣà.
That was 96. We are talking at 2024. Yeah. So like I was saying, brother mi. But you know, these people are politicians. So we don't plan out in they don't. What you want even go? Tinubu tó wà ńbẹ̀ tó jẹ́ bàbá wọn tó wà ńbẹ̀.
Jagaban ẹni Jagaban ẹ máa pè délẹ̀ Jagaban.
They are because Fáyẹmí is not being favoured nínú Jagaban.
ṣe ẹ jẹ́ òun kankan náà ṣé kò ń ṣe pé Fáyẹmí àti Tinubu wọ́n ti ní clash because Fayemi náà pọ̀ náà ti fẹ́ lájẹ̀ńdà ju Tinubu lọ báyìí.
So because kò sínú kákọ̀ sí ẹ̀.
èèyàn kan ní ọkọ̀ Koiki àwà ní 2024 ẹ má máa gbé wa lọ sí 1996 gbogbo òkú ṣàtẹ̀sán ẹ má da brain wa. So ṣé Fayemi àti Tinubu ṣe kò ṣe pé ìjà fẹ́ wá láàrin wọn báyìí torí mo rí pé ìgbésẹ̀ tó gbé nígbà tó ń ṣe campaign yẹn lọ ó dà pé Fayemi ò fi taratara gba ti Tinubu ó dà pé ọmọ Buhari ni Fayemi.
ẹ mọ̀ pé Fayemi ó ṣe ti Buhari ó ṣe ti Buhari.
òun náà ni mò ń sọ ọmọ Buhari gidi ni Buhari nífẹ̀ẹ́ gan.
So after tí Jagaban wọlé. tí Jagaban ti wọlé sìn kò wà favour.
Jagaban ti gbé ó ti wò pé ọmọ Buhari nìwọ Buhari kẹrin ló fẹ́ bá àrìnàjò Jagaban jẹ́ lọ́lọ́ ṣe owó lọ́ṣe epo lọ́ṣe gbogbo lọ́yí kọ́ lọ́sowó àti Emefiele.
So àwọn tó wà ń bẹ̀ láìpàṣù tó ní gbogbo àwọn tó kóra wọn jọ bẹ́ẹ̀.
gbogbo ọlọ́dẹ yọkùn báyìí.
What I'm still playing now is that they are coming up with another story because nobody sure whether Jagaban gan ó máa ní 2027.
ẹ má dẹ́rù bá ọmọ Yorùbá o àwọn ọmọ Yorùbá máa expect pé Tinubu máa lọ títí di 8 years máa ní.
The question I keep on asking them is kí ló ṣó pé Nàìjíríà kò máa last 2027.
àdúrà kò máa last lèmi náà gbà wàláì àdúrà kò máa last tó bá jẹ́ pé lórí yẹn mo gbàdúrà kò máa last.
So
Prince Robinson mo bọ̀ wá ka kọ́mẹ́ntì ó kù díẹ̀ mo ń gbọ́.
So their permutation is they are trying to come up.
àwọn òyìnbó ńláńlá permutation ẹ bá wa gbé wá sí level tiwa permutation kí ló mean ẹ náà lè máa ń da gbogbo nǹkan rú permutation kí ni permutation ẹ sọ nìkan tó lè yé wa ẹ bá a ló ń gbèsè mí. èyí jẹ yóò jẹ gbẹ̀kọ́ níbẹ̀ yẹn kó gbàkàrà lọ́hùn.
So nǹkan tó ń fẹ́ wò ebi èyí jẹ yóò jẹ ní pé tábà wò tí o bá gbé báyìí tí o bá gbà báyìí bí a ká tún pè é báyìí ẹ̀rọ pé Nàìjíríà ta draft ni.
chess wọ́n dẹ̀ máa ń play draft láàrin èkó báyìí tó bá jù lọ báyìí wá jù báyìí ìwọ tó bá mọ̀ play wá kọ̀ jẹ́jẹ́jẹ́jẹ́ wá padà sókè báyìí wọ́n fi wá play draft.
So nǹkan tó ń wò ní pé so they are coming up with another political party.
ṣé petrol crisis ti lọ́lẹ̀ díẹ̀ sà.
Petrol the queue is too queue yẹn kò sí epo ó tún wọ́n.
NNPC náà ń ṣiṣẹ́ lé lórí gbogbo wọ́n ní gbogbo ẹ máa clear ní weekend yìí ẹ lọ fọkànbalẹ̀.
Ìgbàdí àwọn èèyàn bá ti kú tán.
àìtí kú lọ́lẹ̀ ń pa ìbẹ́ẹ̀ ẹ ṣe ń bíríìdì yìí rẹ̀ tí kú kó lẹ̀ kú kankan lọ́dẹ ní Buhari ṣe tiẹ̀ sáà kú kú nínú ti Buhari nínú ti Tinubu yìí náà ẹ má dẹ́rù ikú gbọ̀kan bà wá àlàáfíà lẹ máa wà máa gbọ́hùn yín ẹ máa rówó ra dẹ́tẹ̀ ẹ máa rówó gbọ́ Koikimedia ẹni kíyàwó yín ṣe ọbẹ̀ ẹ̀fọ́ fún yín tó bá rẹ̀ jásẹ́ ní kó gé pọ̀nmọ́ sí láàrin ẹ̀. wọ́n pàdé náà pọ́n lẹ́rìn.
olówó ló ń jẹ pọ̀mọ́dé dárúkọ yẹn pọ̀mọ́dé dárúkọ olówó ló ń jẹ.
ara rẹ̀ náà ni ẹ̀yin oṣù olówó ni ṣùgbọ́n olówó ni ẹ̀gbọ́n mi ti rẹ́rìn. ọ̀dà àdúrà wa gbà ẹ ṣé gan ni thank you so much.
àdúrà tí máa ń gbà ní pé àṣìṣe tó máa bá wọn.
kí gbogbo wọn dàrú láàrin ara wọn kí Tinubu tó fọ́gi mọ́ Fayemi lórí kí Fayemi náà fọ́gi mọ́ lórí kó overthrow Tinubu kí Tinubu náà overthrow wọn kí gbogbo ẹ̀ dàrú ẹ ṣé gan ni torí pé àwọn èèyàn pọ̀ lórí ìlà. wọ́n ní this weekend no be juju be that. Prince Robinson wọ́n ní is John Kayode Fayemi just awake èmi ò mọ̀ yẹn it is so pitiful that our politicians now turn politicians doesn't care about the citizen wọ́n ní Fayemi gan rí health care center kọ́délẹ̀ tán ẹgbẹ́ òsókè ẹ̀gbọ́n mi ẹ̀lẹ́ lórí ìlà ẹgbẹ́ òsókè kí ló ń pa ìyá mi ní ìfẹ́ mi ní ló ń pa ẹlẹ́rìn any right láti pè any right.
I'm so annoyed.
ẹ má annoyed this afternoon ẹ má annoyed too much.
ṣẹ̀rí wèrè wọn if you look at their gathering wọ́n work out to something towards 2027.
àwọn tí ń prepare olóṣèlú wèrè ni wọ́n máa ń prepare ni wọ́n ti ń múra sílẹ̀.
ṣẹ́rí my brother. Àwọn wèrè yìí they don't care wọn bá jẹ ìlú kan kọ́ jẹ ìlú mẹ́wàá run nílẹ̀ Yorùbá àwọn people all they need to tell you ni pé calm down the perpetrators will be brought to book láti ìgbà tí Nàìjíríà ti wà perpetrator will be brought to book èkíní àti rí book èkejì àti rí pen pépà tẹ máa rí àwọn tó kọrúkọ wọn síbẹ̀ that
is what they keep telling the people. Like ìgbà tí yẹn dún gbàm ní Ìbàdàn kí ni fi
bomb blast oníkòsí kankan.
Okay, so when you calm down láti wáyé di sin náà, where is the report? Tó bá jẹ́ bíbá ẹni àwọn èèyàn máa ti publish pé nǹkan báyìí ló ṣẹlẹ̀. Report àti jáde ẹ ti mọ àwọn tó pa perpetrate.
Ṣèyí Mákindé ní ká má wọ́rí pé òun ti take care gbogbo yẹn bomb blast ní òun bọ́ ti take care ká má ti wọ́rí nípa report yẹn gbogbo report àwọn táwa lóyìnbó la fẹ́ report àwọn tó wà lé náà wọ́n fẹ́ report everything ti wà normal.
Can you imagine? And you are saying, okay, any say what is the root cause?
Kí la tó fẹ́ fi root cause ṣe á ti mọ̀ pé bomb blast ni. Àtún sọ pé kí Ọlọ́run má jẹ́ ká ti rírú ẹ̀ mọ́ ìní àtúnṣẹlẹ̀ Ọlọ́run jẹ́ ká rírú ẹ̀ mọ́. Àwọn Amẹ́ríkà ti bínú tán máa fi àdúrà kan máa gbà náà ni Fúlàní ló ṣe the first one.
So what I'm trying to say is this: one try to work out something again for 27. Because
ọdún mẹ́ta wà ló kù brọ́dà mi ọdún mẹ́ta.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ ni ọdún mẹ́ta ló kù ló wà wọ́n mọ̀ pé number one like I always told you ṣáàrí gbogbo àwọn bàbá wa gbogbo àwọn Yorùbá tó bá rò pé Tinubu wà ń bẹ̀ ọdún mẹ́jọ ló ní bàbá dìlúṣà ayérayé ni.
Jagaban la máa ń sọ yìí.
It doesn't matter. It does not matter.
Jagaban.
He's a human being. He's a human being. Èmi tí mo sọ̀rọ̀ yìí mi ò ní ìrọ̀lẹ́ mi. This is 10:33 now.
Wọ́n tẹ̀ ló wà ní France ó ń gba treatment but kò sí nǹkan tó bad nìyẹn wọ́n ló ti lọ láti Saudi wọ́n ti gbé lọ sí France ó lọ ti top up fún but kò sí nǹkan tó bad nípa yẹn kọ́ lọ́n fún lálàáfíà.
This is 10:34 a.m. in Texas. Èmi ò ní ọ̀sán yìí.
Gbogbo alánà sàn Ọlọ́run a máa nà sàn a máa lálẹ́.
Ọlọ́run ló ní gbogbo ẹ̀. Ọlọ́run ló mẹ́ni tó máa dùn lásán.
So ìtẹ́fẹ́ mú jáde nínú nǹkan tẹ́ pé padà nísìnyí ni pé àwọn politicians yìí ti ń prepare for 2027 fún kankan.
And then another thing is this.
Yes.
Another thing is this.
Yes.
Let me tell you. Even tí bàbá Tinubu bá di 2027 tó bá di 2027 lọ 2027 is still not automatic for him. It does not matter how Jagaban is.
Àwọn málàtẹ̀ ti yarí náà wọ́n náà wọ́n ní fún ní ticket.
That is what I'm saying.
Wọ́n náà wọ́n ní fún ní ticket.
That is what I'm saying.
Àwọn ọmọ bíi Tinubu ti ṣe àmọ́ bóyá fẹ́ play game yẹn this time around.
So bàbá yọ support àwọn náà ti yẹ kúrò nínú 2023 election kí ló kù fún bàbá Tinubu.
Mo kàn lọ sókè mọ́
kí ló kù fún. Kí ló kù fún tábà yọ support wọn kúrò nínú 2023 results. Kí ló kù fún bàbá Tinubu. So what I'm trying to say ni wípé àwọn obedient wọ́n ń kóra wọn jọ.
Àwọn yẹn kódà wọ́n ní tọ́ bá bọ̀bọ̀ lọ́kadà yẹn ó ní tọ́ bá arrest Peter Obi ó náà máa dá wàhálà lé àwọn máa ta Nàìjíríà jà gbogbo ẹ̀ máa dàrú pátápátá mo ní ilé ètò alágbára díẹ̀.
They are just joking.
Ṣé pé wọ́n lè ṣe kankan?
Ó gbọ́ àwọn yẹn orí social media làwọn yẹn.
Ẹ má sọ bẹ́ẹ̀ wọ́n náà ń plan nígbà kan owó dẹ̀ wà lọ́wọ́ wọn báyìí.
Nigeria is a crime scene. Nigeria is a crime scene.
Àwa need a lot of forensic.
I'm not saying wípé tá a bá di free, fair and credible election Peter Obi is not going to win. That's not what I'm saying. He could win. It's possible. But you are never going to get free, fair and credible election in Nigeria.
Tinubu máa rí gẹ̀ ọ́ kò ní jẹ́ kí Peter Obi débẹ̀ ọ́ láyé àwọn málàgbọ̀n nígbà.
And let me tell you, OLAYOMI KOIKI, they are going to mount so much pressure on him. I'm telling you, go and write it down somewhere. Go and write it down somewhere. Wípé nígbà tó bá súnmọ́ election, you will see the crisis tó bá wà láàrin Tinubu àti Shettima.
Hey, Shettima, restructure my food.
Bó ṣe wú ẹ̀kẹ́ tó máa wò bí pé kíkíní ẹ máa wọ ọkọ̀ tó ń ṣẹlẹ̀.
Restructure my food.
Kì í mọ tinú adákẹ́jà ni ọ̀pọ̀ yẹn wọ́n búra sílẹ̀ síbẹ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ ni.
Shettima.
Àtẹ̀lẹ́ nígbà tó bá súnmọ́, you will see the crisis that will be in Tinubu's political party.
Shettima. Kò ṣe trust rárá.
Tí àwọn náà ti máa gbé jáde. So let me tell you, 2024 is not automatic. What bàbá wa Aṣíwájú Bọ́lá Tinubu, we love him so much. What he has is 3 years yes.
kó tètè bá wa tẹ̀ sẹ́tọ̀ ká bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí í ṣèpàdé ọ̀rọ̀ self determination.
people like Fayemi àwọn fẹ́ position ara wọn wípé nígbà tó bá ń di 2027 wọ́n lè wo somebody like Fayemi láti silence area Tinubu.
Saraki má sì wà níbẹ̀ bàbá wèrè burúkú yẹn.
ẹ gbàgbé àwọn yẹn Saraki wo.
ó di gbogbo Ìlọrin mú.
ẹ gbàgbé àwọn yẹn gbogbo ẹ gbàgbé àwọn yẹn.
ẹjọ́ ìmọ̀ politics dáadáa.
There will be alignment and realignment.
Ṣé òyìnbó ńlá ńlá?
There will be alignment and realignment.
The mechanic ló sọ̀rọ̀ lọ́wọ́ yìí.
If you see Shehu Sani, if you see Patu Tomi, if you see Káyọ̀dé Fáyẹmí, I'm telling you.
Àti bọ̀bọ̀ fọ́mà Calabar àbí kíní kan òbọ̀ yẹn náà ọ̀nà gùdù nígbà tó ṣe gọ́fúnà ńgbà yẹn kí lórúkọ ẹ̀ ó náà wà ń bẹ̀ mọ́.
Ọgbọ́n àbí kí náà pé. So whatever is his name. We are cooking something towards 2027 because one of that wall is going to crack. One of them, that center will not hold. So they are trying to realign themselves so that they can take that opportunity. And what am I trying to say? Our people, they don't care about anybody on the streets. They don't care about anybody. Position that only one prepare for. Sweet ones don't saw yet. Those are the manifesto of APC. Káyọ̀dé Fáyẹmí ló kọ. Káyọ̀dé Fáyẹmí was àwọn ló kọ manifesto APC. People are listening wọlé tó fi rẹ́ẹ̀kì Jonathan. Ṣé kan náà sọ yẹ yìí? Those are the people behind it. So ẹ̀ka tó ń try àti ṣe again nìyẹn. And then to use the word giant. Bàbá tó sọ̀rọ̀ lẹ́ẹ̀kan yẹn ọlọ́run abámi já wọn sí. Tó sọ pé it's a 37-story building.
Gbé sórí bungalow.
Built on a bungalow foundation. Ọlọ́run abámi já bàbá yẹn sí.
Mr. Williams Asani, I so much love the analysis of the caller. He understand the political game. Òun náà mo ṣe pé ẹ̀gbọ́n ìmọ̀ nípa politics dáadáa.
That is the truth. That is the truth of what is going on in Nigeria right now. Ṣé now they call giant. It's an irrelevant giant. It's an irrelevant giant. Kò ní túmọ̀ to a common man. We don't need that giant Nigeria.
Barack Obama máa ń sọ bẹ́ẹ̀ pé giant of Africa ní Nigeria.
Forget it. It's not. Kí ni giant Goliath ní ṣe? Pẹ̀lú power of David. So if you
wọnú Bible lọ nìyẹn.
Country, like I always say, that the Yoruba nation. Forget it. Ever 60 million from Akitoye low. Nigeria, I can figure in Nigeria. 30 million. The figure in Nigeria is according to the estimated in 2022 or so. So if you go on Wikipedia, Nigeria is Yoruba is 45.8 million.
Okay, àpọ̀ náà díẹ̀.
If you go to Wikipedia,
that's what we
get. If that is what we get, we are Tabati Nigeria kúrò ní Africa. Yoruba nation is bigger than 43 countries.
Ẹrù nìyẹn.
Go and investigate what I'm saying. I have all the figures. I have it right there in the paper. Who are the most of the people? Nigeria is bigger because we are 45.885 45,885,000 only Yoruba, and that constitutes 21% of Nigerian population.
Oh yeah, Donald Duke of Cross River. Yes, Donald Duke lórúkọ ẹ̀ dáhùn wọ́n lápẹ̀ nǹkan.
So if you go by that, Nigeria kúrò, only 7 African countries that were bigger than Yoruba nation. And these are Uganda 48.5, Sudan 48.1, Kenya 55.1, South Africa 60.4, Tanzania 67.4, Democratic Republic of Congo 102.2 million, Egypt 112.7, and Ethiopia 126.5 million. Every other 43 countries in Africa, Yoruba nation is bigger than them. That is why I want to nail it. That Yoruba nation is bigger enough. We have all the resources, both human and natural resources, to build the Dubai of Africa within the next 10 years. And that is where I want to stop it.
Thank you
so
much.
Politicians are rogue.
They are rogue.
With them. We are no longer interested in Nigeria. We want to go. God bless you.
arákùnrin wọn mọ analysis yẹn ṣe dáadáa. Ifágbémilékè ni politicians are backstabbers. I am not surprised. Ọmọ àlè mùjẹ̀mùjẹ̀ ní gbogbo wọn. Bàbá wa Sun Odu wọ́n ní Donald Duke bẹ́ẹ̀ ni orúkọ táwọn wá nìyẹn. Michael Coker wọ́n ní long time well done sir. Àyílẹ̀ sálọ àbẹ́ tẹ̀lé onítìrí lọ ní sà. Mo jẹ́rìí yín ẹ̀jẹ̀ tẹ̀lé onítìrí kọ́lẹ̀ tẹ̀lé lọ. Ẹ bísí lẹ́nu iṣẹ́ àbí àwọn project ẹ̀ ń ṣe. Till Anderson ni imagine most Yoruba kids born abroad. Wọ́n pọ̀ bí ẹrú. Àwọn ọmọ táwọn bí abroad. Wọ́n pọ̀ bí ẹrú. Ẹ jẹ́ àpè nọ́mbà yìí padà 3359. àìtí kàǹtí Fáyẹmí sọ délẹ̀ akọ̀ṣe mú ní méjì mẹ́ta ni ó bá wa Yorùbá activist ó ní gbogbo apáta separatist ni wá ó ní ká lọ gbẹ́nu sàn ó ní Nàìjíríà lájọ máa keep èmi kọ́ mo sọ bẹ́ẹ̀ Fáyẹmí ló sọ bẹ́ẹ̀. Ẹ̀yin ọmọ Èkìtì kí ló ń ṣẹlẹ̀ Afẹ́ Babalọ́lá la fi bẹ̀rẹ̀ lọ́sẹ̀ yìí ẹgbẹ́ òsókè ẹ má bínú pé tí ń pè látẹ̀kan kọ́là tó wà lórí láì ní tó ń bá wa sọ ó ní agbára tó pọ̀ ọ̀nà olè yìí náà tó fẹ́ gbà ẹ bá gbé wọlé à ń gbọ́ yín sà.
mo jẹ ti fi yín mo fẹ́ mo kọ̀ ẹ́ sí kankan yé yín báyọ̀ ti tẹ ló ń sọ̀rọ̀ máa tẹ ló ń sọ̀rọ̀ lẹ́kìtì kẹ́rí ẹ lọ sí Èkìtì state sà tẹ bá ti kúrò ní Ọ̀ṣun ṣé ń gbọ́ sí ọ̀nà tẹ fi máa dé Èkìtì ní gbogbo ọ̀nà tó wọ Èkìtì tẹ bá fi lè kúrò ní Ọ̀ṣun ẹ máa tẹ̀ náà dé Ọ̀ṣun tẹ bá ti dé bá dé Ọ̀ṣun àti Èkìtì kò sí ọ̀nà ẹ bèèrè lọ máa yìí tó sọ̀rọ̀ yìí pé nígbà tó fún àgbèrè gọ́vnà lè Èkìtì ibo ọ̀nà wo ló ṣe.
ó náà ń gbàgbé kóhun ṣe ó ní the next governor ó ní kí ẹni sùúrù mo fẹ́ defend ẹ̀ ó náà ń ráyè ṣe ó náà ń ṣe àwọn project kan tó ń pè ní airport ó náà ń ṣe airport fún yín.
gbogbo wọn náà máa ṣòfò dànù.
ìpèníjọ Friday.
gbogbo wọn wọ́n máa ṣòfò dànù. ẹ bè lọ́wọ́ àwọn ọmọ Èkìtì tó wà lábúrò concept. ṣẹ̀gbọ́n ẹni sọ̀rọ̀ ọ̀nà délé àwọn tó bá jọ lè yẹ bèrè lọ́wọ́ tẹ bá ti dé Ọ̀ṣun bandi tẹ bá ti dé Ọ̀ṣun bandi ẹ máa tẹná dé Ọ̀ṣun bandi ni ibi tó Ọ̀ṣun parí sí ẹ tẹná débẹ̀ ni tẹ bá ti dé báyìí
gbéra látọ̀ṣun máa lọ sékìtì
kọ́má jì í gbélókù ẹ kọ́ fáàmù lọ́wọ́ àwọn Èkìtì tẹjọ wà wọn lọ́nà.
bọ̀ Fáyẹmí ní kí n sọ ẹ máa ń bínú máa Fáyẹmí ní ó ní kẹ́ máa give up lórí ọ̀rọ̀ Nàìjíríà o.
ṣe rí Fáyẹmí tẹ̀ ń sọ yìí ṣe ń gbọ́.
mò ń gbọ́ sà.
ó wà ní òun ló wà bí kátọ́gbà central drawing fún àwọn gọ́ọ̀mẹ̀ntì yìí ṣe ń gbọ́ ó léye tóun náà ń gbà lọ́wọ́ wọn ó léye tóun náà ń gbà lọ́wọ́ Tinubu gbogbo tó ṣe ó ti gbowó ni nà á. ẹ understand ṣe ń gbọ́ òun ló ń gbàlù fún wọn òun ló wà òun ló ń gbàlù fún wọn òun ló ń ṣe drawing fún wọn wọ́n ti máa mú ẹ confirm dáadáa.
ṣé pé wọ́n ti ń prepare for 2027 lẹ́ ń sọ yìí.
àná ti ń ṣe drawing wọn lẹ̀ ara drawing wọn náà ló fi ń sọ̀rọ̀ yìí nà á gbogbo wọn lọ́nà máa mú.
àmín.
ẹ bá wo gbogbo Lagos state níjẹta àná 1,000 plus wọ́n ti po 1,000 plus.
ṣé pé wọ́n ta ní 650 mọ́.
kí lẹ sọ.
mo ní ẹ má bínú ẹ má bá mi jà mo ní ṣé wọ́n ta ní 650 mọ́ ní sà.
650 ti báwo ó dàgbé mo sẹ́ẹ̀dì ilé epo kan fún yín ní mòwe bàbò bíbá ìlà opposite
kí ló ṣe wọ́n níbẹ̀
1,000 plus.
1,000 plus.
mo sẹ́ẹ̀dì kìíní ẹ̀ sí yes mo sẹ́ẹ̀dì ẹ̀ sí opposite redeem 1,000 plus.
bí a redeem bá wọn sọ̀rọ̀.
mo sẹ́ẹ̀dì kìíní ẹ̀ sí.
nígbà wọ́n ṣe máa tẹ pé ní 1,000 plus nígbà àgbà Jagaba nírọ́ Jagaba náà àgbà.
òun ni bàbá yẹn fi dìde pé ká lè gba kọ́ńtì wa ká lè gba kọ́ńtì tiwa òun ni bàbá yẹn fi dìde àti òun pé ká lè gba kọ́ńtì tiwa ẹ̀yin ẹ̀ lọ́dọ̀ ẹ̀ ṣe ẹ̀kọ́ ṣèjọba wọ́n kàn ṣèjọba useless ìjọba lẹ́kìtì.
bọ̀ wọ́n náà ti ń ṣe Calabar road kìíní kan tó fi ṣe Calabar coastal line wọ́n náà máa parí ẹ̀ wọ́n náà máa cost 15 trillion láti Lagos á máa tẹná wọ Calabar lọ.
kọ́lọ̀ tèmi bá ti dúró fún sí kọ́lọ̀ jẹ́ káwọn ọmọ Èkìtì wọlé kọ́ máa sọ bí tọ́pù wọn wà tí n bá lọ sí Èkìtì tí bá dé ara máa rú mi ni.
kí ló dé ẹ̀ẹ́dẹ̀ máa lo paracetamol àbí Panadol.
ẹ sà mo lọ sí check up ní ti bá dé.
ẹ máa lọ sí check up.
ẹbí láwọn ọmọ Èkìtì. bẹ́ẹ̀ ni mo sọ fún yín lọ sí ìtọ́ ẹbí láwọn ọmọ Èkìtì.
ọ̀nà yẹn bá àdìgán nìyẹn o.
Ọ̀ṣun ẹ máa tẹná dọ̀ Ọ̀ṣun ni Ọ̀ṣun bọ́dà Ọ̀ṣun.
a máa sọ fún Fáyẹmí kó bá a sọ fún current governor kó bá wa wá nǹkan ṣe sí.
ibi tó tún parí sí Fáyẹmí ló ṣe kankan o ó ṣe kankan èmi ni worst ó worst pẹ̀lú.
ẹ bọ́ ṣe wọ́ Èkìtì mọ́lẹ̀ kò dẹ̀ dá báyìí o.
very bad state.
kì í ṣọmọ Èkìtì lẹ ṣe ń sọ̀rọ̀ báyìí kì í ṣọmọ ẹ ní sùúrù ẹ̀yin ò kì í ṣọmọ Èkìtì lẹ ṣe ń bú lẹ ṣe ń sọ̀rọ̀ ẹ má ti sàlọ mo ní ẹ̀yin ò kì í ṣọmọ Èkìtì lẹ ṣe ń sọ̀rọ̀ sí Èkìtì báyìí kí ló dé.
Ondo state ni
mo ti rí bẹ́ẹ̀ ẹ ń bínú sí wọn ni bí ẹ ti fẹ́ yàwó fún wọn tó ti gbàyàwó lọ́wọ́ yín.
Ondo state ni mi ò ìfẹ́ máa gbà lọ sódò state tẹ bá tún kó lẹ́kìtì ẹ̀ torí pé Ondo state ti ń da díẹ̀ díẹ̀.
ṣé pé Èkìtì yẹn nìkan ló ṣàní problem.
Èkìtì yẹn wọ́ sí o.
ó dà ẹ má máa lọ lé ní gbogbo gbàtọ́ ilé ìtẹ́ni ẹ máa lọ ń ṣe check up ìmọ̀ kẹ́kẹ́ máa ṣe check up ẹ máa fowó jẹun ní ẹ ṣe gan ni.
ẹ máa gbọ́ Lagos yìí ṣe àgbà àwọn ibìkan ní part of Lagos. ṣé ń gbọ́ àwọn bíi mòwe kankan.
ẹyẹ mòwe ìbàfọ̀ gbogbo àwọn ọbẹ̀ yẹn.
kò sọ́nà.
ẹ̀nà mà nìyẹn àtayébáyé nìyẹn ẹ máa sọ pé kò sọ́nà àtayébáyé nìyẹn gbogbo expect ọ̀nà wà ní gbogbo bẹ́ẹ̀ olórí burúkú ni Dàpọ̀ Abíọ́dún bomb bastard ni kò sọ́nà.
so ṣẹ́dídàpọ̀ àti gómìnà Èkìtì yẹn gbogbo àtúnṣe ṣe ìjọba lẹ́kìtì
ọmọ ìyá kan náà ni wọ́n.
ẹ wo kọ́lọ́dé ti ṣe àánú kájẹ́bí tá à ń lọ.
àmì ó dà ẹ ṣe gan ni.
ẹ wo Nàìjíríà prọ́fù ó tọ́fù.
báà lẹ́yìn ṣe mọ̀ pé ó tọ́fù.
ṣèbí Nàìjíríà lèmi wà.
èmi ò mọ ẹ má bínú mo rò pé Tógò lẹ wà ní.
ẹ wo káfí sẹ́nu dákẹ́ ni o ẹ wo wọ́n tún ti lọ pọ́n láìlọ́ọ̀nù bíi ṣúgà wọ́n tún fi ráìsì sínú ẹ̀ wọ́n tún ta $100 níbi táyé Nàìjíríà bàjẹ́ dé.
ó dà ẹrẹ́ pora àṣà fún irun nǹkan tẹ́ ń lò bí ẹ fi ń tan jẹnẹrétọ̀ nǹkan ṣé ẹrẹ́ pora.
epo kẹ̀ sólà là ń lò.
Ọlọ́run máa bá wa pẹ̀lú yín gbogbo tẹ bá ń fọwọ́ sí a máa ṣe é ṣe ẹ bá ń kí àwọn ọmọ. àmín. àmín. ó ti tán. ẹ̀gbọ́n ẹ̀ ní ìlú yìí ti tán ó ti tán wọ́n bá ní ó ti tán máa lọ ta ló rántí orin yẹn máa lọ mọ́tò pínpín ta ló tẹ̀ kọ́ nígbà yẹn náà Koiki what is our business with Calabar road kílẹ̀ ní pé kí ni business wa ta máa tẹná mọ́ àwọn ọmọ Calabar wọn náà fáìn bàjẹ́ ilẹ̀ ní ta bá gbéra láti Lagos èmi àti yín Mr. Banki Ọláni a máa pín driving yẹn ta bá tẹná a lọ Calabar lọ ṣe fàájì àárẹ̀ drive padà ẹni ọ̀nà yẹn wúlò náà coastal line àwọn olè Lagos Ìbàdàn expressway wà níbẹ̀ wọ́n rí ṣe Lagos Ìbàdàn expressway ó wà níbẹ̀ babaláki ṣe gbogbo wọn ṣe wọ́n rí ṣe wọ́n wá lọ gbéyàn kan dé nísìn minister for transport ibo ni Rotimi Amechi wà one chance ní Nàìjíríà where is Rotimi Amechi Mr. Simple Ryan only Mr. Koiki you are so funny láyé àgbẹ̀sára where is Rotimi Amechi Rotimi Amechi dà máa lọ òkè wá sí ìlú kọ́ máa lọ mọ́tò pínpín máa lọ àwọn èèyàn ti páàkì mọ́tò ti páàkì rẹpẹtẹ nísìnyí kò sépo nínú ẹ̀. How did we get to where we are? àwa ń sọ fáwọn ọmọ Yorùbá pé ṣe jẹ́ kí gbogbo wa máa pariwo self-determination. I can bet you in the next 2 years wọ́n ti máa bẹ̀rẹ̀ campaign àwọn ọmọ Yorùbá gbogbo tá à ń sọ wọ́n ò tún ní rántí mọ́. òkè wá sí ìlú kọ́ musa àgbẹ̀ máa lọ mọ́tò pínpín máa lọ mọ́tò pínpín. àwọn èèyàn bínú lọ́sàn-án ìsísá Fáyẹmí mo ò dẹ̀ tí kàǹtí Fáyẹmí sọ èèyàn kan ní Koiki fún mi ní náírà àkáǹtì kí n bẹ́ẹ̀ fi kankan síbẹ̀ náà ẹ jẹ́ pé owó Koiki ọmọlóye tó pariwo fún wa léèní ó dà máa rántí ó dà pé wà níbẹ̀ àbí kí n má sẹ́ǹdẹ̀ ni nígbà tí èèyàn béèrè àkáǹtì nọ́mbà mi ṣé kí n wá lọ gbàgbé yẹn mi wo ọ̀rọ̀ tí èèyàn bá ń sọ nísìn kó ló ẹ má lọ di pé ẹ̀gbọ́n ẹ nísìn ẹ̀dàn pé ní Saturday àbí Friday àwọn tó wà nílé dẹ̀ máa ń ṣe fàájì àwọn ọmọge máa gbowó lọ́wọ́ wọn náà gbogbo àwọn ẹ̀gbọ́n tó lówó lọ́wọ́ yẹn káwọn náà gé mi náà tètè gba tèmi kúrò lọ́wọ́ wọn ò ń bọ̀ ẹ ṣe sùúrù àìtí lọ àṣẹmẹyẹ bọ̀ lápò ní ló ṣẹlẹ̀ ṣó ti dé ni ṣé mo ká ìtẹ̀ dáadáa ṣá First Bank náà ní 30 96 80 88 48 ẹ̀ right ẹ ṣe gan ni ẹ̀yin tó béèrè account number yẹn a ṣe ń tẹ̀síwájú torí mo fẹ́ dìde torí wọ́n ní the service me just for film so n ta máa ṣe ni pé a máa play ìrọ̀rọ̀ àìtí lọ ẹ jẹ́ ká play bàbá wa Bọ́lá Ìgè ẹja àkọ́kọ́ gbọ́n tí bọ̀bọ̀ ìsọ ó sọ̀rọ̀ burúkú tó dáa.
Let them die.
Ó ní let them die ń bọ̀ ẹja play ti Bọ́lá Ìgè bóyá
I pray God will give Asiwaju the courage to do it because it will affect even himself.
No.
It will affect all the APC powers. It will affect all the MDs of banks. The MDs of banks are the destroyer of this system. The powerful, the high and the mighty. He is stepping on their toes. I pray God give him the grace to do it. The next thing he should do, tell him if you know him, is to restructure this country. Nigeria is a fraud. One particular tribe pressing the whole of us. Did you hear what Central Bank governor wants to do? Just a department, the operation department of Central Bank, to be moved back to Lagos, where you have 99% of the headquarters of bank. The North is agitating. Don't take Abuja back to Lagos. They don't care. If you all become beggars, it's okay for their oligarchic mentality. I talk like no other pastor talk. I talk like no other pastor talk. Because I have seen into governance, I have seen into the church. And I know where the problem is in this country. Are you hearing me? They may not like what I'm saying, but they cannot dispute the truth. This country cannot go on like this. Okay, I was talking about those who migrated. I don't blame those that want to japa. You know, initially I was saying don't japa. Do you hear me say that again? Japa if you want to japa. Because you look at the country and say, what future? If it goes on like this, what future? If it goes on like this, civil war is imminent. If it goes on like this, military intervention is imminent. Do we want to go back to that? No. Something must happen. I have always believed that something must happen. Do you see the way we pray in this church? Make Nigeria one. We don't pray. Nigeria is not one, and it can never be one. We are different nations tied together by force. We should still be one country, but let everyone govern himself the way he likes. Are you hearing me? Let the Niger Delta have their oil. Let the East have their resources. Let the Yoruba people have their resources. Let the North have their resources. Let them manage their security. Give them state police. Let everybody guard his borders. Let everybody generate his economy. Why must you generate oil in the Niger Delta and take it to the North? Why must you generate IGR here, or the VATs, and take it to the North? That generate nothing. The 10 key northern states have Sharia. Sharia says no to alcohol. Sharia says no to tobacco. But alcohol and tobacco is what gives us VAT here. And you take the money from there to spend where you say you don't want, but you like the money. Fraud, unfairness, injustice. Where did we sit down to make Nigeria 36 states? Where did we sit down? Nigeria was negotiated 3 regions. Okay. North, West, East, 1963. Okay. By plebiscite. Midwest came in. Okay. Where did we sit down and say we shall be 36 states? Okay. Plus Abuja. Okay. And the biggest one taken to the north. To the north. More local governments. Okay. Then we came with federal. Pastor Fayemi. Okay. You are qualified, but from the tribe you came from, you can't be qualified. No. Now, you can't pass any law in that National Assembly without Northern approval. Did you hear that? You cannot pass any law. So when people say, hey, go, you want Yoruba nation, go and tell your representative. But the Northerners are more than us in the Senate and the House of Assembly. Only Pastor Fayemi Sani. You cannot. Again. Plus Abuja, and the biggest one taken to the north. More local governments. Then we came with federal character. Fraud. You are qualified, but from the tribe you came from, you can't be qualified. Fraud. Now, you can't pass any law in that National Assembly without Northern approval. Without Northern approval. They are in larger quantity. Deliberately made so. Where do we go from there? Where do we go from there? The line is still open. If you still want to call in, we are still on the program. It's a Friday. We can, we can spend some few more hours. Especially, I dedicated the first hour to my dad. Help me too, sir.
àti visa. I don't do visa to UK. Táwọn ọmọ mi bá sọ fún pé àwọn ṣe visa tó bá gba owó lọ́wọ́ yín ẹ ti sọ owó ọmọgọ́ nìyẹn. I say it all the time, I don't do visa and I don't have money. I wish I have. If I have, I will give. But I don't. Ẹ̀gbọ́n mi Adébáyọ̀ Kìkíọ́lá sọ pé Mr. Koiki, I believe when the time comes, no politicians will show their face. I agree with that as well. Now, látẹ̀ nǹkan la kàn sọ̀rọ̀ Fáyẹmí, kí ló sọ gangan? A kàn yọ ní méjì mẹ́ta ni. Let me, permit me to read what Fayemi presented yesterday. Permit me. Shall permit me. Thank you so much, those of you watching me from Nigeria. It's a hell of a data. I know some of you have to download the video and watch it. I want to pay my daughter's school. Your daughter's school fees. Sorry. Kódà àwọn staff mi ìkànnù méjì ni ọmọ ní káwọn ọmọ wọn jókòó sílé gbà tá àròwó. So you can see that kò ní wá make sense kí wá máa fún yín lówó nígbà táwọn staff mi gan kò ń ṣe family mi lísìn o àwọn ti family wà ń bẹ o. So I'm sorry we don't have that kind of money on this platform. We don't do such here. I'm so sorry. I wish we can, but we can't. Okay? And please do not put it out again. If not, we can just block you. But we don't want to. Can you donation in school fees in Konko? No, not on this platform. Let's read further. The headline from this day, 12 hours ago, Fayemi, Sani, Donald Duke, and the rest of them, others, agreed. God will help you definitely. There's no doubt about that. I believe so as well. Nigeria is crawling. Want consensus on key issues with an S. But in the background, if you go on my Facebook, because we're live on Facebook on the laptop, but some of you that are watching me, you probably see the repeated when I'm going to post it later on the YouTube. But if you you just snip straight to my Facebook, you will see the faces of these monsters politicians. Thank you so much, Simple Rahim. And at the backdrop, they had this inaugural memorial lecture. If this giant must work, the giant on Sani Nigeria, maybe you believe that Nigeria will work. You can just call in and say, Koiki, I can argue, I can bet it, give me the time, don't cut me out. I'm going to prove to you that Nigeria is going to work. Please call me. Please do. +44 UK code 74 04405, and I'll give you all the time to do your analysis, your explanation. Just come on, because a lot of those that are still in that bracket are many, in their millions. They believe that Nigeria will still work by God's grace, by Jesus Christ, by Anobi, by whatever they believe in. I am not one of those. So I'm going to start the live again here. I will not take calls for now. Thank you so much. Entimo, send the account details. See what is sending. See me. I appreciate. And I'm never going to say that anything for no. Anything for we appreciate it and we don't take it for granted. Let's start the Instagram here on Koikimedia. We normally go live permanently. I think it gives us 1 hour. After 1 hour, it drops up. I still come back, and I have my charger right underneath the Instagram. Kini àwọn obìnrin ìbúra ti jọ pàdé ra wọn báyìí kíní lélẹ́yìí Àbíkẹ́ Dábírí àti bọ̀bọ̀ tí mo ti sọ pé ẹ̀dá gbọ́n tán sọ èyí tí mo ti sọ ní sùúrù ẹ mọ̀ kó mo ti sọ̀rọ̀ àwọn méjèèjì ẹ̀dá gbọ́n kò kẹ́kẹ́ sọ.
But here's the thing, we need to work together. We have a president who is determined to work together. Let's work together, particularly the younger ones. We are here in the UK, we see what is going on. The younger ones, I'd say all over the world, as chairman diaspora, I know that we have to be intentional about engaging, and that's what we're doing. So,
and when me representing all the people on the street, when I tell you something, and I go greet you, when I go greet,
when we get back. The streets is that the same.
They are both in UK.
No, the streets. We
are streets.
No, we're not street. No.
Wait. and they go.
What's your own? What's your own? Like this madam where they call herself street.
I go to my conference every time. I'm with market women and with, you don't know. I don't have to expose it. You know what I'm saying? I'm with the grassroots. My husband is even a bigger grassroots person. My husband will go to every street, come back and say, this is what is going on, I will go with him. So whether you are Okada rider, market woman, I started from, helping people sell, in those days, can't selling cola nuts, just 2,000 naira can make a difference. Then, no. So this is the waiting way President won't do. For those people on the streets, as you say, how can we build small businesses? How can we make life better for them? Now, when that is
all I care for.
Before you're talking for a better Nigeria, you all need to speak up. But here's the thing: we need to work together.
Abikerabi, Ongbemora ni o. Sister mi dada. Both Abikerabi, ilé ni mo ń sọ pé nǹkan pé ó ní ọba arrest Peter Obi, Charlie Boy, pa ọmọ dá wàhálà sílẹ̀. Both of them are in London, and you can hear Abikerabi just trying to, convince Charlie Boy, just to, how they do politicians when they make themselves like that. Ejeka County Fayemi, Itan Babol Atenkan. Good afternoon, good evening. It's 5 p.m. We're still live. We are literally 2 hours, 53 minutes into the live transmission. We might end it anytime after 3 hours. Lori Mix LR. You have probably about 7 more minutes. After that, you would have to join us on the other platforms. Let's read quickly. A former governor of Ekiti State, Dr. Kayode Fayemi, Senator Shehu Sani, Donald Duke, and others, yesterday at the Emeka Obasi inaugural memorial lecture, agreed that Nigeria was not working as a nation, but crawling with no national development vision. According to them, there must be a national leadership consensus on what Nigeria meant to everybody and on how to manage the nation's resources while ensuring transparency and accountability at local levels. Delivering his keynote lecture at the event in Lagos, Dr. Kayode Fayemi, the former governor of Ekiti State, maintained that the theme, "If this giant must work, manifesto for a new Nigeria," is most appropriate for these times. He maintained that only those with delusions of grandeur would not agree that this giant is crawling and not working yet. Although the challenges of nation building have been manifested for several years, it is now evident that they are actually deteriorating, as evidenced by many cases of violent conflict that are being played out with regard to the governance of the nation state and discontent with the nation building experience. Indeed, the recurrent predictions about the imminent collapse or failure of the Nigerian state are beginning to look more credible by various developments in the polite. The violent activities of separatist agitators in the southeast and the southwestern parts of Nigeria. Vociferous, V-O-C-I-F-E-R-O-U-S, revisionist, R-E-V-I-S-I-O-N-I-S-T, contestations of the Amalgamation Act of 1914, generalized discontent with the prolonged underperformance of the Nigerian economy, heightening recrimination, insecurity, violence, feelings of marginalization, exclusion, and injustice, and concerns about the various dysfunctions in the federal system are some of the sources of concern about the future prospect of the country. He argued that the taste for excuses and culprit to blame for the nation's obvious challenges was an unstable one, and so the blame game continues. The Deputy Governor of Abia State, Ikochukwu Lakwachi Emetu, said Nigerian youth must learn from the last election that brought his boss, Governor Alex Oti, into office in Abia State. The youth need to be positive and always make sure that the lies that have been built among us through cultural divide and other religious beliefs should not divide us as youth. We should come together as Nigerians and deliver the country into the hands of God. Let me repeat that again. We should come together as Nigerians and deliver the country into the hands of God. And not just that, but into the progressive, because hunger is everywhere, he said. A former senator representing Kaduna Central, Mr. Sani, was of the opinion that if the giant that Nigeria seems to proclaim was to come out, a credible and fair electoral system must be put in place. Firstly, is a credible election. We have an electoral system that produces people who genuinely rig the elections to be in positions of authority across all levels. We have illegitimacy of leadership across all levels, and I don't know any magic that can be done when the system and the process to which you got to power or position of power is faulty. Insecurity in all across the country must be solved, he said. That is from the This Day as it was put together. From the People's Gazette, or the Gazette, don't give up on Nigeria. Fayemi begs the citizen. The task of nation building is not a one-off or static exercise, but is rather a dynamic and permanent work in progress. Fayemi, the former governor of Ekiti State, has urged Nigerians not to give up on the country, as Nigeria is still in its infancy in nation building. The question is Nigeria a country? Mukiyawa Oyeronke Olaniyan. Good evening to you, Mr. Adishino Olalekan, and thank you to those of you that have just joined us on Instagram via Koikimedia. We've done 2 hours 59 minutes. Shall we take a break and hopefully we can reflect back? Mr. Omitola Kende, Nigeria has gone and gone forever. Fayemi disagree with you on that, sir. Iyami Dupe Agbola Ekabo Sorieto. You went further to say, I don't know if they are going to bury them with all this money. The same people are the ones eating everything. Nobody benefits anything in that country. And you also went on to say, good afternoon, my darling brother. Good afternoon to you, my mother. They are using religion indirectly to change the mind of the people and confusing them at the same time. People are not okay in that country. Welcome to a very big brother, a powerful Yoruba activist, Mass BTV. We welcome you into the program. Yoruba people, we're gonna come back in and out. You know how it does. Yoruba people, Pambasoro, Ejekaso Ede Yoruba dear. It's not about doing long programs. I can sit here for another 1 hour. I have the internet. I have the time. The only thing is that my children, I might be inconveniencing them one after the other. Mukiwa Sio Taiwo. But in the true picture, do you ever think that Nigeria can be great again? Why are we deceiving ourselves? These politicians, this is what they are good at. We're winding down the program. They are good at convincing the average layman pé Nigeria ṣì máa dá. Ẹ jẹ́ ká fún ní time. Ẹ jẹ́ ká ṣe sùúrù díẹ̀. Ẹ má bínú ẹ tẹ́ wá lórí Koikimedia Odùduwà. I know you're there and I have to appreciate you before we go. Moki, Mr. Yinka Ogundele, you went further to say Nigeria is a scam. The country is a bastard country. Nigeria is a dead country. Moki Baba Omoni Agbola Ami Ọlọ́run David Ademola said, but I said it the other day, Fayemi is one of the devil, one more against the Yoruba people. And you're right. Paro. Cherry gbogbo àwọn tí wọ́n máa ń sọ̀rọ̀ àwọn politicians yìí. They are Eriti, Charlie Boy and Abike Dabiri both met in London. I don't know where. And you can see that, you know, as much as they say, oh, we're in the grassroots, we know what is going on. No, you don't know what is going on because people are now asking questions that they are running away from. Who are Nigerians? And why should we save Nigeria? We have no business with Nigeria. Our business now is to get the hell out of Nigeria, and we hope that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu will respond. I'm not going to go through the whole letter this evening, but we're just going to go towards maybe the last 2 pages of the conversation, as Babakitoye put it. Our closing words. Your Excellency, they are both plus all the matters raised by us in our letter to President Muhammadu Buhari that went to the United Nations and is pleading on behalf of the Palestinian. You might not know the other name, Rohingya Muslim. Buhari ló ń bẹ̀bẹ̀ fún wọn pé kó jẹ́ kó ní country tiwọn. These were dated August 6, 2022, a copy of which letter we hereby respectfully attach to this letter. It is the fulfillment of our respectful message to Your Excellency. Tá bá fẹ́ máa dá wàhálà sílẹ̀, we will start wàhálà. Sójà máa jáde, sójà kill, sójà come. Nigeria ò ní rọgbọ. But fẹ́ lọ ní party yẹn. That is why we are negotiating. That is why the Yoruba nation seems to be taking a long of time. But wọ́n ní ó better ká tó dáadáa. Tá bá wá tó, tá bá wá rí pé kò work in that direction. Oh yes, there will be other options, and it's not for consumption that we can start dictating as if we're doing a movie. But the option to Shiwa is still a great option. We negotiate. Tinubu ma dá wa lóhùn, kò ní dá wa lóhùn. There's no problem. We've given him a timeline. I'll read that out in this particular letter. Your Excellency, àwa ìran ọmọ Yorùbá tá ń béèrè fún self-determination movement, acting for and on behalf of over 60 million. Àwọn kan tẹ̀ ní Koiki má lo 60 million. Let's just keep to the 45 million according to what the Nigerian statistics said in 2022. From Kogi State to Kwara State, from Oyo to Ogun State, to Londo State to Lagos State to Osun State and Ekiti State. All these are Yoruba plus Ishekiri and the Delta. Altogether, constituting the Yoruba land in Nigeria, hereby most humbly, pẹ̀lú tọ̀wọ̀tọ̀wọ̀, place our crowning request before Your Excellency as follows. Ìbéèrè tá à ń fẹ́ lọ́dọ̀ bàbá wa Bọ́lá Tinubu ni. He doesn't have to answer us. Some might say that mo ti gbọ́ táwọn kan argue pé ṣé Tinubu máa wá dá yín lóhùn tẹ́ ló ń béèrè lọ́wọ́ ẹ̀. That is the normal route. That is the diplomacy route. That is the legal route. Tó bá wá dá wa lóhùn. Oh yes, there are many options on the table that can be used to force our way out of Nigeria. Go and look at the history of the IRA. Wọ́n sì padà láti negotiate in 1997, known as the Good Friday. I will do a program on that. That the Nigerian federal government shall, within the next 2 months, but not later than the 15th of June 2024, which is just about a month from now, because Atiwani on the 3rd, within the next couple of days, it will be just about a month away from that. Inform us, Yoruba Self-Determination Movement, that the Nigerian federal government have graciously agreed to our proposal for negotiation, and that they have set up a negotiation team that will meet and dialogue with our Yoruba Nation's negotiation. I know many people will say, Koiki, Tinubu ò ní negotiate pẹ̀lú yín. It's a waste of time. It is part of a record. Sherry, tó bá máa di gbàs-gbòs, tó bá máa bọ́ sórí M1. Ṣé máa pé gbogbo àwọn nǹkan tá à ń process nísìn, it will be like an evidence. Àwọn ṣe bí àwọn dúpọ̀ ní tìrìtọ́ lọ sí secretariat. No, àwa máa jáde ní jáde tí a máa ṣe awareness. A máa sọ fọ́lọ́pàá pé a fẹ́ jáde, a máa announce officially. They cannot stop that. That is not going to stop this. But we are still going through the negotiation. Doesn't mean that we're not going to create awareness. And that is why we are pleading all your donation to the YSDM is of the interest of the movement. Some of you don't have it. But if you think that you are capable of putting, $1, $2, $3, $5, kakàn fi ṣírò pé most of the weekend now, trust me, most households are buying pizza. It might be junk food, but we buy it, we eat it. Ẹ kàn fi ṣírò pé, my $5 will go to YSDM to support the YSDM account of the Yoruba Security or Oromiyàn or the welfare or the food bank. Ọ̀nà márùn ló wà níbẹ̀. It's very easy. www.ysdm.org. Kí ló máa fowó wa ṣe? Wọ́n ní fi ṣe kankan ju Yorùbá nation lọ. Kò sẹ́ni kankan tó fẹ́ kó jẹ. I know that was what Dupe was saying, all this nonsense and ìjìnlẹ̀ tí kòkòrò rìn lórí ẹ̀. At least ẹ̀yin tẹ dáwó sí wọn lọ́wọ́ nísìnyí ṣáà tí ní nǹkan tó fi ṣe. Wọ́n ti gba country fún yín. Ìjìnlẹ̀ ní Adélé ń ṣiṣẹ́ lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́ pé àwọn èèyàn lọ ọkọ̀ jáde. Ṣọ́rọ̀ nìyẹn. Ṣé bàbá yẹn wà òkè ṣá? I don't think so. Ó ní Adélé ṣì ń ṣiṣẹ́ lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́ but àwọn èèyàn ló jáde. Ṣé gọ́ọ̀mẹ̀ntì nìyẹn? Mo ní tí bàbá Akíntóyè bá make a declaration a gbọ́dọ̀ rí reflected lẹ́sẹ̀kẹsẹ̀, but we need 60,000 men, strong men. My wife doesn't like me saying this, with brand new AK-47 to defend the borders and the interland of Yoruba land. But since we don't have that, we go through negotiation, we move out in millions of rallies. That alone is still powerful. Don't be deceived by Ejile and the rest of them. I don't have to challenge them on a conversation. Àtìgbà country ẹni tó bá fẹ́ ọ ti declare fún wa náà ni àti bọ̀bọ̀ kan tó máa ń jókòó sórí sọ́dọ̀ Wálé Àlè kòkòrò rìn lórí gbogbo yín bomb bastard. Bẹ́ẹ̀ ni mo sọ èmi Koiki ni mo ń sọ̀rọ̀. Kòkòrò rìn lórí gbogbo yín. Kòkòrò ó rìn lórí yín. Kòkòrò èyí ni wọ́n kòkòrò rìn lórí yín. Yorùbá democratic country ti dé kò sí nǹkan tẹ́ máa ṣe sí wọ́n ti make a declare orí ò pé ṣèbá abroad ẹ̀yin gbé ẹ̀yin ọ̀dẹ̀ ẹ̀yin òmùgọ̀ afọkùnmọ́kù ẹ̀yin tó yẹ kó ti fi nǹkan ṣu yín tí ìyá yín tó yẹ kó ti ṣọdánù kó ti jù sínú gbó kó má rí yín bí gbogbo rọ́tẹ̀ pa fáwọn èèyàn ẹni country kan bọ̀ tó máa wá support yín ẹgbọ́n kan pè tán ní sọ́nà òun rò pé Russia gan máa bá kìdúpọ̀ onítìrì ní ibo irọ́ ló gbé kalẹ̀ kàmùkàmù òun ti rìpọ́ọ̀tì yín fàgbáyé àgbáyé wo ló rìpọ́ọ̀tì kankan fún bomb bastard àgbáyé wo ló rìpọ́ọ̀tì fún irọ́ ni Dúpẹ́ gbé kalẹ̀ 419 kò dẹ́n ṣe òun ló máa kọ́kọ́ jẹ́ 419 hush puppy ò kì í ṣe 419 ni mo kí ẹ bàbá mi Adéwòsì Kọ́ládé di méjì ìdábì mo kí í sà bẹ́ẹ̀ ni Ìjìnlẹ̀ Margot bàbá criminal gidi ẹ lọ gbọ́n send fídíò kan sí mi tí ó wà lórí fóònù mi lánàá kan náà àwọn tíì mi kan tó máa ń mọ́nítọ̀ wọn níbẹ̀ jẹ́ ìmọ̀ tẹ̀yìn táìmù ọmọ ó ní ẹ jáde ìgbà tẹ́ bá dẹ̀ wá jáde signal máa jáde signal yẹn ò ṣe jáde ní on the 13th àti 12th signal yẹn ò ṣe jáde Ìjìnlẹ̀ ó ṣe jẹ́ nísìnyí ló wá sọ pé signal máa jáde and gullible idiot diaspora àwọn diaspora yẹn mo kọ̀ rí pé púpọ̀ nu yín kòkòrò rìn lórí yín ẹ desperate àwa náà desperate ta ló desperate ẹ ní crowd ẹ ní backup kankan ẹ ní United Nations support kankan mo ní ẹ gbé jáde ẹ sọ resolution tí United Nations fi fún Dúpẹ́ ní country ẹ̀yin ọ̀dẹ̀ ẹ fi wá fẹ́ sọ gbogbo àwa intellectuals tá à educate àwọn èèyàn ẹ wá fẹ́ káwa náà wá kó sínú trap yẹn àwọn kan tó máa wá pé àwọn bàbá òfò kan láti Gabon wá wá sọ̀rọ̀ náà tán wá sọ jágbajàgba ẹ Koiki ẹ ọ̀nà tó sì gbà yẹn náà dà ẹ bá tẹ̀lé mo blọọkì gbogbo wọn dànù ni kò ní da fún gbogbo yín lẹ́yìn wò mí lábẹ́ tó báyìí ní ẹni ṣoríire èmi tèmi gbé pẹ̀lú àwọn òyìnbó sọ fún yín pé àwọn Albanian ni mo bá gbé ni àbí àwọn Eastern European pure English ni mo bá gbé for 24 years tí ìbá tẹ̀ ní understanding kankan tẹ́lẹ̀ mo follow politics ìlú ìjú kí ló dálẹ̀ lọ bí ṣe wọ̀lú ni mo ti di member Labour Party mo tẹ̀lé wọn lọ sí Brighton ibẹ̀ ni mo ti kọ́kọ́ pàdé Tony Blair èyí tẹ̀ ti ya wèrè ẹ bèrè lọ́wọ́ Wálé Àlè pé kí ni participation ẹ̀ nílùú yìí in politics ẹ bèrè lọ́wọ́ ẹ̀ àwọn tó kàn ń faṣẹ́ lọ ọ̀rọ̀ ṣẹ́ nìkan bá ṣe ń faṣẹ́ nílùú yìí à ń tẹ̀lé wọn mọ́ sí mi sì lọ sí conference èmi ò kàn participate púpọ̀ mọ́ ni pẹ̀lú party Labour Party tó bá yẹ pé mo participate ni màá ti contest as a local government councillor nílùú yìí ẹni tó ka paper lùi lóyà ló ṣe fẹ́ ní understand nǹkan tó ń lọ ní àgbáyé à ń sọ fún yín pé bó ṣe ń gba country kan nìyẹn wọ́n ní báwo lọ́sẹ̀ wọ́n ní sẹ́yìn ti gbà rí ọ̀dẹ̀ òmùgọ̀ wọ́n ní sẹ́yìn ti gba country rí táwa máa mọ bó ṣe ń gbà Dúpẹ́ Kùkùté 2x2 DJ múlẹ̀ ó múlẹ̀ fún gbogbo ìtàn nísìn. Ìjìnlẹ̀ṣẹ̀ wa ń sọ pé táwọn aráàlú bá jáde tíyà bá jẹ wọ́n dáadáa tíyà bá jẹ wọ́n tó bá jáde signal máa wá jáde. Signal wo ló fẹ́ jáde? Signal wo ló fẹ́ gbé jáde? Ìjìnlẹ̀ mò ń bí ẹ́ signal wo 419 onírọ́ kàbìtìkàbìtì. Wọ́n á pẹ́ mo ti pàdé ẹ̀ rí ní Turkey. Ọmọ ọ̀pá ti jọ pàdé ní Turkey dáadáa at least lẹ́ẹ̀kan mo pàdé ẹ̀. O dẹ̀ ṣẹ̀ máa múlẹ̀ o múlẹ̀ fún mi níjọ́ yẹn. Tó bá dẹ̀ pọ́n promise ẹ̀ lamẹ́ríkà ni I can bet my life o ò ní fún ẹ ní visa láti Turkey lọ sí Amẹ́ríkà o máa padà lọ Nàìjíríà nítorí pé mo mọ̀ pé Turkey ìwé tó ń fún yín sí 6 months lẹ́rìn inú ẹ̀ maximum tó bá fún wọn fún 2 years. O dẹ̀ fẹ́ ọmọ Turkey kí ọmọ Yorùbá ní ẹni tó fẹ́ so o ní Turkish citizenship o ní Turkish citizenship èmi sì ní right nílùú yìí right tèmi tèmi àti right tèmi gbé mi wọ Turkey right tiẹ̀ ò gbé ẹwọ tó ìwé tó ní kò gbé ẹwọ UK ìwé tó wà lọ́wọ́ ẹ kò gbé ẹwọ UK àwọn olùfẹ́ máa parọ́ fún wọn á jẹ́ gẹ́gẹ́ bí àwọn múlẹ̀ tó fi máa parọ́ fún kí lẹ́yìn rí ṣe ó ní òní business ní Turkey business wo ló ní Turkey business wo lẹ́ ń ṣe Turkey business wo lẹ́ ń ṣe ní Turkey ṣebí mo dé Turkey ọ̀hún àwa ti ń wá Turkey kó tó di pa bẹ̀rẹ̀ Yorùbá nation mo ti ń wá Turkey kó tó di pé mo bẹ̀rẹ̀ Yorùbá nation business wo lẹ́ ń ṣe ní Turkey business wo lẹ́ ń ṣe ní Turkey ó lè lọ ń ṣe ní Turkey àwọn tó wà ní Turkey wọ́n mọ̀ tí mo sọ ká má fi gbogbo ẹnu sọ̀rọ̀ kọ́ wọ́ọ̀kì láti ibì kan kọ́ ju wá sọ̀hún kọ́ ṣe drug kọ́ ṣe gbogbo ẹ̀yìn tẹ̀ ń ṣe kọ́ nìyẹn ni ẹ̀dẹ̀ convert gbogbo ẹ̀rọ ajá ìsẹ́ndẹ̀ sí Nàìjíríà náà ṣe business ẹ̀ kó jágbajàgba lọ èyàn ní dọ̀tí òṣì àwọn bẹ̀rẹ̀ Yorùbá nation ẹ̀ máa nítorí ẹgbọ́ Yorùbá jágbajàgba tó ń sọ lẹ́nu tó ń fọwọ́n àwọn èèyàn tó ń sọ pé ti gba country Yorùbá Democratic Republic business 419 monitor tó bá confam pé bàbá Akíntóyè máa make a declaration mo gbọ́dọ̀ jókòó sí ìlú yìí mo gbọ́dọ̀ tẹ́ kọ́ kí n lọ tẹ̀lé wọn lọ sí declaration yẹn ààrẹ tí the stage yẹn we are still negotiating with the federal government kò dẹ̀ sí ìlú tó kì í negotiate America negotiate pẹ̀lú enemies wọn so kí ló wá ṣe àwọn táwọn lè negotiate enemies wa làwọn politicians àwa mọ̀ yẹn tẹ́lẹ̀ we don't expect Tinubu to accept it pé a fẹ́ kúrò ní Nàìjíríà ṣèbí ọmọ APC lòun manifesto APC ló gbé dání but ẹ̀yin ọmọ Yorùbá tẹ̀ ń rò pé ó máa restructure Nàìjíríà fún yín I pray it does but ẹ̀yin ẹ̀ calm down ní gbogbo àwà kọ́lọ̀ fún èmi ò gbàdúrà kú fún Tinubu kọ́lọ̀ fún lẹ́mi gúngún àtàláfíà Buhari gan ta ní ó kú gan sẹ̀fà àmọ́ bí ó kú bí ó wà láàyè bó ti padà sí Katsina pẹ̀lú àwọn màálù ẹ̀ ó lọ́dún 8 gbáko gbogbo wa náà la máa rí the end result tí Tinubu máa ṣe fún yín tó bá ṣe yes definitely kí ni fi máa bínú sí tó bá fún wa ní Yorùbá nation but ẹ̀yin náà tó máa fún yín ní restructure yẹn gbogbo àjọ wà lẹ́nu ẹ̀ ká máa wòran. That as soon as we receive the communication from the Nigerian federal government in response to this request of ours, and I don't have time for all this gbogbo àwọn ọmọ ní àwọn kan àjàkálẹ̀ àrùn ibo ni ìyá burúkú òfò tẹ́ ẹ̀ ní sórí rẹ̀ ẹ̀yin ìyá òfò tó pé rẹ̀ ní ìyá Dublin Ayọ̀ Brown ẹ̀yin ìyá olórí burúkú tẹ́ ẹ̀ ní sórí rẹ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ ni mo sọ Koiki ló ń sọ̀rọ̀ Ayọ̀ Brown ìwọ ni mo bá sọ̀rọ̀ kó ní sórí rẹ̀ ẹ̀yin tẹ́ fẹ́ dárin àjò yìí rú orí kójú ti gbogbo yín àti Fúnkẹ́ Bello àti bẹ́ẹ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ ojú tì yín ẹ̀yin ọ̀dàlẹ̀ bálẹ̀kù ní gbogbo yín tó náà ń bọ́ra sí wòwò ń ṣépè fún bàbá Akíntóyè àwọn ìyá òfò ẹ̀múrin àjọ ẹ̀fẹ́ turn upside down ẹ rò pé múgùn làwa ni ẹ rò pé dànsán làwa ni ẹ rò pé àwa máa gbà sí lẹ́nu ẹ ní sóríire látòkèdè lẹ́nu mo sọ gbogbo ẹ̀yin ìyá òfò yẹn mo náà máa tá tán níta gbé dání àwa kan ìyẹn là á ṣe lọ́lé èmi ti lọ́lé lọ bèèrè lọ́wọ́ bàbá kí níta gbé dání confam mi wọ́n ní yes ẹni ìṣó lọ́nà ẹni mídíà tó dúró tán mo fi máa boast ni mo dúró tán dáadáa gidi pẹ̀lú backing media tó gidi tó sàn gidi ní UK tí mo sanwó fún member National Union of Journalists ní ẹni ṣoríire àwọn olè rẹ̀ pé ẹ̀ fẹ́ máa bá tayò gbogbo tó yẹ ká béèrè láti béèrè wọ́n ní ẹ máa báṣẹ́ lọ kò séwu bọ́pẹ́ ti gba country yẹn wọ́n ní Koiki má jẹ́ kọ́tọ̀ ẹ̀ kankan kò síbi kankan tó ti gba country àwọn olùlọ́sì àwọn lẹ́fẹ̀ẹ́ máa gbé kiri fún mo sọ fún yín. member press ni nílùú yìí èmi àwọn máa jáde máa sọ fún yín pé ti gba country àwọn media mi ní international àwọn máa bí mi pa àbí mo gbóyò ni níbo ló gbà sí evidence náà dà ìyẹn gbọ́dọ̀ ṣe jáde kó máa sọ pé òun gba country tó lọ evidence wọn náà sign àwọn kan sign ìtí tó dúpẹ́ fẹ́ ṣe fún wa nìyẹn tó ṣe ní kí n mú signature mi wá àti id mi pẹ̀lú ṣọlá kò gbọdọ̀ kọ àtàwọn bẹ́ẹ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ kó lè lọ gbé sábẹ́ placard tí ọlọ́pàá ti gbà lọ́wọ́ wọn nísìn oògùn oríṣiríṣi náà lọ́n bá nínú ilé kò lọ títí àbí whatever that stupid woman is name ilé tó gbà lọ́wọ́ wọn yẹn ṣó yẹ kó rí bẹ́ẹ̀ mo gbọ́ ó ní gbogbo picture lọ ti kó lọ I won't be surprised pé picture tèmi bíi mẹ́wàá máa wà nù ẹ̀ ó picture yẹn tẹ̀ wá ń lé tẹ̀ ń sọ pé ti gba country ẹ̀ ń ṣe èrè níbo lẹ gba country náà sí ẹ̀ náwó Nàìjíríà ẹ̀ ń rẹpo 1,200 ẹ̀ ń lo báńkì Nàìjíríà ẹ̀ ń lo currency Nàìjíríà ẹ̀ lẹ́nu ẹ̀ ti gba country ẹ̀ ti ń sinwin òsínwin wà lọ́ra gbogbo yín mad people all over the place mad people all over the place how did we even get there ọmọ Yorùbá wà so gullible yes ara ń ka gbogbo apafẹ́ kúrò ní Nàìjíríà kò wá mí pé ká wà stupid ara ọ̀tá yín tó èmi èmi ò sí Nàìjíríà ara ń tẹ̀ mí náà pé mo sí Nàìjíríà ara ń ta mí kí wọ́n sọ pé orí pé ìrora tẹ àti gba kọ́ńtì ẹ máa jó ẹ máa yọ níbo lẹ́ ń jó dẹ́n yọ sí ẹ ń ṣí èrè orí gbogbo yín ò pè pátápátá kòkòrò rìn lórí yín ẹ jẹ́ lọ́ọ́ máa gbó kẹ́ fi yọ kòkòrò orí yín kúrò kẹ́ sùn kẹ́ jí kẹ́ rẹ̀ láìpẹ́ sì wà nù Nàìjíríà adélé ń ṣiṣẹ́ níbo lé wà ṣé ṣáda orí amí àǹzàdó tí ń gbà ṣiṣẹ́ àbí Lagos kòkòrò ń ta yín lórí kí ni mo sọ kòkòrò ń ta gbogbo yín lórí ẹ wá sọ Yorùbá nation ẹ fẹ́ sọ di àwàdà kẹ́ríkẹ́rì ẹ fẹ́ sọ di play tẹ́ntẹ́ you are all mad people all over the place àwa negotiate lọ́wọ́ gbogbo à negotiate lọ́wọ́ oh yes rúùtù tó pọ̀ wà láti jáde ìjà wà nú ẹ̀ èmi ò rúùlù yẹn out I've said it ìjà wà nú ẹ̀ but ìyẹn akọ́kọ́ negotiate because ẹ bá jà náà ẹ sì máa padà wá negotiate o rẹ̀ lè bá Nigerian government jà conventional war wàá pa gbogbo yín dànù wàá pa ṣégè sí yín lára o tó bẹ́ẹ̀ kó bá Nigerian government jà conventional war o mọ̀ kàn pé conventional war kẹ́ máa fèsì ara yín wàá pa gbogbo yín dànù bọ́wọ́ tó bẹ́ẹ̀ láti pààyàn 5 million tó bá wà lójú títì wàá pa díẹ̀ nú ẹ̀ ní international community àní kí ló dé kí lẹ́ ṣe wọ́n béèrè fún self determination is inalienable right ẹ̀tọ́ wọn ní Tinubu dẹ̀ máa ṣẹ̀wọ̀n ní tí yẹn bá ṣẹlẹ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ ni mo sọ fún yín ó máa ṣẹ̀wọ̀n gbẹ̀yìn ní ẹ jẹ́ lọ sọ fún ìyẹn lọ ṣe sọ pé option méjì ló wà lórí table is either we go through the normal route of Soviet Union ká dissolve kólúkálukú máa lọ́nà ẹ̀ or kó lọ through Yugoslavia route Slobodan Milosevic ó padà kú sínú ẹ̀wọ̀n ní ICC ó padà kú sínú ẹ̀wọ̀n ní àgbàdúrà bẹ́ẹ̀ fún Tinubu but tó bá lọ dé that route ó máa lọ ṣẹ̀wọ̀n ní ìyàn ṣẹ̀wọ̀n ní at 90+ má rò pé kò lè ṣẹ̀wọ̀n wàá gbé bẹ́ẹ̀ ni mo sọ fún ẹ nígbà tí crisis humanitarian bá pọ̀ jù tẹ́kùn sùn lọ nínú Nàìjíríà tó ń béèrè pé kí ló ṣẹlẹ̀ wọ́n ń béèrè fún self determination òun lẹ́wọ́n ń pa wọ́n tó yẹn kí ló dé but ẹ ṣì kọ́kọ́ push for negotiation tẹ̀lé ìyá 2 by 2 mad people all over the place a máa mẹ́tò ìwálẹ̀ in 10 minutes so that kó má ju 3 hours 30 minutes lọ. That as soon as we receive the communication from the Nigerian federal government in response to our request for negotiation kò ní láti accept but kó accept pé kájọ jókòó kájọ sọ̀rọ̀ kó dẹ̀ máa kó òun náà máa play wa ni politicians ṣáà ní Tinubu ọ̀rọ̀ tẹ́ ẹ̀ ń fẹ́ yìí kò lè wáyé báyìí o but they can set up the first meeting there's nothing wrong in setting up the first meeting Koiki àfẹ́ Yorùbá nation Nàìjíríà la fẹ́ wèrè Nàìjíríà wo ló fẹ́ Nàìjíríà tó gbé ẹ̀ èèyàn tó sì kú láàárọ̀ ìtọ́nú kú láàárọ̀ ẹ̀ kò family ẹ̀ ló send gbogbo owó tó fi ń tọ́jú ẹ̀ ló cancer ni mo bá brother yẹn sọ̀rọ̀ he's from the southeast very good guy àti mọ̀ ní sùn tó jọ mẹ́ta can you imagine òun fúnra rẹ̀ tún sick he was sick kept in the hospital àwọn ará alẹ́ tún pè pé wọ́n nídìí owó ó tún can you imagine tó wà lórí sick bed ó ń send owó sí wọn because kò fẹ́ yẹ kí family ẹ̀ kú ó ní Yomi my brother I send money ó ní what can we do kò sẹ́ni tó ní kú wọ́n yẹ mọ̀ kó tó bá tẹ̀ ẹ́ pé medical care wà I mean we have people that have cancer in the country around the world that are it costs a lot of money to look after people that are in that stage of cancer. We pray that Koloma can cancer. But a country like Nigeria, no family support, you are dead. So the man said, Nigeria might work. Nigeria will work in my lifetime. Really, that's how your dad says so before he died. That the Nigerian federal government negotiation team and our negotiation team shall meet to appoint co-chairperson to agree on a date for the first negotiation meeting to the negotiation venue, which is not going to be in Nigeria. Negotiate in Nigeria. We negotiate outside Nigeria. There's so many places. Negotiate in Qatar. Qatar is very good at that. Qatar is a very small country, but it's taking care of so many negotiations. Negotiate pẹ̀lú Hamas àti Israel. Qatar ló ń ṣe negotiation yẹn. Qatar dẹ̀ ni Al Jazeera wà, and Al Jazeera is funded by Qatar government. That is the power of what they are using that media for. That the Nigerian federal government shall invite the United Nations, African Union, the Economic Community of West African States, ECOWAS, to send observers to the negotiation meeting. What is the negotiation going to be? Yoruba people wants to go. We don't want to fight. We don't have guns. We are not violent. We just want to go. And the government will say, okay, it's not going to happen, but we can start talking, blah, blah, blah. Tony Blair and Bill Clinton had no other option than to sit with the Irish that were asking for their right to self-determination. If peace doesn't come, there will be the other way around. But we pray that peace will be given a chance under President Bola Tinubu. At least he is not a Fulani clan, because Buhari went to United Nations and pleaded for the right of the Rohingya Muslim. Muki Babami Ono Adiola Fortune Michael. Thank you so much for joining us. Muki anytime we already Taluka. Agbaje was saying there are some people who bring to join the movement just to give them unnecessary hope, brainless and gullible people. Fuyini false hope. What is the end? Money Game Boy ni the battery is dead. Ìjìnlẹ̀ answer. Tẹ́bá ti jáde signal máa jáde signal wo ló tún sọ. DJ Mule. Thank you so much for joining us. If I have the strength, I'll come out again. If otherwise, it's on some other day. Enjoy the rest of the weekend. Appreciation to everyone. It's been a very long week. We started with so much discussion. Share all the videos. I know it's long. Cut it if you can. Slice it. We're doing our best on our platform to give it to you in some couple of minutes and so. Our team are working hard, but without enough resources, there's less much I can do. No resources. About this video, download it in Nigeria so that way you don't have to watch it live. It's very expensive. Download it, watch it. But I can assure you that soon, lágbára Ọlọ́run àpèsè ẹni tó Ọlọ́run máa rán sí mi pé Koiki àwọn videos ẹ̀ tó ní wà níbí bá mo fún ẹ ní X amount of money. Start producing them in DVDs and giving it out for free. These are watch hour débi pé tẹ́lómi bá gbọ́ àwọn nǹkan mi tí mo ti sọ nínú àwọn fídíò mi. Like somebody said earlier, that is the reason why the government is scared of us. The intent so can bring people to become so violent. And violence is part of the game. The British use violence on us, so don't be scared about violence. If they don't want violence, let us sit together and deliberate and negotiate. Nigeria is negotiable. It is not negotiable, Ronnie. It is negotiable. The politician does not own it. They might have the power right now, but when the masses wake up, they will run. They will run for 40. But the masses have been kept in operation, keep them poor. They will wake up at the appropriate time. Moki Professor Adebanji Akitoye, that remains the leader of the Yoruba Self-Determination Group. Under him is Ilana Omo Odua. If you're not familiar with all these, there are many other groups that are operating. Global director, we're not here to condemn anybody. Babakito Iluda Yoruba Nation Sile. Okay? Because gbọ́n gbogbo àwọn kankan tẹ́lẹ̀ VOV kìnnìkan after tí Babakito yìí jáde pẹ̀lú àwọn tọ́jọ́ set it up, I will always respect Shola Solako, Comrade George Akinola and the rest of them. But some of them, ego. Talema dúró sábẹ́ Babakito yìí bàbá tó slow yẹn orí yín ó pè ṣe gbé bàbá tí yín jáde ẹ̀ ń ṣí èrè kò ní dá fún gbogbo yín ni mo sọ. Àwa máa dúró ti bàbá yẹn pàdé lẹ́nu èmi àti Gbòho. Ẹ rò pé Gbòho máa kúrò lẹ́yìn bàbá yẹn. ẹ̀ ń tanra yín. Èmi àti Ìgbòho lẹ̀ pa pẹ̀lú bàbá yẹn, a fún ní assurance pé ibi tó bá ń lọ là ń tẹ̀lé lọ, torí a mọ̀ pé ó ní ọpọlọ lórí. Àwa ni ká wá ràgàbò ní owó. Tẹ bá ní idea, ẹgbẹ́ idea yín wá, má gbé tọ́jú sínú ilé. Koiki mo lá idea, lọ join group, kó lọ di part of YSDM àbí ìlànà, darapọ̀ mọ́ ìlànà Amẹ́ríkà. Àwọn olórí burúkú Dúpẹ́ Onítìrì ló da gbogbo ẹ̀rú pẹ̀lú Black Devil, àwọn olòṣì àti Daddy Sam, gbogbo wọn pátápátá. Mo ti ní kọ́ yọ yẹn kúrò nínú mo, I hope ẹ ti yọ, máa check again. You don't need anybody that is not part of us. Ẹ yọ wọ́n dànù. Ọ̀dàlẹ̀ máa jẹ́ ọ̀dàlẹ̀ ni, ọ̀dàlẹ̀ balẹ̀ kù. If you want to join Ìlànà Ọmọ Oòduà in US, get in touch with me. I will give you the right details. If you want to join them in Canada, in Nigeria, you will be part of them. I don't get money for that. I say Yoruba Nation, nobody, no government official can threaten us. I can tell you that. We are on the right track. It's under laws. They cannot do anything. Wale ma hale ha bí Fayemi olórí burúkú tó ní separatist wa olóṣì kò ní dá fún bàbá tó bí ẹ Fayemi tó bá dẹ̀ ti kúkú àkútúkú ẹ̀ lọ́rùn. Olóṣì. Ṣèbí wọ́n gbé ní UK rí Fayemi olè. Ṣèbí ó ṣe káàbùrè. Ẹ lọ ṣe politics tán nísìn. Ẹ náà jà fún Nàdẹ́kò. Ẹ jà fún rí ara yín ni. Ẹ jà fún anybody. Olè ní gbogbo yín. Ṣé bí Awólọ́wọ̀ ṣe fẹ́ nìyẹn? Bàbá yẹn máa bí gbogbo yín. A máa yọ sójú oorun fún yín. Ẹ ní máa sùn lálẹ́. Ẹ̀yin dẹ̀ níyàwó ẹ̀ láwọn ọmọ 419 ó lè ní gbogbo yín. Mo kẹ́yìn mọ Yorùbá dáadáa, ẹ jẹ́ ká tún lọ enjoy ẹlòmíì náà àmìrì jù báyẹn lọ lórí ètò ti ìrọ̀lẹ́ yìí. We've done a lot this week. Go back and watch those videos, leave comments and share. Ẹ share now. Tìbí ẹ̀yin náà tó bá ń ṣe church service, share the link. Ìbẹ́ ń share sẹ́mi náà tèmi náà ń gbọ́. Ẹ̀yin náà share tiwa náà. Ẹ like ẹ̀. 95 people watching, 46 like. Kí ló dé? All right, thanks so much. Enjoy the rest of the weekend. I love you all as you love me. Appreciation once again to everyone. Olóyè Igboho, we stand with you and we love you, like I always say. Genuine love. And we will stay with you till every day. Muki Otunba Demola, the deputy of YSDM. And on that note, I say shout out. Mark Stephen, thank you so much. Anyway, thanks so much, T. Anderson. I will be in America hopefully very soon. I don't know when, but I pray to be in America very, very soon. Muki Amidokas Kazim, thank you so much. Relax mind, we're on the right track. Yoruba Nation are going back. Ẹ jẹ́ kí n wo bí a mo lè cantem yẹn without playing it out. Iṣẹ́ wa fúnlẹ̀ wa, fún orílẹ̀ ibi wa, ká gbéga, ká gbéga, ká gbéga fàìrí. Ìgbàgbọ́ wa ni pé bá ti bẹ̀rù làbọ̀ mọ́. Ká ṣiṣẹ́, ká ṣiṣẹ́, ká ṣiṣẹ́, ká jọlá. Ìṣọ̀kan àtòmìnira ní kẹ́ jẹ́ ká máa lépa. Tẹ̀síwájú fọ́pọ̀ ire àtòhun tó dára. Ọmọ Oòduà dìde, bọ́ sípò ẹ̀tọ́ rẹ. Ìwọ ni ìmọ́lẹ̀ ògo adúláwọ̀. Continue to rest in peace. Tolúlọpẹ́ Àròtilé. Mo kí Sister Elaine fún kọ́pì mẹ́rin lọ́kùn mi. Mo ti fún mọ́ sí mi lẹ́yọ kan. So mo dẹ̀ mọ̀ pé wà látà òun náà gbẹ́yọ kan. Èmi náà gbọ́dọ̀ ní méjì, àgbàlagbà ní mímú gbọ́dọ̀ lẹ́yọ kan nínú ilé. So thank you so much. These are part of what we can be doing, but owó ní tó wò bá sí ilé kíyàn kankan máa sọ pé kíyàwó òun bá ṣe ẹ̀fọ́ rírò. Thank you so much. I love you all. Lórúkọ Jésù Kristi, a máa délẹ̀ lérí wa. Inshallah, àwa la ní sí àgbẹ̀yìn. Àbọ̀rọ̀ àbọ̀yè o. Bye for now.